just there. Hello, everybody. Can you hear me now? All right, let me bring up Restream Chat just so I can monitor that while we're in here. Opening it in the browser. Marty, I'm going to hide you because I can. Say hello, Marty.
Hello, Marty.
Can
What's up,
everybody
folks?
hear us today? Happy Sunday, as they say over on Tabletop, Beast of War. All right, so what you see in front of you. How come my camera did that again? God bless America. XSplit is not playing nice because I try to do this, and I do this, and I do this, and voila. Okay. Hello! This is Bill, and this smiling chap over
Marty,
here
what's up?
is Marty, because I don't think Marty has a cam, so I just put his famous Smiling Sergeant coffee mug picture up there for you all to
Here, hold on.
appreciate. So, let us begin, shall we? Oh, hey!
See, I got a camera. What's
Yeah,
up?
now I gotta figure out how to do it. Hold on a minute.
Oh, you want me to turn that off then?
No, hold on a minute. I can do this. Just give me a second. I'm going to put you over here and take this picture because I can do this. I just got to figure out which picture you are. That's that one. Turn that off, and there you are.
Hey.
And, all right, so, and then I'll switch you over. All right, so you can see little Marty. It's little Marty.
No. Yeah.
Because I
Gotta
don't know
make
how
a
to make this
miniature
window
myself.
any bigger. Oh, maybe I can size it up. Size. Oh, up, up, up. There you go. It's bigger, Marty. All right, guys. All right, so here we go. We are going to talk about what you see in front of you, and that is, I'm going to make that screen bigger so I can see that, and I'm going to actually make this a little bigger for me over here. Okay, perfect, and then shrink this window down over yonder. Okay, here we go.
All
So,
right, so now I have a question before we get started.
yes, sir.
Can you share your screen so I can see what's on it?
No.
All
Yeah,
all I
hold
see
on a
is
minute.
the
Hold
little
on a minute.
icon
Now
for you.
you're just being too crazy now.
Well, you're gonna do something stupid like ask me a question about it. I'm gonna be like, I don't know.
All right, I'm sharing the screen. Tell me if you can see it.
Yeah, there we go. Yep,
Okay.
perfect.
All right, Big Jim Oriskany's in the house. Jim, it's supposed to be your day off, brother. We appreciate you hanging out with us today, though.
Yeah.
So,
Sit back, relax, chill out.
right? All right. Okay, so I want to make sure. Marty, can everybody hear the Marty? He seems a little soft on my end. I don't know if that's me or
Can
what.
Can you hear me? Is it my mic? I'm using my
Your
iPhone
iPod
headphones.
thingies?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you. I don't know if you can turn your gain up any on your computer. Do you know how to do that without destroying your computer?
I am on my phone, so
Oh,
no.
okay. Well, then never mind. It is what it is, and that's what it is. All right, guys. What you see in front of you is our version of the Ambassador's Compound from 13 Hours. This was our project called 13 Days to 13 Hours. And Marty,
And
you want
it's
to give
true.
a kind of a rundown description, geographical layout?
It is truly beautiful and epic work. I'm looking at the picture. I'm like, oh man, that is a nice table.
Right?
I really do like it. But as you're looking at the picture, on the left would be the main entrance there. So you can sort of see where the road goes in. Yep, right there where the cursor is.
I wonder if I can get one of those special cursors, with the. Keep going. I'm gonna mess with something while you're doing that.
So when you enter through the main gate there's a road that goes all the way through the table to the back. Just for reference, this is a 6x4 table to give you an idea how big that is. So the road goes straight through to the back, and there's a back gate. Immediately upon entering to the right, as you are coming in,
Look at that.
Uh, whoa.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Whoa. Immediately upon coming in, to the left is an orchard. To the right is a parking lot. And there's two structures there. You can't see both of them in the picture. At least I can't. The first one is a little command post, and then just out of the shot to the left, there is a larger building that is the barracks for the guard force.
Right.
And then that green area that you see adjacent to the parking lot is the soccer pitch, if you will.
Right.
And then continuing back beyond that is another orchard.
Right here.
On the other side, in the middle of the road, there's it's a large planter. And then there's a driveway with a small parking area.
Hold on a minute. Let me see if I can enlarge that for you, my friend.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Okay, there you go.
Whoa, hey, there you go. That's awesome. All right, so you can see the planter there, and then you can see the driveway and the parking area going back to the ambassador's residence here. So the residence is a fine model that is from Sarissa Precision, and there's green space all the way around that, a little swimming pool in the back, and then there's a footpath. You can see the green foliage and a little bit of gray. That's a footpath going to a pedestrian gate in the wall.
Right there.
And then there's an orchard, or excuse me, a vineyard beyond that. So that's pretty much the physical layout of the space.
So how many entrances did we model? We have the main gate, which was north, correct?
Yep.
And then the pedestrian gate, which would have been east.
East.
And then the south gate, which is like the service gate, if you will. It's not fancy. It's just big sheet metal. And that's a nice shot of your ceiling, bud.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Anyway, so all right. So that's the basic layout. Yeah. Let's see here. Oh, that's pretty cool. It's freaking me out, but hey, that's cool. All right.
I am still amazed that so this just for the record, this is the first time I've ever built a full-on table like this. And I'm just so impressed with how this turned out. I mean, not to like toot my own horn or anything, but
yeah,
it turns out that you don't have to be some crazy talented Mel the terrain tutor guy to make a decent product there. I mean,
right.
I understand the basics. I've done a little bit of this, but I've never done all of it put together before, and I'm just very pleased with how that turned out.
Yep. All right. So should we start up the game and we'll comment as we go?
Sure.
Now, like I said, there is. I'm going to move Marty out of the way here a minute because I got to see what the total runtime of this video. It's 4.5 hours. Obviously, we're not going to spend 4.5 hours breaking this down. So we're going to highlight it, and then we'll talk about it. It's kind of like our Sunday after action report. It's a debrief. So
right.
We're going to go from there. So I'm going to go ahead and hit play. And Marty, at any time you feel you need to pause, just let me know.
Alrighty.
Hold on a minute. That brings me to a point. Can I was wondering, is there a way to have you interact with this? I'd have to do that in a different meeting software. That's all right. No big deal. All right, moving along. Blah, 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 blah. Here we go.
Of militia, citizens, whatever you want to call them, break into the compound and Feb 17 runs away.
Let us know if you can hear the dialogue in the video itself.
The DSS agents are in their talk calling for help. GRS is en route. Now, Jim and Gaz played the transit game.
Yep.
A week prior to this recording. And the result of that was we made it in 6 minutes. Yeah, 6 turns.
Yep.
With very minor well.
All right, so I don't know if you all heard that, but I want to make sure you did. So 6 minutes it took them to get from the CIA annex all the way to this compound in the game. So as Jim said several times before, each turn was 1 minute. So it took him and his teams 6 whole minutes to reach the compound. Where in real life it took how long to reach the compound? roughly what, 39 minutes, 40 minutes, somewhere right in that ballpark?
Well, yeah. Well, I think it was 42 minutes till they got there because they waited 37 minutes to launch.
Uh-huh.
I think.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Might have to
yes,
fact
they were
check me on that,
delayed.
but it's about that.
They were delayed by their, by the CIA supervisor, if you will. So,
Yeah, the
hold on,
station chief there wouldn't release them.
yeah. So I'm just checking YouTube to make sure everything looks good. It looks excellent. All right. So we're 6 minutes into it when we start this game.
I want to say minor casualties, but a casualty ratio a lot less than expected.
So yeah, everybody made it to the compound alive.
Yep.
Teague is has some significant wounds on him.
Yep.
So let's talk about that real quick. So
So
everybody got
Bill,
to the compound. Teague was combat non-effective throughout this whole game. Yes.
I don't know how it's going for everyone else, so we might want to query the crowd right quick, but I don't hear any of the video. I can see it when it moves, but
you're
I'm
not
not
hearing
anything. Yeah.
Can anybody out there in land? Because I'm seeing it on my meter. Marty, mute yourself for a second. You know what, Marty? You're not going to hear it because it's not playing to you. Because the way it's routed, you're only hearing what.
Gotcha.
Okay, so Jim's
right.
not hearing us either. Hold on a minute. Let me fix that. Properties. All right, let's do a sound check. Here. Nope, I'm not hearing that. You guys hearing that? Okay. So I got to find the right mix here. I thought I had this out. It looked like it was working before. Probably. Way to go, Marty. All right, let me try that. Oops. Nope. I don't even see the meter moving on that one. Hold on a minute, guys. This isn't that hard. Really, it's not. It's just a matter of picking the right channel. Ah!
So I've been like, guess we ain't got sound. Sorry, guys.
Okay, let me try that.
Teague has some significant wounds on him.
Yep.
Roan is injured, and Amal, the interpreter, also has a light injury.
Yep.
So it affects him a little bit.
Well, I'm seeing the audio meter going. Jim
Right.
says there it is. All right, we're good.
So
Rocking and rolling.
Okay.
we now have
I
to go
still
into
do not
the
hear
part
it.
You're not going to
So-
hear it,
But
Marty,
before
because
we
you're
set
only
up
through
and begin the game, we're going to give you a quick Battlefield
Skype.
overview.
So
Right.
So this is a
I'm just
6x4
saying,
table.
so that way
It's
you
in
know.
28
So if you're
millimeter
like,
scale.
hey, about that, I don't
yeah.
know what they
We
said,
have
so you'll have to tell me.
modeled the compound
unfortunately,
as close
there
as we can
isn't
get it
a way for
from
me to
satellite photos
do
and
it for
research.
you without screwing all the other
And,
settings up. So
Yeah, no worries. I just want
we
you to
have
know
take
so
a
that way,
little bit of,
if you
Yeah.
try to throw
with,
something to me,
considering
I
we
don't
wanna
have any
maintain
of the
scale,
sound
otherwise
reference.
we
okay,
have
well
to
I'll
build this
paraphrase it
fort,
then.
On a
Right.
driveway or a runway.
Exactly.
So historically it's like 220 meters from the front
So
gate
basically,
to,
right now we're just going over the dimensions of the
ambassador's residence.
compound.
Obviously,
That's all.
it's not that far.
All right.
Here,
This
but
super
again,
duper.
we've compressed some.
See, it's funny because it doesn't look that big on
the table
the
size,
Skype,
but
on my
represented
screen, the
everything,
cursor is about
that was
20
in the,
times its normal size.
that was
Wow.
there that
Yep,
day.
so
And I
let
say
me
that now
fix that,
because if
'cause
you look
that's
at a
just driving me
satellite photo
crazy.
today, it does
Driving
not look
me
like
crazy.
this anymore. But the gates are in the right places. The doors.
So
are in the
basically,
right
right now
place.
we're
We
just
have
going
our,
through this. So I'm gonna
vineyard, we
skip
have our
over here in a
soccer pitch,
second.
We've got the barracks table.
Let me
or barracks table.
just fix this
barracks for,
cursor crud.
The Fed
Yeah, so we
17
oriented
guys,
to
and
the
our
to the
workers.
table,
So,
and then
everything is represented. It's
We
just,
go into
there's
setup,
some
I believe, after
compressed
this.
spaces
Yep.
here.
Yep.
Placing
So,
the GRS
talking
and
about the
then
layout, it's a
drawing
wall
for
compound. We did not put the one wall
bad
in
guys.
just for
Yeah.
playability. So you have a vineyard. There's 2 orchards. There's a
And then it
soccer
gets
field,
interesting.
the pool, obviously the ambassador's compound, as he said. If you lift up,
All right.
these are Sarissa Precision buildings here.
Yep.
And if you look right here is the safe room with
Okay,
Ambassador
we're back.
Stevens in it and his 2
Okay.
DSS agents. Now,
So,
it was
as you can
brought
tell,
up
we're
that we did
just
not put in
describing,
Sean
what's
Smith.
going on
Right.
in the building
Sean
and stuff
Smith
like that.
in this game is an NPC.
So,
There's a
let's talk
sweet
about
little
that real
secret
quick.
room I made in
So the
there.
way
So, you took the Sarissa building and upgraded it, if you will.
Yeah, well, yeah, I don't know if I'd call it an upgrade, but I modified it because we knew that the ambassador had a safe room in there.
Mm-hmm.
So in order to model that, I used some of the scrap from the panels that the Sarissa models cut out of, and I fashioned a wall in the back room with a door in it, so
Yep.
that way, and it would fit exactly 3 figures in there. So you
Yep.
get the ambassador and 2 dudes in there, which we also discovered if you put the 2 dudes in there, you can't open the door.
Right.
But they had a safe place to hide. So that was pretty easy. It was just a matter of laying it out and
Right.
cutting it out, and then and the door was just attached with card glued to either side.
Yep.
So that way they were able to hide out in their safe room, which is where they were in our start conditions. And then at some point in the game, they could come out, or they could end up being stuck in there. So only time will tell.
For some reason, my camera doesn't like to play nice, so I had to fix it again. But okay, so let's get into some meat of some stuff here, if we shall.
The way we're playing it is we didn't make him as a separate character. If Ambassador Stevens survives, he survives. If Ambassador Stevens doesn't survive, then he does not survive. Because the obvious outcome
I
in
can't
historical
fix that for you, Marty, so you
aspects
can hear
was
that. Let me do that
they
real
didn't
quick.
survive, right? So we made them in that kind of symbiotic relationship. All right, so as I said, we have the talk here. What is the objective? We have 7 turns.
Yep.
To get in, rescue the ambassador, and get out. And
to get out,
Do you hear that?
we got to secure the vehicles.
right,
Okay.
Both of them, because there's too many to fit in either one of them.
right. Now in the movie and in historical, they brought in their vehicles, right? But we know we destroyed one.
Yeah,
Jim destroyed one out here in La La Land. We're saying that the second vehicle was so heavily damaged that it was not safe to continue.
Can you hear it now?
operating, so it was abandoned. The guys dismounted
Okay.
right at the gate.
Well,
and
unfortunately, you're going to have
pick
to,
up vehicles.
because you're on your
In the
phone, you
compound
would have to
venue, the
do it,
ambassadors
you know,
armored sedan
have
and
like
an
YouTube
armored
playing in the
SUV
background
were
of
in
your
the
phone so you could
compound.
hear the audio.
So we're gonna play off of that. So
Yeah. Oh, I mean, all you do is
I'll
bring
let
up
see
the
mechanics.
YouTube
How are we
video
gonna
and
do
then
the bad
just
guys?
shrink it
'Cause the
down
bad guys
and then
can
just
almost be
keep your
playing as AI.
Skype up.
Essentially, yeah.
That's all.
So what'll happen is we're gonna determine how many
Guys, at any
groups
point in
come
time
in
you have any questions
and how
regarding
many,
what's going on, please
activate
let us know.
and
We'll
where
stop
they
the
come
video
in
and break
and
it
so
down.
on.
And
But
how many
basically, we're
are
just
in
talking
the
about
group.
setup at this
so,
point.
We'll show you that as we begin to play because we want to get into the action.
Yeah, I mean,
so
this is kind of that
that in
boring
mind,
time when you're like talking about
let's
the
go
what's ifs.
ahead and set up our initial guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So how we do this? We need playing cards and 2 6-sided dice.
All right, so playing cards, the setup. I'll wait for Marty to jump back on. Do 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 do. Do do do. Hope everybody's having a good time out there. So it looks like we've got Twitch up, YouTube up, and Facebook running at this point in time. You have the video playing in the background? Well, I haven't turned. Hold on, I haven't played the sound yet. It's on pause. All right, I'm gonna play it. So let me know if you can hear it.
Got our 2 6-sided dice. Where's the cards? The team cards. Okay.
No?
Sorry, we still have them all
Okay.
divvied up. when we-
Well, remember, you got a delay, so
All right,
there's
while
going to
he's
be
getting those
a
together,
few
so
second
we
delay.
have 3 access points. We have the main gate, where historically a majority of the people entered. We have the back gate, where people did enter, and then there's a small pedestrian gate
Okay,
that was
well,
on
that'll
the
drive on.
satellite
So-
imagery, and we included that. So how they're going to access that? We're going to roll 1 6-sided dice.
Aha, cheater.
to
Go multiple
determine
devices.
The amount
Anyway,
of guys entering
so
the
what we're
field at
talking
one
about
time.
is the setup
A
right
1
now
and 2
and
is
how we
one
bring on
group.
the baddies.
3 4 is 2 groups. 5 6 is 3 groups. Then we're going to do a second 6-sided dice to determine location of entry, like a spawn point. 1 2 and 3 is main gate. 4 and 5 is south gate, and 6 is the pedestrian gate. You ready? Did you shuffle?
Not yet.
We're going to shuffle up and deal. All right, so first thing I'm going to do is roll 1 die.
So again, we apologize for the video
For the
itself.
number of units.
We had some issues with the files
3,
rendering,
so that's 2 units.
so
Alright.
we
All
had
right,
to
so remember, this is the initial attack.
go with this route.
okay?
I wanted to
So
create a
we know
really
we're gonna
nice
have 2
video for
units.
you
Now,
guys.
because we're doing the initial attack, we're not going to use
Let me get the
traditional
screen back.
spawn
I was like, why
points.
is that not like-
We're going to
okay.
go
So,
12 inches from
here
the
we go.
compound.
Yeah, so this is to represent that the action has already been occurring while the GRS was on the way. So these are the bad guys that are in the compound that caused them to call and say, "Hey, we need help."
Right. So, we know that. So now we're going to look at compass points, right? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. I need
You hear it now?
1, 2. I need 8-sided dice for that. Let me grab an 8-sided dice.
No.
Compass points.
Or
Okay.
4.
Well, if we want to go northeast, whatever. Okay. All right. So we know we had 2 units.
Yep.
All right. I want to flip over your first unit there. All right. That's not good. So we're using playing cards, and they're color coded black or red.
Yep.
Black, there's a very limited amount of in here. Black.
So
means
again,
special
we're
items.
just talking
Yeah, so
about
they'll either have,
the
an
setup. What
RPG
determines what kind of
or,
units coming on the board,
uh,
where it's
an
coming from,
RPK,
how many.
some sort of
This
machine gun,
was
with them,
Was it
not just an
Jim's
AK-47,
suggestion
but,
on the randomization with the
something
playing
with a little
cards on how to
horsepower. There's
activate,
8
or we had
units.
some
8.
people put
Okay,
input
so
on
1,
one of our
2,
shows.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Or Kaz,
So,
yeah.
Northwest. So 12 inches.
Jim,
So we need to put the
yeah, he did all the math. He
3
did the hard work.
of the spades right on the other side of the bushes here in the soccer
So we're
field.
doing initial setup, and we're doing it. They could be no closer than 12 inches from the
And they should be
ambassador's
facing
building.
towards the compound. Okay.
So,
And what was
funny
their special
story
weapon?
is that during this game, we were
Oh.
told several times there's no way we're ever going to see every
Okay.
single
So
miniature
we
on
have
the
these
table
pre-made
at once.
unit cards. Where's that?
Funny
Unit card?
story.
So we can bring it forward. we have
Yeah, we
unit
almost
cards
saw
all laid
every
out,
single
ready to
miniature
go
on the table. Well, we
for
did.
their
Essentially,
action.
we
And
saw
we'll
every
just leave
single
it on
miniature on
here
the
since
table,
nobody's really
other than the
gonna
ones
be
that
coming
we
down
were
here
able
other
to
than this
eliminate.
gate, so we can use this as a playing surface for right now. Okay, the second one.
Yeah.
Chris, if you could throw the 8-sided, just roll it for us, please, on the pitch there. 3. So it's going to put him directly west.
Yep. Right. Yeah. Exactly. No. No, as you'll see in some later turns, I cannot hear present Marty, only past Marty in the table video. Oh, now you can't hear Marty at all? Marty, talk. What the bleep blapping, bleep blapping, bleeping. Oh, for love of Peter, we're having all kinds of problems. Try it now. Can you try it again? Oh my. All right, so we did have you working. I hear the video fine and Bill fine. You just can't hear present Marty. We can't hear you in your current commentary. What did I change? Marty, are you muted? The audio is muted somehow. Did you change a setting in your thing? I know, because I can hear you, so it's got to be on this end. All right, hold on. Uh-huh. All right, hold on. Try it again.
Test 1, 2. Hello, hello, hello.
Well, I see the
Welcome
meter
to
bar
the Sit
running.
Rep Podcast.
All right, hopefully that'll work. Okay, guys. So where were we? I don't remember. So we'll go ahead and go. Yeah, all right. Jim says we're good again. I can hear you both. All right, perfectato.
Good.
All
Yeah,
right.
we were talking about the card activation. So yeah, we figured out at the end of.
Yeah, look at that. So like early in the game, a lot of the special weapons came out on the table already.
Yeah, we figured out at the end of the game how many models there would be, and then the cards, whether they were black or red, indicated if it was just regular troops or if there was troops with a special weapon, which is what that black card was, much to our chagrin.
Yep. Did we ever get the RPG to activate in this game?
We did. They missed.
Oh, that's right.
Remember it?
So, well, let's not give it all away. I just couldn't remember. Hi, Jen. Welcome to the stream. Because science teacher's in the house. She'll be very happy that we used math in this game. Sorta.
Well, yeah. There was math, and it's probably a good thing that we're not listening to the whole thing, because then you'd find out how bad we are at it.
Right. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump forward a little bit. All right. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump forward a little bit. Yeah, I heard you there. Okay. So I'll go ahead and start this up. Yeah, I heard you there. Okay. So I'll go ahead and start this. All right. So what do we have sitting right here? Hey. Those are our guys right there entering the compound. So we decided that we were going to come off the vehicles, enter right here. Yes?
Yeah,
because
well, I think that was the
one of the
start
vehicles
condition.
in Jim's game was destroyed before it entered the compound. So one of the vehicles in Jim's game was destroyed before it entered the compound. So let's do combat.
Turns out there's going to be plenty of that.
Yeah. So a little preference in the first, was it 5 turns? It looked like we were going to get our asses handed to us. I think turn 11 or so was when things started turning around for us. But I mean, the first half of this, our portion of the game, did not look promising. We thought we were going to bite the dust right then and there.
Yeah, thankfully these guys are all elite troops, or else they would have gotten waxed like ring dance.
So before we continue on and we get roasted big time by diehard skirmish Sangan players, we need to put in the caveat, the disclaimer, the legal notice, etc., that we use the rules, and we talk about it throughout this, that we use the rules as a basis or foundation for our game. We ended up homebrewing the game as more than we thought we would as time went on, as we found that circumstances dictated changes or alterations in the rule. So, just to let you know that.
Yeah. Now, for all you Sangan guys out there, don't fear. At some point in the future, we're going to play straight up Sangan.
Yeah.
We're looking for the version 2 rules to be finalized and published before we play. They're still in the playtest rules, which, by the way, I am liking. So we'll play a legit game once those rules are finalized.
Right. All right. So right now, let's get back to the action.
Once those rules are finalized.
Right. All right. So right now, let's get back to the action. So the thing about this game, it uses percentages for actions, right? So each action, you get modifiers, and based upon that is your percentage of success or failure. So we're just looking at who spots who at this point in time.
And based upon that is your percentage of success or failure. So we're just looking at. And speaking of version 2 of Sanguine, they made some. I don't know. I guess essentially it's a character card.
Yep.
Where you can record the percentages for the various traits and actions, and those are really useful. I really like those. So
yeah,
shout out to the guys for Sanguine themselves provided those on their Facebook page.
Yeah. Now, as you can see, it's going a little slow this first turn as we get through some of the things, and we make those adjustments. As the game progressed, things got much quicker, and it was more, killing and shooting and all kinds of cool action as the game progresses. It's this first few turns that a little slow.
Yeah, there was a lot of us trying to maneuver our forces.
Yep.
And poor, what was it, Tegan Boone at the gate? I think they were stuck at the gate for 5 turns.
Yep. All right, let me... I just wanted to zoom in a little bit so you can see the miniatures a little bit. So, oh, my camera crashed again. Look at that. Oh, well, we'll just stay with that. That's fine. So, yeah, so basically we're setting up. I'm going to go ahead and zoom through this a little bit.
So, yeah, so basically good shot of the orchard there.
I'm trying to get it where I can move the screen a little bit.
So not letting you drag the screen around while you're zoomed in?
Not unfortunately, no. Usually you can, but right now it's just not letting me. So, because I wanted to show some different areas, but that's okay. We'll go with that. All right. So
well, if you want to see miniatures, wait about 5 minutes, and the board will be full of them.
Yeah. So right now, basically, again, we're just setting up. As you can see right here, we've got what was I going to say? Our guys coming on the board. So yeah, it's one of those things that Hey, is there any way you can put an earphone in on your tablet or something? Because it's really picking up echoing now.
Oh, yes. Hold on. Hold on. I'm gonna mute myself for a second because I got to rummage through a bunch of crap to get it.
Perfect. All right, guys, while he's doing that, so again, all we're doing is just going through each thing for you. So bear with us as we get through this. All right, well, I'll try that. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Bear with me, guys. I'm getting this here. Okay. I'm seeing if I can get this program to work so we can make this a little better for you as Marty gets set up. If you guys have any questions, please reach out and let us know. Table came out really cool, by the way. Thank you, Jen. We appreciate that. I really do. We really wanted to bring you a really snazzy. I had music and all kinds of really cool stuff, and unfortunately the video files, a lot of them were corrupted, And I was very, very sad by that, I shall say. Are you there?
I am. I have returned.
You have returned.
Yes. Now, okay. So now I have 2 sets of headphones in.
Ah, hey, it works. You do what you gotta do, right, man?
Oh, you should hear the conversation in my brain right now, though.
Well, how's that different than the other day with you?
Yes. Yeah, so if I seem a bit discombobulated in my responses, that's because I'm hearing the same thing again the second time in my other ear.
Right? Hey, look, I'm moving the screen. Son of a bitch. Some beat cheat.
Oh, hey now. There
Hey
you
now.
go.
All right. Well, okay, so I have this work. Are you there?
I am. I was just moving my iPad so I can.
Yeah,
I
but it
can
looks
see.
like hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Okay. So that highlighter program I just downloaded to help us highlight things did not seem to work too well on. It locked everything up. All right. Well, I tried.
Oh,
That's all right.
bummer.
Yeah. All right. James can see and still hear and see you both. All right. Cool. All right. Well, I was trying to get this highlighter program to work so we could highlight some action for you, but that's okay. That's cool. Hey, I can move it now. Look at that. All right, so let's zoom in a little bit here so to the action. All right, shall we drive on? Let's drive on, shall we?
Yes. This video is going like our game started.
All right, so as you can see, damn, I wish I could get that highlighter to work. That was really cool, actually. I wonder if I can run it. What are you doing, people?
Oh, hey, welcome to JT War Games. That's on pop up here on the old YouTube.
Right? All right.
Says, hey guys, keep up the good work.
Well, thank you, JT.
You're not mocking us, right?
No, he's not mocking us.
Oh.
All right, how do I do this, man? Start highlighting. Well, okay. Well, it says it's active. Oh, it's only active on that screen. Why is it not active on this screen?
Thank you, James. James says not mocking. Or JT War Games, sorry. Not mocking.
Okay. Well, we're back. Starting the stream. We should be hopefully seeing it.
Facebook just said we went live.
Okay. Yep, I see us again. Okay.
Yep.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to part 2 of the live stream. In the middle of our in-depth conversation, the power went totally black here. So, which doesn't happen very often, but when it happens, it seems like right in the middle of a podcast or a stream. I think it's the second time or so we've had this happen.
Yeah.
So,
didn't that happen? Were we playing the Sitrep pot or the Sitrep Cup?
Yeah. So, yeah. So, yeah, here we are, right? Son of a biscuit. All right. I don't remember where we were.
He's not the guy
turn
that's
one.
Gonna do that.
Well,
he doesn't have the skill to make it.
So we have 1 point left. So
is that right? 7
Turn
turns
1
on
would be turn 7.
7.
in the total game. Our first turn
Yeah.
in the total continuation game, it'd be turn 7.
Right.
Do we have clear line of sight? No. So we'd have to do a spot, right? Because we don't have clear, because this is in the way, right?
Yeah, they are obscured.
So you have to do a spot check.
JT Work Games again. Like I said, guys, keep up good work. Only joking.
We know you are.
No.
All right. So, all right, I zoomed in some more so we can see the action up close.
With a negative 40%.
Okay.
So.
All right. So if we
So
go
as you
up
can
the
see,
lowest one,
our lead
Well, at
team
this point, you could do individual.
is right here.
Well, no, because 4, 12,
And
9,
then
yeah, you could do.
we can see
except
bad
for-
guys
is
down
that a
here.
mall?
yeah, a mall's not shooting
Okay,
anyway,
yeah,
so
so-
we don't care.
So
if
they're
it's
just
So they
inside
still
the
have
gate.
higher initiative
Yep.
in this group, so they can all act. So if one of them spots, the other ones could shoot.
Thank you, JT. We really
Because they're
appreciate
not
the
good right now.
nice
They don't all
comments
each have
on
to spot.
the
Right, yeah, they're all
table.
in a group
So,
and base
Yeah.
contact, so-
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard
All right,
earlier,
so,
JT, but I was
roll
saying this is
away.
the first time I ever did a
Well, who
table,
am I rolling
like a
with?
full-on
We'll say-
table. And,
we'll start with.
I'm very
with
pleased with how
Rowan.
it turned out. I'm
Alright.
super
And,
excited
what's
What's his
that
flying?
it looks as good as it
112.
does. So
Yeah.
thank you very much for
Minus 40%.
the compliment.
Minus another 20 because he's injured.
All right, so 60%.
Yeah, but
So 60% from 112.
so that'd be
so here we are trying to figure out math.
62. And I'm like, that's not right.
52.
So we need.
I would say
Under
they
52.
said there'd be no math, but Sengen pretty much tells you there's going to be math. So
Right?
So we've spotted.
it's not terribly hard math, to be
All
honest,
right.
but you got
So now that
to
we've spotted,
remember what
we can
you're
go
looking to
ahead and
do
engage.
for
Yeah.
each roll.
Right.
All right.
So
Yep, they're spotted. We haven't. There's not that many minis on the table. We don't have to put a marker on there. Okay, so now you can engage. So he's used all his action points, so he can't do any more.
yes. But
All right.
Tonto,
So we're going through
Silva,
spotting. I'm
and
going to
Oz
ramp up the
Uh-huh.
speed
all
here a
can.
little bit just because we want to see some action.
Here.
So here is
well,
Boone
then
and Tig
skip
entering
to-
the game.
Skip to turn
Alec.
11 then.
Hopefully he has the keys to this truck that's parked right next to it.
Right.
That's the goal because one, they get to add in a person, so they'll.
Yeah, don't worry if
Dudes,
you're not
yep.
sure where Teague
And
and Boone are
armored
at. They're going to be there for
Yep.
the next
you know,
4
so they
turns.
can,
Yeah, they
set
pretty much
Teague in
don't
there.
move much. So
These guys can still run around. If
But they
need
get
to.
some
They
good
can drive
action
the
in.
truck up here if they need to.
They
whatever.
get a lot of
It
action,
gives
which
them,
is why they
some
don't
options.
move
All right, so,
because they are
there we go.
continually
Bam,
attacked
done
in
and
melee.
done
Yeah.
on Those guys.
Okay. Break.
all right, so this is a rough cut, so I'm going to stream through.
You know, as you'll see as we go through, Boone is essentially carrying Teague at this
Because
point
in the
because
normal turn
Teague's
phases, we wanna slow
incapacitated,
For the combat.
and he's like the hero of the battle. You know, to keep Teague alive because he fights off a bunch of dudes. You'll see.
Right. All right, I'm going to go back to a wider view. And oop, I really
Yes.
skipped ahead, didn't I?
We're doing this a little bit wrong.
Probably.
Hear me out.
Oh, look
Even
at them
though
dudes
you
jump
have
into
action points, you get
from the
3
side
action points
gate.
per phase.
Right?
They
We
don't-
had a lot
Listen to me.
of
You
guys
get
come
up
in
to 3 action
from
points
the
per phase,
side
but
gate
you only
here.
get to do 1 action. You just get to
Yeah,
spend
I think
the
we ended
action
up
points.
having
You know what I'm
what,
saying?
like
So let's say you're
3
doing
groups total,
A run
Yeah.
that costs 2. If there's something
and a
that costs
couple of them were
2
big,
action
like
points.
5 and 6
That's
dudes.
all you
Yeah.
do, and you lose the other action point. Then the next phase, you do another
So,
thing.
yeah, it
Because you get
did
action
not,
points back.
in
You
that
can
aspect,
spend
it
up
is
to 3
historical.
action points
Right.
per phase. I don't
Because we
think
had
you
a
can
lot
run,
of
walk,
people
shoot, run, walk, shoot,
entering
run, walk,
through that
shoot.
pedestrian gate when that
You know what I'm
pedestrian
saying?
gate really
You get
wasn't
to do 1 action
in play
that
a
can
lot
cost up to 3 action
during
points
the actual
per
event.
phase.
Yeah,
Does that
we
make
don't know
sense?
that in the actual event or even in the movie that anyone came in through that gate.
You lost me
Yeah.
in the sauce.
Okay,
We
sorry.
we just knew that it was
so,
there, and
yeah,
we
hear me out.
put it
So
in play for
phase
this game.
1, let's
So-
say
So essentially,
these
would
guys
not-
want to
All right,
climb
I'm
this
gonna
hill. So it would have to
Jump
spend
ahead a
3
little bit
action
because we're
points.
arguing about finite stuff, and I'm going to zoom in on the action here a little bit, if I can. So bear with me as I zoom in a little bit, so you can see what's going on right here.
So JT is curious why we chose Sengen over Spec Ops or Force on Force for choice of rule set. Was it just a case of preference?
Why did we?
Well, because of the nature of the team, because it's a very small number of dudes. We wanted to get more of an RPG feel, which we thought Sengen delivered better.
Yes.
And then we didn't really use it that much. So there's that.
No,
but,
we as far as the setup, I mean, when we did the unit cards, if you will, we did do it like an RPG. You know, each of the good guys has
absolutely.
its own action card.
We did have to
card.
roll them up and whatnot.
Yeah, the bad guys did not. They were a group. You know, they were all pretty much generic, right?
So the bad guys. There was like a leader card for each group. There was a card for the special weapon guy if that group had special weapons. And then all of the bad guys were just generic bad guys because there were so many of them that we would never get through a round of combat if we had all of them fighting individually with their own stats and all that jazz.
Exactly.
We'd still be rolling.
Exactly. What we did find out later in the game is that we pushed the traditional rules of skirmish really outside its, I want to use the word comfort zone loosely, just because skirmish is not set up for a large number of figures. I mean, we had 50 plus minis on the table at one point, and skirmish is squad size battle. You know, where you have like a squad at the most of allied forces versus
it really excels at like the fire team squad level.
Yeah. But we like the RPG aspect of it. That's why we chose that at that point. And then what happened was, as we're playing, we discovered that Marty's rule book was different than my rule book because we're using the playtest rules.
We had two different versions of the playtest rules and didn't realize it until we were halfway through our second turn.
Yeah. That's all right. And then that's when we started homebrewing. And that's the nice thing about what you see during this game is we're making rules on the fly, and we're trying to make it realistic and playable at the same time. We weren't overly favoring like the GRS guys. It may seem like that at one point where we're like, you know what, these guys get more actions than the bad guys do. But then we explain as to why, right? The initiative system based upon if you have two people at this initiative, they roll a dice, and whoever gets the highest roll gets initiative, right? And to which we said, wait a minute, you're telling me civilians, non-trained people who may have gotten their AK, SK, whatever, and are just going up because everybody else is doing it, are going to get initiative over highly trained tier 1 operators. Doubt it, right? So that's where we kind of twisted some things a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's not to say that it couldn't happen, but we felt the likelihood was so low that we weren't going to really entertain that.
Exactly. All right, let's see where we're at.
That's the guys stacked up outside the gate.
Yeah.
Oh,
as you can see, there's a whole bunch of baddies stacked up right here.
Crazy.
And there's baddies stacked up right here.
These dudes.
Yeah.
All right, so we know that they want to.
Yeah, they're flowing in pretty good now.
Yeah.
The question here is.
The dice and the cards on this were not particularly good to us.
No, not at all.
You do an interrupt action,
and
they're gonna have to.
Because this is gonna get super silly.
Super silly is not the word.
All right.
And if they go base to base, then it's CQB, right?
Yes, it is.
And this is where we have all the baddies now coming up behind us.
Do not have line of sight on them. So
right. They don't know.
Yeah. So we've gotten inside the compound,
they may have heard
and
these dudes running down here,
now they're
but those guys haven't initiated their movement,
right?
Spawning essentially. They are arriving at the front gate.
Yeah.
Behind us and starting to flow in behind us.
So I'm gonna stop the video here real quick, and I'm gonna adjust the screen because we're about to see what happens right here.
We could assume that they would want to go an 8-inch run in.
Okay. Whatever you think.
Marty looks like he's having a
Is it
stroke
run
from that
or
angle.
is it a walk?
That's
What do you
gas.
think? Are they going to be cautious? Are they just? Are they friendly?
Sorry, I'm looking at
I don't know,
the
these dudes
picture.
look like they're pretty much walking, not gonna lie. They're pretty casual. So that would be, what, 4 inches?
4 inches.
Alright, so if we go 4 inches from base,
I'm just
Base space.
trying to keep up.
that would put that would put homie right.
So yeah, now it just got
Right
real
there.
interesting. So as
Now,
you
this
can
dude
see,
behind him looks like he's
a group
Bam.
that activated
He might be
coming down the road
tough
along the
customer
north
to deal
wall
with.
runs
He brought
into
his partner
Teague
that,
and Boone.
Kinda looks like
Literally
Wannabe, but,
runs into him.
Yes.
He's no air-softer. And then there's this guy who's looking for a large screen TV.
So at this time, what were you thinking, Marty?
Alright, so
Okay, we
I
can't
I
interrupt
thought they
that
were going to be
first.
goners. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
We need to do an interrupt.
there were. I can't remember how big this group was.
So we
This
would
was a
still move them
smaller
their
group.
It was
total
4 or
distance.
5, wasn't it?
And then,
I was gonna say 3 or
we do
4.
the interrupt. If the interrupt is successful, we can move
But,
back to wherever we
I'm
have
like,
line of
ooh,
sight.
this
So
doesn't
an
look
interrupt
good.
Plus 2
Yeah.
tempo. Did we figure out tempo?
We
I
thought
did not
Boone
yet.
and
not
Teague
even
were
tried.
toast
So
right
in the
here.
rules
This
set,
was
there's
going to
a
be
thing
it. They
called
were
tempo.
gone.
It's like
Honestly.
who has the battlefield
And
morale
it gets worse from here.
mentality. Who's who's got that killer instinct going right at the moment?
So now we're trying to sort out. Okay,
battle,
they ran it into him. What do we got to do? Who can do what?
Yep.
Teague can't do anything. What are Boone's options?
With you, or
Yep.
vice versa. The more the battle's going with you, the more the tempo builds.
Okay, so based upon it, it says each of your friendly models can declare up to 1 interrupt for each enemy move or crawl action. You may interrupt any action identified as a move action or action chart. You cannot interrupt a combat action such as a breach.
You know what
that
we didn't
involves
do?
movement.
What's that?
So they moved.
And
It
it
You know, we
processed
could have had
1 AP point for
Boone go
each
danger
one
close
you
and
want
drop a
pop.
grenade.
They
We're
each
like
have 3
right
AP
there.
points.
Yeah, but that would have taken him
Yeah,
out
and
too.
there's
Yeah, probably.
four dudes.
So we'll do 1 at a time.
I thought he handled it pretty damn well,
so-
considering.
We go-
He did. Don't ask me how, but yes,
So
he
I think,
did.
I
Yeah.
think we start with Boone, who's the uninjured comrade here.
Hand-to-hand combat while you're
So-
holding your
and
injured
he's
buddy.
At full strength.
Yeah.
He doesn't have anything.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I think he would have dropped him. And then,
It
had
says
him
the
like at his
Yeah.
feet or something. I don't think he would have actually had him
complete
in
its full move action,
carry.
declares an interrupt.
Which we did.
The player then
But we
moves
still
the enemy model
penalized
back
him
along its movement path
for
to
that.
any desired point.
Yeah,
If multiple
Yeah, we
models
did.
are interrupting, the player may place the enemy model at the most advantageous.
See, I'm the one having the
point for
stroke
each
there. Can't
interrupting
even say
model in
advantageous.
turn. You don't need to pick a single spot to resolve interrupts. So I just say move them back a little bit.
There we
pop
go.
'em.
Yeah. So this where they are now is their completed movement because they were making a walk movement.
Yep.
So that's as far as they were going to go.
Yep.
However, we would back these dudes up to
It'd be right where we see them. That's where we're popping them.
right.
Oh, damn, are we back? Yeah, Jim, we're back. Sorry, we had a
They
huge
made-
power outage at my house.
They made the turn.
Shut everything
and
down,
this gets
so we
line
are
of
back.
sight on all 4 of them.
Yep.
We're not in base-to-base combat. So, Teague at a huge
It's a shame we couldn't get the
disadvantage
GoPro video to work well.
could
'cause we
fire
would've
his
seen some
saw
real
at
nice
him from
close-ups.
3
Yeah,
feet.
that would have been an awesome shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, right there.
Boone has a pistol and a sniper rifle. Although at this point he could probably use his K-bar.
JT
and,
says, never played Sengen,
right,
just
pick
started
these
getting
dudes
into
up,
Spectre
'cause
Ops.
if
Really
they
enjoying the rule set. Doing lots of
completed
solo
their movement,
gaming at the moment
they
as
would
we're
have
back
been
in
adjacent to
lockdown
him,
here
and
in the
that's
UK.
what we're at.
Right.
100%, brother. 100%. Spectre
That
is a
being
really
said,
good game.
that
It's a
being
very
said-
killy game. I think
Yes.
that was another
who
reason
do we
why
engage first?
we
Teague is the
decided
one in the
not
back.
to
He's
use it
closest,
because it was
so.
so killy. And you need a
Yeah,
lot
I would say
of
go
cover
with who's
and
closest
stuff
first.
with that
All right,
game.
so he's
So we decided to go with, again, Sengen just for that reason. It would have
Yeah.
probably worked fine, but I think
No,
because
you
it
can't.
is so
He's
seriously
very- yeah.
killy,
So he's out.
it would have skewed
all
the
right,
results.
So 4 dudes.
Yep.
Yeah,
Three action
we
points
thought that
on,
the Sengen rule set
on
was a little
Boone.
more
Yeah.
nuanced and kind of fit this mission set better.
Yep.
All right.
However,
So
Spectre
So
Ops
you need to roll
is awesome.
for
Yep.
success. So
We
all right,
both
so
we
Boone
both
is
have
at-
the
what's his,
version 2
combat
rules and
skill?
have played it
shooting.
and
Well, we don't
look
need
forward to
spots, so it's
playing that
rifle.
again.
Most definitely.
Or are we doing CQB?
And at the end of this
No, we're doing
video,
an
we
interrupt.
got
We're not
to
doing
see who
CQB.
predicted.
So it's his
and
rifle.
announce a winner.
I don't know if anyone's going to be able to figure it out from this angle.
But he's going to be
If
a
this is all we're
penalty
able to show.
Yeah, well, yeah, we'd have to
No,
figure out
the
what it is.
outcome.
I don't
They'll be able to
think
predict
there's
the
actual
outcome.
one in here for that.
Oh, yeah,
All
yeah.
right, well,
Not the hidden
So-
mini.
Fine.
We'll have to
Figure
do
out
something about the hidden
reasonable.
mini.
No, 20%.
Let's see.
Sure.
Let's
Okay,
see.
20%.
Jim, Big
So
Jim
what's
says
this-
a lot
what
of
should
this
you
is
say?
our fault. Gas with that
115
killer
minus
militia
20%.
roll at the end of the transit game.
It's 30.
Gas says not my fault. My main goal. We played it through,
Yeah.
brother. We played it through. Wait to see the end. It's
That's fine.
amazing. I'm just gonna say
All
it
right,
now.
All right,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
he swings
So,
around.
And he shoots
Well,
then that's
if
an
we
action
do
point.
a
You turn
transit
180
game
degrees.
from
One
here
action point.
back
Well,
to
he
the
would-
CIA
to interrupt-
annex,
Well, to interrupt these
You
guys.
still
he
have
would
to
have
add
to-
an action
you know,
point.
But I mean, he
that
would have
that'll
to
be
turn
now
interesting.
we
I
got
think
two
that
action
maybe
points.
maybe
Fight
we
with.
set
All right, well, first dude
James
gets in
up
the
for
face.
success on that one.
Right?
All right, so
Just saying.
All right, so that guy's armor score
You've got the-
D10 6,
All right.
and he's using a marksman rifle, which is 2d10.
So we're still doing math and rolling. Is
Yep.
that it, or
Yep.
are we putting dudes out now?
So, boom, down he goes. Ugh.
Okay, we have one more action point left. We're gonna roll for the next guy. So
Oh
we're
no,
gonna do
yeah,
his
we're still fighting.
Success. We're looking at 95.
Bam.
That's a 55. We'll roll that guy's armor. It's an 8.
Shouldn't you two have your gun glasses on?
2d10,
Well, technically
2d10.
speaking, I do. These are yellow coated,
No.
anti-blue light
7 and
glasses. They can be considered shooters.
4. Or is it added together?
That's added together.
Glasses,
Is it added
schmasses.
together?
Who wears glasses when they're shooting? Hell, I'm lucky if I wear
I
hearing
do
protection.
or I
Well,
can't
says,
see the front
prior
sight
to this,
post.
average hit by if the player rolls
You know,
10
you can
damage,
tell an
scores
older
12.
shooter
Armor
because
is
they start getting
1d10
all these
plus
big heavy
4.
laser
Oh, we didn't
shit
have
on their
plus
gun
4.
so they can
The
see the
result is
target.
7, so Kingery.
No, I'm gonna
he
get a
doesn't
red
have
dot.
plus-
The
A red
plus
dot.
4 is,
I'm telling you,
They're,
I
experience
that'll
modifier.
be
Oh,
the
right,
next
they don't
major
have it.
purchase.
So
Red
it's
dot?
a- he's smoked.
Yes, so much easier to just see the dot, put it on the target,
Okay,
pull the
so-
trigger, and repeat as necessary.
I don't
Now-
know if I could do that on
now-
a pistol.
so
It just
They
looks
can
so
go into CQB.
Well,
freaking
they can't because these guys aren't
gonky.
in space.
I'm telling
You
you,
shot the first two away.
as you
Yeah,
get
but they're
older
not
and
interrupted.
your
We
eyes get
interrupted the
older,
first two.
Well, that's what I was
it
gonna
is
ask.
so much
do
easier to
these
pick up
two
that red dot than it
continue
is
onward?
Yeah.
aligning your sights.
Dude, I wouldn't if I was you. But
Especially on a dark
whatever.
target when you've got
Alright, so
like
we
black
can
sights.
Oh, looks like we got more guys coming in.
Well, of
We're
course
gonna
we do.
Trip over the
I'll tell you what,
barrel
Boone was a
of that rifle
beast.
Stuck in his mouth.
Yeah, I'm telling you, he was the hero of the battle for the first 2/3 of the game.
Yep. So basically what happened is we had one of the activation, the militia guys came through the gate, ran
And that
literally
just gets
right
them
into Boone
face to
and
face,
Teague
because they were
as they were making their way into the
Okay.
compound.
Now we're looking at
And so
CQB
Boone had to
dash.
go into
All right,
hand-to-hand
well,
combat.
so
Oops, let me
this.
fix the
Yeah.
screen.
Getting technical now. Only one of them's in face-to-face contact. The other one is behind him.
Uh-huh.
So,
is it just that one guy that's CQB?
I would say so.
Boone had a movement penalty because he was essentially carrying Teague.
Yeah.
So you can see the guys in front of us that they're going on to their objective to go get the ambassador. And we decided that Boone and Teague would not go with them, that they were going to try and make it over to the CP and or into one of those armored vehicles to get some protection.
Exactly.
The problem is the train of bad dudes that just kept running
Yeah.
into them.
Yeah, I think it was in the famous words of Big Jim Mariskany. Mathematically, I don't
no,
see
I
all
take
of
it
the
back.
minis going to be on the
These
table at
guys
one
haven't gotten to
activation
their
or one
phase
time.
yet.
Right.
Well, Jim,
So they
in
still have it
pure
coming.
traditional sit rep
But they
podcast
activated.
form,
They
we
didn't
proved
interrupt, so I
that
think takes
wrong.
time. The action points of their next
Yeah.
phase. You don't just get a free.
I was going to say,
you know,
yeah,
it
fast forward a
costs
little bit.
some.
Let's get to that.
So,
'Cause
Let me
you're gonna
so
see
flip
it
over
here
here as we.
in like a turn or two.
Okay, so as you can see up here, let me zoom in a little bit. As you see right here, the baddies are coming up. You saw the baddies here. Let's see if we start. And we've taken the roof off. Why did we take the roof off at this point, Marty? Because there's some. Yeah, they broke in through this back door here.
You know, and like right where you're there's some guys in there.
Yep.
Right in that center back room.
Yep.
I'm not gonna find my combat chart.
No, you didn't. You didn't kill any enemies before
Right,
all
we're gonna
69 were on the table. You
Right.
didn't have that many
Yeah.
minis.
Right.
Dang it, he's got to be technical.
Battery should be
We're being
charged.
figuratively reactionary, and he's got to be, go that route. I see how it is. All right, let me stop this.
There was still a crap ton of dudes on there.
Yeah, you will see. There'll be a crap ton of dudes.
And until we got to murder them wholesale, it was looking really bad.
5, 4, 3.
Oh, that was our cut. All right. That's our cut in.
Okay, we're ready to rumble again.
All right.
All right. What are we doing?
We ask that
we
question a
turn
lot. What are we
We're
doing?
doing turn 3. Everybody's activated.
Oh, we're
If
in
we
turn
do those
3. This is
spaces
the beginning of
in
turn
the
3,
book-
guys.
All right, you want to explain it?
So
there?
we are
So-
1.5 hours into our
Well,
portion of the game, and we're only on turn 3.
It is just very cumbersome with this amount
Yeah, right.
of dudes. So,
So we got a lot of
we are
dudes
going
on the
to
table right
scale
now.
back the
And that's not even
invasions
it.
to,
I mean, wait. Just wait.
One
Oh,
phase.
yeah.
per
Yeah.
turn.
Right.
The
Now,
half
we'll
of
still
it.
go through the
Right.
activations in
Guys, if you just recently joined the
similar
stream,
order.
thank you for joining us as we
But
go
essentially,
through
we're
13
gonna
days
do
and
it
13
in
hours.
descending
This is the
numerical order. So
debrief of the
whoever's got
tabletop
highest
game.
initiative goes first,
We
next
wanted
highest
to make a
goes
really
next.
fancy
So on
action
until
video
we get
for
all the
you,
way
but
down to the lowest
unfortunately it's
initiative.
encrypted
Right.
files, so we are doing a
That's
Sunday
mostly
afternoon
because,
quarterbacking
we've got a time
play-by-play
commitment that we-
debrief, if you
We're not
right
gonna get
now.
this game
Marty,
in,
to you.
This country?
Yeah.
I think what were we doing? The recap on we're
Yep.
getting ready to emplace new dudes. Is that
Yep.
right? See who
Yep, your dude's on
see who
turn
comes
3.
on?
This is turn 3. So we have our operators right here. Let me zoom in on them so you can see who that is the best we can. Right there is Mo, the interpreter. And then you have Roan and Silva and Oz and who am I forgetting? I'm forgetting somebody. Because Boone and Teague are back here.
Boone and Teague.
One. Roan, Oz, Silva,
Boone,
Mo.
Teague.
Oh no, that's everybody,
Mo.
right?
No, there's 6 operators plus Mo.
Yeah,
Who
I'm
are
trying to
we
remember
missing?
the last one. I'm. You know what? They're gonna. Yeah. So, anyways, but the majority of them are right here. They're trying to make their way to the ambassador's compound here, and at the same time, you have Boone and Teague holding off the gate.
Yeah, because that's who you want holding on. Yeah, I'll secure the gate. Here, let me hold Teague, and I'll do this hand to hand when everyone
Right?
walks through.
All right, let's drive on.
Get some resolution to this, and
there are
put
bad
the
guys
ambassador
in the house.
in a car.
Right
Okay,
here where the
remember,
cursor
finish, we
is
gotta
the
come
safe
back
room.
to
That's where the
finish.
ambassador and
That's
his
the
State
magic of
Department guys
videotape.
are.
All right. Or digital.
Yeah, so the ambassador
at least I
and
didn't say
his
beta
2
max.
DSS dudes are in the safe
Footage.
room.
Yeah.
Got some good film.
Roll that reel. All right, so we are now in turn 9.
So
Turn 9, which is turn
Yes,
3.
total, but
Yeah.
For
turn
us.
3 of our phase.
yeah,
Our game.
yeah.
All right, so quick recap. We have these baddies busting at this door. We have
Tonto, thank you,
Bojack
Kaz.
and Buddy trying to jack
Yeah,
this car.
thank you. Yes.
We have another group of upstanding Benghazi citizens
That's right.
admiring the nicely manicured lawn.
I'm sure that they're just there to ensure that all is well.
Right. We have our heroes
Yep.
racing down the lane. We have our other 2 fine, outstanding heroes engaging these trick-or-treaters.
Turns out that they had other plans. They were heading to the top. That's what their goal is. But then these 4 dudes turned around, came around the corner. So,
All right, it was 4 guys.
Yeah. Boone had smoke checked 2 of them, and that's as much as he could get done in that turn. So there's still 2 more that are going to need to be dealt with here.
Right.
Unfortunately for them, they're in base-to-base combat, and that's going to go into some CQB, and my money's on Boone.
Yeah. The most distressing or vital part of the game right now is the ambassador's building.
That's why the roof
Poor
is
Boone
up,
and Teague
because
just
we
get
now
stuck
have,
there.
Enemy inside the building.
Yep. So there's a group pounding at the door to the safe room where you've got Ambassador Stevens and his 2 DSS agents holding fast, hoping that door stands. We have been in discussion on what we're going to do with
kind
this.
of talking
how
about
they can-
tactics, like,
the
hey,
bad
what's
guys
the
can
mission?
breach
What
and
do
not
we have
breach.
to do?
We're going to play it by ear as we go
So-
along. So, because it is
You know,
turn
because
9,
we were
need to
debating, do we
roll
go back
that
and help
D20.
Boone and Teague, do we
Yeah.
go forward
See
with our
if
mission?
The
Yeah.
building itself has been set on fire
Right.
yet, which would also drive the actions of our bad guys in there, because eventually, building being on fire.
See,
is
we
gonna
did
equal they
really
don't want to
account
be
for,
in it
Right.
anymore.
So
the
once
fire
if-
in the
once
compound
and
is
when the
when it
building catches
starts,
fire,
and what
we're
would
gonna have to roll
all
the next
parties, not just
die,
Ambassador Stevens and the
for
DSS agents,
smoke inhalation
but even the bad
injury
guys, what
for
would
the
be their
ambassador.
true
Because we're gonna have to start
reactions
taking that
to
into
a
account
fire,
as
and
well.
as
Or
far as it
they're gonna
spreading
have
and
to
Oh,
what
they're
they
gonna
do,
have to try
and so on and so
All
on.
right, so we're gonna have to see how that goes.
Yeah,
okay?
what would the
Again,
effect be?
we're doing a lot of this on the
um,
fly. We're trying to stay as
Yeah,
accurate to
what
the
would
events that
the
happen,
bad guys'
but in
response
our
be to
timeline.
once the building was on
we,
fire?
We don't want to come off
What
as
would
some
the
sci-fi thing. Oh, we're just going to tell
good guys'
them onto the
responses be?
Enterprise, right?
So on and so
Exactly.
forth.
Okay, so we're in turn 9.
Wait a minute, we can teleport? What am I doing over here?
So
Yeah.
turn 9. So we need higher than a 9. I rolled last time. Why don't you roll?
Need a 9 or better.
Not 9 or better.
All right, so survey says
We're checking for fire, right, at this point?
11.
Whoa!
Yes.
Hold fast. Hold fast.
Oh, no, that's if
you-
Ambassador
We're not
Stevens
on
leaving the
fire yet,
compound.
although, you know,
Yeah.
each turn it gets harder.
Yep. All right.
So we did that. We created a rule
Okay,
where,
so-
based on the number of the turn,
Let us begin.
you had to roll the
I
dice
know,
higher than that
red
number.
2 has 13.
So, as
Alright,
the game progressed, he
so-
panicked
Actually,
more,
that-
or they
I was gonna
panicked
say,
more and felt the
that's
urge to
Home Slice
leave.
Time to break into the car.
right? All right. What do you want to do with home slice?
And Jim
All
says,
right,
"Oh
so
man,
the-
if teleportation is a thing, teleportation is a thing,
You
then
can't
that makes
get
the
in the
transit
car.
game much easier."
Is he
True.
gonna try
Very
to
true.
destroy it?
And he's gonna bust our stone about
Right.
math. Yeah,
Whatever.
he's just gonna magic
I
move
think
his
that they
guys.
would go
Hey,
for the
Star
big
Trek is
door
real,
to
man.
See what's in there.
Okay.
So I think they moved to the front door.
Move them the 8 inches then.
All right, man.
But yeah,
Uh-oh.
at this point,
Or are they gonna
they
contact
stay
those bad
hidden
guys?
in the
Because they've been spotted, right? Or have they not been spotted?
in the safe room,
These
and the
guys?
building's
Yeah.
not
Not
on
yet,
fire.
not yet.
Right.
Okay.
So I mean,
No,
honestly, at this
yeah.
point, there's really no
That's as far-
urge to
Well, once they
move,
move,
no
they're gonna be
urgency.
spotted.
As long as the door's holding, and that's what what we were rolling for as
I
well.
think that might-
I'm not gaming.
Yeah, if they were
this
able
at
to
all.
break in the door.
Well, no, but you're going off of the events that happened, and the events that happen right now is that they're concentrated on this building
Yep.
and getting either to the ambassador or looting whatever's in it, right?
So, he gets
So-
2 inches from, that puts him right at the front door.
So now we have
So not-
Mr.
not quite.
Gucci,
Is the
your
front
ghetto
door locked?
Gucci guy, going to the front
Yeah,
door.
They secured the building.
Which-
when
Yeah,
they-
he's
before they
I
went
don't want to
into
give
the
away a
safe
lot,
room.
but there's
Which
something
is
that
why these
happens
guys
to
had
him that
breach
makes me very
that door.
satisfied.
So they'll-
Very, very
they will
satisfied.
have to breach this door as well,
Okay.
unless one of these mutts comes over,
Okay.
opens it for them. I guess.
All right. So the question is, are we doing an interrupt from those guys?
So we certainly could.
Big
and
decision
if we
here.
were to do that,
Because you could hit them right here.
Right,
Right there?
there. So,
So guys, what do you think?
It's
Are
up
we
to
going to
you. Do you
interrupt
wanna
them
do that, or do
and
you
try and
wanna
take a
engage
shot at
them?
them before they hit the door?
now
Because-
if we do the interrupt, that's our action. They won't be able
Yes.
to move, right?
Right.
I think those dudes.
So
I think
this
it's
is
more
where-
important for them
let
to
me
move
pause
right
this
now
real
than
quick.
it is to shoot these guys.
Yeah, we were trying to
Alright.
determine line of
So
sight if
plenty
we were
of
going to do
opportunity
the
to shoot 'em.
interrupt.
Well, all that, but if you listen to what we just said, if we do this interrupt, that's our action, and we have no more actions. That's when Marty and I started reevaluating the rule set and the way we were playing it, and determining that you're talking highly skilled, highly trained people. They're not like your typical citizen, militia, whatever, that in a heat of combat may only do one thing for the fear of dying or whatever. These guys are going to drive on. They're going to continue the mission. They're going to fight and run. They're going to run and gun 100%, right?
And
That's what they've been
Yeah,
trained to
and-
do. That's what they do. So
and these guys possess the ability to shoot while moving.
right. So for us to play the rule, well, that's your action. Now you're done for the turn. Didn't seem realistic and practical. So we evaluate that later in the game, as you will see.
Okay. All right. So
they-
that is red 2. That
They
is
did have
those
a
guys.
penalty
That
for
is their
shooting while
action.
moving.
Yes,
I mean, there
we
was
gave-
All right,
now,
we
like
we didn't
minus
make- we didn't make them
20%.
Superman.
12.
By any means.
Yeah.
All right. So 12 is these guys.
I have a 12 as well.
Hard and fast,
Alright,
baby, the sit
and
rep
we said that
podcast
in
way.
the week
You
we
know
get
it,
to go-
Gaz.
Yep.
All right, so these dudes need to. I think they need to step on the gas.
Okay.
Initially we had said that they were going to slow down to a walk. I think they need to keep running.
Right,
That
all
gives,
right.
that gives them 6 inches
Yep.
of movement.
Yep.
I told you
6
we
inches
should
of
have built in
movement
air
will get
support.
them to
Wasn't in the real world event.
about there.
All right, so we decided to let them run. So we're running the full
So
6
you can see
inches
the
at this
value
point,
in how
whereas
skirmish
we
is
were being a
set up
little
with
bit
the
more cautious so
phases,
they wouldn't
because
get a
in
penalty for
real
shooting.
life military, there's a
Now
lot of
they're running
movement
it
and
so
fire.
they can run,
The way
and
we're
if
playing
they
it, you
decide
only
to
get to do one
gun,
action, right?
but they will
They're
have
only
the
moving
penalty
this turn.
for
They
it.
can't move and fire, right? We could roll that. You know, we did that in that first turn.
Mm-hmm.
We were able to move and fire. If we want to make it more realistic, so now you see the value of the skirmish Sangan, where you get
actually follow their
right, where you can
mechanic.
move, and then the next turn you're firing, or whatever the case by those phases. So I mean,
So we're talking
it
about
just
Skirmish
takes
Sangan's
a lot of
phase
time
system.
when you
So
do that when you're
you get
using
what,
so
3
many miniatures.
actions
Remember, skirmish is
per
not set up
turn,
for
and
a
the turn's
large
broken up into what is
table
it,
of
10
miniatures.
phases?
It's usually like squad level.
Combat is 10
and
phases.
then-
Yeah,
fire
so I
team.
mean,
Yeah, fire
that's
team and
we also
20
decided if
baddies,
we followed the
right?
phase
Yeah.
system, we'd be
And
here
that's on a
forever.
2x2
You think 4.5
or,
hours is
3x3
long,
tape.
you know.
So, I mean, you can even
if
do
we were
a
doing
nice
everything by
half
phase, so,
village as an example on this.
So we're
you
talking
know,
about
you
how
set up an
to
Afghan
model
village.
that in a
So,
real-world scenario.
um,
Let's see. Gaz mentions, I bet
Our
the poor
cameraman's
interpreter
looking
would be
at us,
blowing out his
but
arse
I think
by
that's the
now.
way he was born.
You think?
You said nice. Can't do it.
Hey, he had
Hey,
a
cameraman, you're
helmet,
supposed to talk
he had
about
body
the fourth
armor,
plane.
and he had a Glock that he
Right?
did not know how to shoot.
Anyway, back
I'll
to our universe.
Oddly enough, both of us may have watched Deadpool this week.
We almost had to put in a mechanic
Anyway,
to see
So,
if there
so
was
you
a
got
negligent
squabble
discharge
here.
and he shot somebody.
Which group is that?
That is Black Fort. That's these guys at the back. So they're going to spend their
His
3
special
APs.
skill was,
Alright, so
don't
it's
point
3
that at
action
me.
points
Right.
to bust a
All right, so
window
we got more baddies
and
entering
get
the
in there.
ambassador's residence.
So it's getting a little cray-cray in there, right?
Okay, so here's a question for you. Now that we have 2 separate groups entered in the building, should we roll the fire dice twice?
I'm going to go no.
I think you should.
Why?
Because they have an opportunity to set fire. They have an opportunity to set fire.
Now it's a party in there.
Right?
Realistic speaking, if we want to side on a little bit of
There's
realism.
what, a group of 4 and a group of 5 in there, I think?
Yes.
Well, then...
Yeah.
So would we, in essence, be
And then there's
changing
2 dudes at the front
mechanic
door.
Yep.
to
2 dudes at the front
determine
door, and then you got a
the
whole bunch of
ends
other
and
ones
goals
coming.
of the buildings on fire to
For some claymores set
every
in the
time a
doorways.
unit enter,
Right.
or the
Big Jim says it's getting a
No,
little
I would say
cray-cray in there.
every time
Epic.
a
At
unit
the
enters
start
the
of every
building.
turn, as long as there's a unit it's already in the building, hasn't entered, they now could use their action point to set fire to the building. So if we say, okay, we're rolling for this team, they set fire to the building, that's their action. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. All right. You want it as one of their
Yeah.
actions. Gotcha.
Well, if you like that,
Yeah,
Jim,
alright.
just wait.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Well, they can't do crap anyway, because
Right.
they just blew all their action.
Right.
points.
Okay, so that's Black Fort. Alright, so we're down to, I have a 10 and a 10.
All right. So.
So right now
so
that
if your 10s
we're
get
going
to-
through the
get to go.
initiative system.
Alright, Cheryl.
That's how we're activating. It's based on their initiatives. And let me
Red 4 diamond.
screen this up here.
That
What you're seeing is every little video clip when it changes. Oh, come on. Why won't you move? There we go. There we go. All right.
Where are they?
That was these guys here. We
Oh,
killed-
yes,
we
yes.
killed 2
Oh,
of them
some more
already,
combat
Yeah.
coming.
and they are
So
now
should
in-
they do a morale check if they're 50% or less?
I mean, we did shoot 2 of them in the face.
Give the units join.
What's that?
So we did
Yeah,
add
you
the
just go
morale
down.
thing. I don't remember if
Oh,
that's
we haven't
actually in
done
the
that
rules
yet,
of
have we?
skirmish. Where's my book? I actually have it right here.
You're right. Thank you, cameraman.
Sorry for talking.
Yeah, don't let it happen again.
You and your fourth wall.
I had to teach Chris
All
the
right,
fourth
all
wall of
all right.
Back up
videoing
the train. We'll just add them now.
Okay. Damn it.
combat.
All right,
Movement,
rolling.
Fire, cover, positions, distractions, vehicles. Blah blah blah. Elevated spotting. We used not a lot of these rules.
All right.
Right?
Which entrance?
Morale. There is morale. Huh.
1.
Again, I don't want people thinking we there is a morale table. A novice had a 35% chance of making a morale check. I think we actually gave him a better opportunity than that, didn't we?
Guys, check your mics.
Yeah.
We did it
and-
based on
by
the
the
number
way,
of
just in case
eliminations,
you,
so they eliminated
you
half
weren't
of their
sure,
unit. They got a 50% morale check.
Yeah.
In case you weren't sure.
You on?
The compound
Oh,
camera
talk
is
dirty,
really
that turns me on.
in a really tall
That's
palm
right.
tree.
Yeah, again, the special
It's
weapon here
it's a stationary
is an
drone.
RPG.
Right? We actually talked about doing a drone shot, and I was going to bring out my drone and have it floating above the table, but we were afraid we would crash it.
Yeah. There may have been
On the
some
other
terrible
hand,
incident.
Go ahead, load this up. I'm gonna check audio.
It would've been cool,
Result.
This is a
Yeah, right
beautiful
up until it bounced
little
off my
mini
face,
that,
landed in the table, chopped up all our terrain,
Dad-
destroyed your drone.
So,
Because the way we were rolling, that would have
that
happened.
guy's
Oh, my
Lakers
gosh.
jersey or thing on.
Hold on a minute.
All right, so I'm going to jump
Stop
ahead a
listening.
little bit because we start discussing rules again. Oh, come on.
It's pretty bad when we're rules lawyering ourselves.
Right? Well, you know, that's the pressure of being on camera, right? We got more guys coming in through the pedestrian walkway. We had, what, 4 or 5 units come through that way at one point?
I think we had 3 or 4, yeah.
Yeah.
And then we had
Turn, right?
So,
No,
as you'll
we
notice-
had some dudes
we're
come in the back
middle
this time,
of
didn't we?
our
I
Turn.
might have. You
So
notice
who didn't
this
get
never
moved
really
yet?
comes
They
into
moved
play,
this turn.
unfortunately. The orchard, the big orchard.
Anybody
Dudes
else?
in the building.
Are we firing?
We had
They did-
guys come
they
this
did
way.
not-
We have guys come down
So
the lane
I
here,
think
which
that-
you know, in a sense, it makes
Well,
sense,
they
right?
can fire at the
Because
door all they want,
path of least resistance,
and I think they would.
Yeah.
But I think the mechanic here is
especially
whether they shoot or
non-trained
not,
people. They're going to take the roads. They're going to take the pathways.
Goliaths do not break down the door.
Yeah,
Right.
and
No, I'm talking. Are they setting fire to
the
building?
insurgent dudes, the
I
bad
don't think
guys,
so yet.
had a higher movement
Well,
factor
what
than we did, so they
terms
could
do
hustle.
they do?
Yeah.
Because,
What,
we
they
can't
were,
back
what, 8
down the road
inches or
fast
something like
thing
that?
you could.
No, there has to
Yeah,
be some
yeah,
kind
they
of.
were
well,
8
let's do
inches.
let's roll for it then.
Okay.
Because they're not wearing all the gear and
Yeah.
whatnot
You can't
that
stop,
our guys
can you?
are.
No. Well, you're not asking the right question. Right now, they still need to search, and they were still going to try
Search
to get.
what? That's why we use a random die, a percentile die, saying if they don't make it, they're searching. If they do, they frenzied and they're setting fire to the building.
Well, they just got into the building,
Yeah.
and then the other ones, they're going to try. They think they can shoot through the door.
Well, I'm just saying, have you ever looted anything?
Not as far, not as far as you know.
We kind of put our camera in a tight spot on camera. Have you ever
what
looted
are we going
anything?
to do as far as
Well,
How do you answer that one?
these dudes that just got in.
Well,
they're not doing it.
Right. These dudes are already in there. So
we
now it's
don't
time
call
for
it
them
looting,
to
we call it
do
sensitive
something
site
inside.
exploitation.
Right? We got Vorpal Bite. Awesome
I mean,
table.
Vorpal
Thank you
Bite.
very much.
Sure.
Yes, thank
I mean,
you.
there's always a possibility. They
Very,
could break
very
down.
proud of it.
Yes.
You got
It-
6 guys here, 7 guys
I'll
here,
be
right?
honest
2,
with you.
4,
When we
6.
started it,
You have 6
it
guys
sat
here.
there for a while,
There's
and
theoretically.
But that door's
you know,
not one
we
that can
were
be
under
broken
the
just by
pressure to
expending
get it
tanks.
finished by the time I
So
told
let's say they have
Jim,
a
of all
10%
people, we
chance
will
of
have it
breaking
done,
into the door.
and we
All
had
right.
it done.
So do
And
they
you
have to
know,
roll
we put a
under
lot of
10
time
or
into
over
it.
90?
Let's
They
see.
gotta
Big Jim
roll,
says, "Have you looted anything?"
one
Cameraman
or-
takes the
well,
fifth.
They'd have to roll a 0.
So they have to roll.
Probably
Vorpal Bite.
appropriate.
I played
Yeah.
28 millimeter
All right.
Vietnam War. Vorpal Bite.
Nope.
Be
don't
on the
make it.
lookout
Okay.
for some future
All right.
stuff.
All right, so they're done. You know what?
Well, I was going to say,
Because
you might like
zeros
some of
turn
our
so
upcoming
bad.
stuff then.
Right? I'm
Vorpal.
going to be printing some Vietnam terrain.
who
Our
didn't go yet?
social director, or social director, Julie.
These guys just
Hi, I'm Julie, your
deployed.
social
Yeah.
director from Love Boat.
Okay.
The
And these two dudes
boat.
need to go too.
So
Chris,
And did our guys
he's
go?
been working
Did
a
the
lot of
guys go?
Vietnam
They
stuff.
went, right?
They did.
He also
They
has his own
had
page,
it.
Walkabout
All right,
Games.
so they get to
So,
go next, right?
let's see.
However,
Gaz says only
these
permanently
guys
browed,
have
never
Okay,
looted.
so we're
We,
back.
we like to say
Yeah, Are
liberated.
we interrupting
We
again?
like the word liberated.
We have
Again,
to.
I say
this point,
it's
yeah.
sensitive site exploitation, and we're merely collecting it as evidence.
All right, so we are determining there's
And then
already
Vorpal
20%
Bite says, "I envy a
penalty
table, a
because
great
he's
table like
carrying
yours." Well, thank you. I mean,
Thank you.
Right?
Yep.
yeah,
Thank you.
we appreciate that.
are
I
we
mean, we
now
could have
in
spent
CQB
another 100 hours on it and made it
land,
look
or-
really cool.
Um,
You know, we could have had like real fire and lights and crap, but you know.
So he's in base.
But for what this mission, we did. I thought it came out real. And all of this is for the most part
So
scratch
I would
built.
say that is
Um,
CQB.
So
other than
I'm
the
gonna
Yeah,
say
building.
because
minus
he's
the
a
trees,
Sarissa
right?
stuff, yeah.
You know,
And
we.
he's
I tell you, the
physically
terrain
burdened with another
terrain
human being. It's a
terrain
40%
department
penalty.
loved me
Okay.
going in and purchasing all
Does that
kinds of
seem
stuff.
fair?
Sure.
He's not Superman after all. He's a big dude.
Big Jim
Don't get me
says the
wrong,
table indeed
but-
looks great, and yes, it was delivered on time. Thank you, Big Jim.
All right, what's the CQB?
107.
Minus 40.
Gaz asks, "Where's the table now?"
Okay.
It is currently sitting in the safe,
about
secure
31?
storage locker of my garage.
How about
Yep.
right next to the Mini Cooper.
Let's do business, sir.
We got to get it downstairs.
All right. So now,
And that's
Yeah.
3 points. CQB
Yeah.
needs 3 points, right? Yes.
All right, so we
So
just
he's
eliminated
done.
some more baddies. I
Yeah,
think
so
at the
that's-
gate, didn't you? Boone eliminated some more.
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So-
See me pulling them off the table.
You still have the other guy there who could do something.
And there,
Yep.
you know,
So
I'm
he
putting
would
them on that
finish
table
his-
in the
'cause we did it
background.
now.
That's
Yeah.
because we didn't have
So
enough
he
mini,
would
so I was
finish that
loading that
now.
up onto the next group
Right,
that
as
was
you
going to
can
come out.
As you can see back
Well, he's gonna
here,
go base. He's
these
so
white
close to
pieces
his
of
base
paper are all the
That's
unit cards.
CQB.
And we
yeah.
tried to stack unit guys on
As you
each
wish.
card.
You
You know,
want-
so
you
when
want
we pulled a
'cause
unit,
3 points,
they already had their
3
card
APs
ready.
CQB.
And it got to a
And if
point
he's
where this just
moving-
became too tedious, and we
Alright,
just
so
said,
do they
okay,
just
they're
sit
all
there and
this,
base
they're all
the base
that,
until
right?
next turn then?
But we kept the card because
You know what,
it's
for
how we
simplicity,
activated them.
let's just, let's say they were both together.
Yeah,
base to base,
yeah,
and
it's
they
the only
were
way that we
acting
could
base to
keep
base.
track
Boone
of
killed one.
who done what
Now
because there
this
was
guy
so
goes at
many
it, right?
guys.
Okay.
So what's his CQB? The baddie. Red diamond.
You'll have to.
Vorpal Bite says, I want to play so badly. Me too, sir. Me too.
25.
I think in the near future, due to COVID, we're gonna do
Which number is
a series. I don't know how many issues, but on solo play. How to get the best out of your solo play experience.
Alright, so
all
it's
the
35.
fours.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
of
it's
them
35.
Maybe gather some
35.
inspiration on solo rule
Are you
sets
shitting
and whatnot.
Well, I have. I'm going to be doing a video, probably on a general show.
Really?
I have Worthington Games, Victoria Cross 2 expansion
15.
deluxe set, which is Islain and the Rourke Strip. Surprise! Anybody surprised by that?
All right.
Shocker.
Boone takes one.
What's the damage
Boone
on
got
CQB?
whopped.
Hand-to-hand combat. Do we know?
He just
So,
received
but there are
some
solo play rules in there, so I figured I would do either one of those battles in solo play and do a show on that one, so we can see how solo. And then there are other games you could do solo play on.
Dude, we're supposed to survive this.
And part of that, I don't know if you call it solo play
oh, by the
or
way, they're
should
not
we call
going
it
anywhere
Corona?
because there's 8 more dudes coming.
do we
in
call
the
it
game.
isolation
remember-
cures or something like that?
Rona rules.
Rona rules, because
You know
Jim,
what I do remember?
the way Jim does games on Sundays
Both of them had hand grenades.
is easily
That's
done
what I'm about to
in
remember.
isolation. Yeah, you're at home safe, the other player's home at safe,
We'll
and
let
you're
that do
playing
it right out
virtually.
the
Yep.
gate.
Combat
So-
with multiple characters. and
True
could have
that.
done it all. Boone
True
could
that.
have done
And
it
look at
all
that, my
at
picture
once.
froze. Oh well. Stupid camera.
If he's face-to-face contact with all of them, he could have done them all. See, you should have read the rules.
I don't
He
know what's
wasn't
with
in
that camera.
face-to-face contact with that dude.
Well, we just
when
said
we
he was.
interrupted
No, I'm
him.
gonna switch
That's
over
why
to
we're
another
doing
camera.
CQB. Otherwise, they couldn't do CQB because it's 3 action points.
He was only in
Okay.
face-to-face with the first one.
See if that one
The
works.
second
anyway.
guy.
Well, then he can't do CQB. He can only move.
See here, we start talking about the action points
All right,
again.
then.
Can he do this? Can he do this? Well, you only got so
All
many
right,
action
so-
points.
Damn it!
You can only do
So
so
what-
much.
Such a good roll.
So this dude
Can only move.
Does he stop where he's interrupted, or does he finish his move?
He wasn't
Big
interrupted.
Jim says almost any
So he
game can be
finishes
worked with
his
solo
move. He
rules or
finishes
with
his move.
virtual
He
rules.
went
It's
on
just
and
a matter of
interrupted the other guy
modification.
because he went base to base for CQB.
However,
Or
his
melee.
move,
Gas says getting
He's
serious. The
face-to-face.
pen's
So
out.
is that an assault move? Because in an assault move, he can do CQB and melee.
Vorpal Bite. I played LZ X-Ray
So we're
Scenario
gonna say
solo
yes.
8 times.
It
The
is.
VC1
Sure?
6 times.
All right,
Oh,
he's assaulting.
no.
All right.
Hey, Noah's Templar! How are you, sir? I like the smaller table to hold extra stuff. I always keep the game table itself clean of the
I
extra
should've
stuff.
put whiskey in there.
Yep. Gotta have that. You gotta have that off-table command center, if you will.
Why don't you roll this time?
Yep, yep.
Go ahead.
Vorpal Bite,
So
I
what
feel
am
your
what
pain.
do I need to
I
do?
played
Is
Battle
this the
Space
same-
solo, and
do we use the
there's been
CQB
several.
Yeah, there's
several
there's a
games
game
that
designed to
bad
be
guys
played
beat.
solo.
CQB.
skill.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
you're still
it
gonna use
it was designed
Alright,
from
so
the get go to
that's-
be
I'm using the
solo.
bad guy
You
skill
can play
for the good guys.
competitive,
So it says,
but you're still
any
playing against the
modifiers,
AI.
character
Yeah.
with shotgun
Or
does
not competitive,
Characters making a breakaway attack,
cooperative.
it does not. Characters attempting to dodge. There is no modifier. Each additional friendly model in the CQB.
Okay, I'm gonna
will
skip
get a
ahead
20%
because we're
bonus.
discussing rules
Any
again.
additional
Let's see what we got going out. Oh, we got baddies moving again.
on your next action. On your next turn.
So this unit
So
that
the
was
question
here
do we
is now
engage them
here.
now? And you're going to get a cover bonus because they're going through here.
Yeah.
Jen says a clean table is a sign of a
Cover and
smooth running
concealment
game.
bonus, because most majority of
How
them
did we even do
conceal.
that?
Yeah, no, we wait.
Okay.
their primary mission is still to get in
Yeah,
there
mission
and get their guy.
is the ambassador. All right, we are in turn 10.
Vorpalblight says,
Building.
I'm 58 years old.
Alright,
I've
so
started
let's see how
losing interest in
building's doing.
fantasy sci-fi. I've
We're in
discovered a
10.
lust
Now,
for
are we
historical
rolling for
miniatures.
each unit
That
that's in
brings
there?
us back to a conversation
Decide that.
we had
So
several
welcome
podcasts
to the
ago.
club.
Doesn't that
Yeah.
make sense? There's
As
more
people
units
got
in
older,
there,
we
the more
discussed
opportunities for them
as
to
people
set
got
fire.
older, do they start
Wouldn't that be
looking
one
at
of their
historicals
actions,
more
though,
than they did
not-
when they were younger?
Well, we
At this
haven't
point.
done it up to this point. We're just saying.
Or you
because
could
of
be
the
Jim
calamity.
and just
Or do
like
we do
historicals
the
from
roll
day
like we
one.
do it?
You know,
I think we just do the one.
No
All
matter
right,
how
so we're at 10,
young you
right?
were.
10 or less.
I have to
Right?
say though,
No,
honestly, I've always been
Over 10.
historicals.
Yeah. 10 or
Um,
10
you
or
know,
higher.
it's been my thing more than others.
18.
All right, so we have not set the building up.
You know, and it's
Right.
not that I don't like
Right.
a good
All right.
Now
fantasy
for
sci-fi
the
game because I'll still play
I'm in.
those.
Yeah.
But the older I get, the more interested and more into historical games I've gotten as well.
All right.
First one.
So we just activated 3 more units because I rolled a 6.
Because you rolled 1,000.
Came out here on the road.
Well, historically.
All right.
Red 2.
Red 2. So we'll take that. That's.
Let's see. Vorpalblight, give me a rebel yell and a reckless cavalry charge. Yep.
All right.
Now we're crying over
So,
our luck.
honestly, at this point in time, I say that Boone tries to break away.
So you got lucky on that one. It was a red 2, so
Yeah.
it's a 2-person
Yes.
unit that doesn't have
And
any
then he can
special
set up a
weapons.
position
Exactly.
That's
in
like
the
a
roof
gift at
and
this
start
point in the
laying down
game.
some cover
Exactly.
Yeah, or you can get inside there and just be covered and send Alex out to go do some work. He's been sitting in there watching on his camera.
So
going,
now
"Oh, that
we're
looks
ripping
bad."
on the DSS agent.
All right, the next one.
The talk. You know, him just sitting there
fine,
behind a
it's
locked
actually
door.
the back gate.
Yep.
All
Yeah,
right,
get in the
and that will
game,
be-
hero.
I don't think he
Red
gets in the
5.
game till what, turn
Standing by.
12 or something?
There we
There
go.
it is.
There it is. All right, red 5. Got that guy over
Red
here.
5 is in the game.
That's right.
There we go.
Let's see. Jim
Standing
said,
by.
I started historicals, took a 10-year
So,
vacation in
theoretically
sci-fi, and still
speaking,
liked
we're
some
about 10
sci-fi, then
minutes
came
into
home
this
full-time to
event
historicals.
from the
Fantasy
time
was
they
never
were
really my
right?
thing.
Or they left the
I've
compound.
done it
Because each turn is
because
Jim says
friends do it.
estimates a minute.
More of a
Yep.
social thing.
Yes.
Vorpalblight,
So
with
it's
my
been,
Vietnam settings, I
pretty
can run
good
anything
fire.
from a role-playing session, clearing villages, to a large-scale battle like Khe-San.
So at some
Khe-San,
point,
boy,
we
how
have to
you
start
play
making a
Khe-San,
morale
that'd be
check or
interesting.
some
I-
kind of
Here we
check
go,
to see
guys
if the
coming in
getting bored
through
and
the
start
south
leaving
entrance
like they did
finally.
in Real life,
I think
right?
Vorpal
Well,
Bite owes us a photo of that
case
Khe-San table
I
then.
say that.
Right?
Because in real life, they didn't have those dudes come through the front gate.
Love to
and
see that.
Start,
Yeah, but
Like,
those
some
dudes are
stuff
also
up.
going to be start killing people, and that's going to leave the taste of death in a lot of these non-trained people's.
And that's
they're
a
just gonna wanna
group
get
of
the
5, right?
hell
That's
out
the
of Dodge.
Red 5.
That's what I'm just
So
saying.
now we're talking
Standing
about the
by.
morale
okay?
of
there are
these
40 of them on the table
civilian
right
militia
now.
types. You know, as the
They
events go
might
on,
feel like they okay.
are they going to start getting bored,
You know, especially when,
frustrated,
these other,
scared by the events? You know,
10
as they
dudes
keep
go
seeing
coming
other
through the
people
front
getting
gate
popped.
that are all stacked up
You know,
out here
if you're
waiting
not
to go.
hardcore
All right,
training,
guys.
you're just doing this because you're
All
a
right,
mob
let's do it.
mentality.
So,
Eventually, when you start seeing
Ambassador's still
people's
safe and
brains
safer.
getting
We
splattered,
got new
you're going
guys
to
at the
lose
south
the
gate.
desire
We got a whole
to
bunch of people
do
stacking
this
up
and want to
at
go
the
Especially
home.
north gate. We still
Yeah,
have
especially with the
quite
stack
a
of bodies
few
at the front
in
door
the
that
area of the ambassador's
Boone
compound.
was stacking
The
up.
people are still
Right.
safe
'Cause
at
he's
this
killed like
point.
4 dudes
Nobody's
at this
attacked
point.
the talk. We've got our main
Khe-San, I
GRS
play it in 10
operators
millimeters.
heading
That's how.
into
Khe-San is not about the
try and
actual
rescue
fire base.
here.
That was a siege, not a
And
battle.
that's
You
where
could do
we're
the
at.
outpost that
So,
came under attack during
let's do
during our
initiative.
50-year TED Offensive series in
I have a
January,
4,
February
I
2017.
have a
That's
3,
correct.
12, a 7, a
Revert
10,
back
a
to
13,
Jim's,
a 6,
our awesome
8,
series.
6, 8. I'm running out of table space. 13.
All right.
I
this
use
one's
large
looking-
60
Red
millimeter
two guys.
miniatures
Ooh.
for more role-playing
That's your
sessions.
boy.
Wow.
Red 2 is.
Yeah, those are
Boy.
big.
Those guys. All right.
I think you owe us a picture of those
so
too,
they
because
would
I
right?
bet those are
to-
cool
can they
looking.
move and breach?
No, they have to breach.
All right,
3
well-
points.
Well, they got to get up to the
Door.
They're
So,
not in base contact with the door yet.
so they're at base contact now. So that's their turn.
All right.
Pretty simple.
Next up.
They could have engaged them.
If I was those two, do I want to take on those 5? I would probably rather go in the building.
Well, this is where we have the AI component. So we're going to go odd or even. Odd, they go to the building. Even, they engage.
Yeah.
Because otherwise we're going to sit here and skew it to us.
Well, the reason I say that, and we can still do the mechanic, but the reason I say that is there's a lot more
King
advantage
Country's
to them
where I
going
bought
in
them,
there for
out of
themselves, 'cause
Singapore.
one, there's
Interesting.
something to
I have
to
not heard
loot.
of them.
And two, if they want to kill the important people, they know the important people are in there.
But again, we're thinking in this
So, Vorpal Bite is King and Country. Are they a miniatures manufacturer or a game store? What's King and Country?
Obviously, he's calm and rational.
It's 6.
All right, I don't know what that means, but
What did we say there, Chris?
You did.
Yeah, we did. I do is that they go in even as they attack those guys.
Oh, okay.
So,
well
we
then,
just rolled
back those
for
things up,
Ghetto
turn
Gucci and his
around.
pal,
That's one action
and they
point.
decided they're
Turn around.
going to go
Yep,
ahead
on
and
your
hit
roll.
the
So that's their turn.
GRS guys.
They're the home guard.
Yeah, so about that.
As you
About
wish,
that.
homie.
Let me see if I
'Cause
can
things
zoom in on this a little bit.
All right, King and Country makes historical miniatures. All right, we'll have to check them out.
So we're going to see some action up here.
It's about to get ugly for you.
Alright, that was their turn. Now we're going to 12s.
I'm pretty sure that fancy pink hat and
Black 4 spade. That's these guys.
all right.
Big Jim says they
So,
decided to hit
they're
the
in the
GRS
building.
guys. This will end in tears.
Yep.
So
Well, only if there's enough left to
they
cry.
gotta have action, right?
Yeah, they gotta do something.
I mean, they just don't stand there. So the action is either they leave the building, they attempt to break the door down, or they set fire to the door or the building, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how do we do this?
Well, we got 3 choices, right?
Yep.
Sounds like a
6-sided die.
Yeah.
1, 2, they leave.
Okay.
3, 4, they stay.
Okay.
5, 6, they set fire.
Okay. Deal.
Here we go.
Yeah, so we're trying to
Five.
determine their action.
Oh, they just set fire to the building. Marty
Knew
gets
it.
to use his
I
smoke.
don't know why I let you roll dice.
Yeah,
Alright,
I
so
haven't
these
seen how
dudes
that turned
have
out in
now,
camera. If you can see it at all.
Spend all action points to set fire to the building.
while they're in it,
Well, you gotta start somewhere.
and they can't move. So
Well, let's be fair. We'll say it takes 2 action points to set fire, 1 to move 4 inches away.
all right, so we'll give them a 4-inch move.
Yeah.
All right, so they can go right out the side door there.
Yep.
Vorpal Bite says, mostly I like to use 25mm because they work well with my
So start with the
helicopter
small
fleet.
smoke.
Are using
First,
1/48
build,
scale
right?
helicopters.
Sure.
And Novus Templar. I'm currently working with a
Unless
former
I'm
Army
sure.
Corps engineer
Oh,
who will
it's
build
coming.
fire bases in
Next turn,
Nam.
it'll be there.
Boy, does he have a lot of very interesting stories. Oh, I can only
From the
imagine.
inside
Look at
they
that.
need
You can
to,
see
yeah.
the
He's
glow
a
and everything, Marty.
well,
Warms the cockles
it
of my
just got
heart.
really hot.
How many action points
So,
does it
the
take
building
to
is on
interact with
fire.
the building regardless of whether the door is locked?
No, it was 3 to if it's locked, 1 if it's.
Now see that? That's just the little fire.
Yep.
Where's the rules? You got the rules.
Because if it's 2, they can't go out the door.
Right.
So the building's on
But can they
fire,
go
but
back out
that's
the way they
not
came in?
where the safe room is.
That's
So,
open, right?
And Big Jim says that's an epic
Hold
fire
on.
effect.
When I was inside the building.
oh no, Jim, that's the small fire effect. The epic one you'll see later. Because there's a much better one.
Yeah, that's-
But it does really look like it's
Entry and
fire.
exit.
I mean, you know.
It does, yeah.
Yeah, it's glowing. You got, you know.
It's under the axe.
Novus Templar says,
Yeah,
well
what-
done. Vorpal Bite says 172nd helicopters, but I mixed them with 144 aircraft. And then Big Jim says, oh no. Okay, we're going to
Oh,
skip
yes.
ahead because we're sitting here discussing rules again. And we got more guys coming in right here.
Yep.
So,
Feet.
Because we could still bring the back 3
Run them up.
6 inches up.
Run them up.
So let's do that.
Run them up.
So
all right, so here we go.
To the bush.
3. So yep.
All right, so now we have 3 groups out there.
1.
Who's going to be your lead on that group?
So we just decided to split our one group into 2 teams. Because we decided somebody's got to take the vehicles and protect the vehicles. And then the other group's got to go get the ambassador, yeah?
Yeah.
2.
That's a 2. All right. So that's
Here.
wrong. So
All right,
See
Rome's
if I
back
can
in.
zoom
Are you
in a
going to
little
have
bit
Rome
more
back
on
in
this.
lead? Oh, you know, we could do a
So-
wound check, a medic check on them. You can use an action point.
Oh, did we hit those guys already? We missed
So,
the hit.
All right, so here's the one time I say we
Damn
first
it.
what we're doing.
Oh
They
yeah,
only use 2 action
yeah. We
points.
smoke checked Gucci
They
boy.
could do
Yeah.
a medic check for 1 action point.
They got
because that could
popped.
be done,
So we
you know,
missed that.
well,
I skipped
throw
that a little
advantage
too
on you.
far.
So now, because it's not in
So
the
Gucci
rules,
boy went
right
down.
now,
So Jen,
how do we do a medic check?
your purple
See if he
cape,
heals a wound.
yellow hat dude, down for the count.
What was the first aid mechanic from?
I don't remember.
Hold on. I got V1.
So
V1.
Vorpal Bite says, I'm going to take some shoe boxes and a magic marker and make me up some buildings for
Colin
the Battle
and Chris,
Away.
I
There
totally
you go.
apologize for butchering your rules. We love you. We respect you.
I'm giving my
We hope we're
condolences
making
and my
cities fun
apologies
watch,
to
and
Dish
hopefully
Dash.
You're not pulling out your hair going, what the hell are you guys
For-
doing?
See, Nathan, you
Butchering the
should
rule.
come out to show us how this is done correctly, and probably on a table a third of the size. Which, by the way, we have a very nice table.
Yeah.
As well as we will probably have 1 or 2 more by the time February rolls around.
Right?
All
Don't
right.
forget about our St. Valentine's Massacre Day gaming weekend.
Which is now
You
canceled.
could play on this table.
Sorry, guys. Dennis, I hope you got your refund. I said everything was processed.
It's not a fumble.
Jen hollers in protest. Sorry.
All right,
Ghetto
I'm
Gucci is
just-
down.
I don't know if
I thought there was a
He took a freedom seed right between the eyeballs.
aid.
Yeah, as it turns out, he's a bullet sponge.
shooting the building, blah, 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 blah. Throwing, cooking a grenade. I always like mine.
Vorpal
well
Bite says, thank God there isn't a lot of urban combat in that war.
done. Hand-to-hand combat, heavy weapons.
And Noah's Templar said, yes, I did.
fumbles,
Okay, very good.
Vehicles.
Big Jim says, I will post some of my Battle Away photos on our
And
Discord.
combat rules.
Excellent. Did Task Force X-Ray from Hotel 25 Marines working
Fast
towards
air.
the bridge
Can we
across
call
the
him fast air?
Perfume River.
Medevac.
So I'm going to be the typical
see
me. I'm assuming the Perfume River
Alright, well,
does not
we're
smell
running
good.
time, so
Sure it
pick
does.
something.
Why else would they call it
Oh, wait a minute.
perfume?
First aid.
Right?
Page
Duh.
26.
Duh.
26.
I'm like, I know there's first aid in
Cur-
here.
I
Man,
can
that
hear
fire
Colin
looks good.
screaming at the TV right now. 26! Page 26!
All right, so let's see here.
Yeah, well,
First aid.
unless you're the
This is initial
ambassador.
care for
Yeah.
injury. It doesn't remove the wound, but a successful first aid roll will stop the
All right,
bleeding.
so we're
I'm
doing
sure-
first aid
Sure,
roll.
he's smelling smoke by now.
All ISF characters start
So that's
We're
not
doing a
medic,
first
that's
aid
like-
roll.
We're stopping the bleeding so you don't die.
And all we're doing is we came to the conclusion that we're not going to heal you, that we're just, field trauma, field
Yeah,
dressings
yeah.
to prevent any bleed
So it
outs,
doesn't really do anything.
so you
you
can
know what, at
continue
this
on
point in
one
time,
shape or another.
We're not going to, honestly, you would need
Because
that
one of our
Just
goals was
stabilize
to
them.
get everybody
So
out.
You just play with what you got. We're just stopping bleeding to prevent further damage. So,
Yay.
drive on.
All right, so we've made our move.
Vorpal Bite says, I recently got 100 civilians, HO scale
Nice.
train
So
scenery.
we're
My
down
players
to
are in for some
11,
competition to
11,
catch
yeah,
the last
11,
chopper out of Saigon. All right, go ahead and say it. Who wants to say it?
13, we're getting to 10.
Get to the chopper.
4, 3,
I just watched that last night. I watched Expendables 3 with Arnie saying that.
They're not on the table.
However, I was very disappointed because Chuck Norris was not in Expendables 3. He was in the
Black
first
7.
two, but why was he not in
So
3?
that's this
They
herd
really
of dudes,
needed
right?
Chuck
No,
Norris
that-
in the third one.
Black 7.
Or is that the guys inside?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Well, you know,
Black is non-heavy weapons.
That's-
Or no,
really
yeah,
all
that's
all you
yeah,
need
yeah,
is his
yeah.
reputation.
Black 7. Okay.
I'm not going to talk about
Black 7.
movie stars that are now older because the last time I talked about one that was older wishing he'd make another
So,
movie,
sure.
he died.
Yeah, he was gonna say, don't do that. He cursed the
They-
last one.
They're going to have to move because it's the same thing. These guys would have a cover bonus because this is all in the way. And like I said, majority of them are, if you look at the fight arc, you have one guy that's clear of the building.
So you want to move them around
They're
the
gonna
side
have
of
to.
the car?
What do you think?
Either here or here,
Yeah.
however that works.
So we're talking about line of
Sure.
sight and what would people do if they're trying to
otherwise,
engage.
seriously,
because,
here's-
if
go
you look
from
at
just
true
base,
line of sight, there's
that's,
only
firing
one
angle,
miniature
so,
in
I
that
mean,
group that we're looking at in the
everybody from
behind the
that corner
building
is
that
behind the
can
building,
see
so they
anything.
can't see anybody.
You
So
know,
you have one guy that
Whereas
can see.
some game rule says that even if one miniature has line of sight, the whole unit has line
If
of
you point
sight.
this right at that.
I didn't
So,
like that.
I mean, this guy
what
can
you
try
see
and
is
shoot,
what you
but
get. So if one guy sees, he's the only one that
At
can
this
see
point, They've got the
at
you
this
know,
point.
safety and friggin' numbers.
Let them shoot.
So,
You know, all they're going
Do
to
you
Yeah,
guys
and
like
those are
the
the guy-
Afghanistan
They're
War?
not
Which
speed runners.
Afghanistan War
They're
are
going
we
to just shoot
referring
at
to?
whatever moves, really.
The modern day one,
let 'em
the
pop
British one
You know,
from
but the only dude that's
was it
got,
the 1800s?
It's 3-3.
It's only the guys that have line of sight
7-3.
that can shoot.
The Russians in the 80s.
He has
The Russians
I-
in the 80s,
I did-
yeah.
minus
Rambo,
I didn't like it the 2 times I was there.
Rambo, when he was in Afghanistan.
Okay. I'll laugh if I get it.
Yeah, you will too.
71.
Big Jim says
All
last
right.
bird out of
All right.
Saigon was April of
That's done.
'75. Wasn't really much of a battle that day, unless you're
And again,
talking
we
about the
operate those
Pavan
guys as
invaders
units,
versus
yeah.
the Arvin
so,
remnants.
to-
Yeah.
Technically, you could break them off if you're playing the real rules, but because
All right,
there's just
I'm gonna
so
skip
many guys
ahead
on the
because we're
table, we have to
rules
do it this
learning
way.
again.
All right, who's next up on 10?
Come on.
Now he rolls.
A 1.
I thought for sure it was going to be a 6.
So they're standing back. Or no, they leaving.
No, they.
One's leave.
Yeah. So now.
All right, so we got guys leaving.
It's just the corner.
Oh, all right. So they can come back out the way they came in.
Yep.
They have.
So the guys are smart enough, or well, however you want to think of it. They're leaving the burning building.
Yeah, they're going to go away from the fire, so they're coming out. Okay, so that makes sense. The building's on fire.
Let's see.
They're, like, in the
Big Jim says Afghanistan, Alexander the Great, British, British 2, Russians, U.S. and coalition. There are a lot of choices. Sure, I'm
Well,
missing a
it's a
few.
big convention.
And
in the
Vorpalbite says
background.
my micro armor group
All
are
right,
rules
they're done
lawyers.
moving.
We're not
Maybe they wanna go around
traditionally
back this
rules
one.
lawyers in our
Okay,
team.
now the
The
question
only
is-
reason we're doing
So
this is because
I've
we are
got a
broadcasting,
black
and we are
here.
using the playtest rules, and we're
Everybody
trying
here's
to
moved. So it's
be
only
respectful
there,
of
and now
that.
it's the ambassador.
But then we realized
Building's on
as the
fire.
game's
Now
going
we have to
on
make the decision.
that
Do they stand pat?
we have to
And go for
modify
rescue
in the
or
fly,
leave?
really, because
So,
the conditions change so
Yeah.
quickly,
Kind-
and we need to make it as realistic.
Kind of homebrewing it as we go.
Yeah. Big Jim says
Where,
micro armor,
where
great
are
system.
we
It's been too
on
long for me.
initiative?
I
What
really like micro
Oh, we're
armor.
Are we
down.
still at 10? Or
Um,
are we down?
No, we're down to like 6.
Okay, so
I'm gonna
he's
have to
got
print
initiative
more.
7, so
Okay.
it
You know,
would
you
be
could buy
his turn.
GHQ
So-
ones
So
or others.
he does
You know,
not
as you've seen, I've done a
currently
scale comparison of the
have
different scales I
any-
Well, the
own.
ambassador's not
I've done
going to
3
be
mil,
here.
6 mil, 8 mil,
He's not
10 mil,
combatant. So it's
15
gonna
mil.
be your DSS that are going to the
So
combat
I like
survival
micro armor.
decision. So,
All right, so
You can have great battles
Yeah.
in micro armor
Dave,
scale.
Yeah, and Dave's got a 10.
To
Okay,
and
we'll
to
go
answer
with Lee then.
Vorpalbite's question, I like the current era Afghanistan war for wargaming.
Yeah.
One because I was there in the current era, but two because I like the modern miniatures and the capabilities. It's easier for me to get my hand around, and I think they're cool looking dudes.
Yeah. Oh, you can hear my birds.
I say at this point it's a 50-50.
All right, let's see what's going on.
Under 50, use the percentile dice. Under 50%, they stay. Over 50%, they go.
Alright, survey says
They stay.
20, so he's going to stay.
Vorpalbite. My friends call me Vorp. All right,
Now, the next
Vorp.
turn, the
So
odds
it will be.
change as the fire grows.
I would think.
All right, so our
Okay?
ambassador,
that'll be
we did a
64.
roll
I
to see if
think
he's
that'd
leaving
be
or
more
staying,
likely
and
that you would wanna leave.
Okay.
they're still staying.
You know, worst case.
They're still locked
All
down.
right. We're now in turn.
Yep.
Well,
And
we
that
still have
their
to-
half of the building's not on fire yet.
Yep.
These dudes haven't done anything yet.
So
Black
over
Fox.
here,
Okay.
bring a
And
cursor
They're
over.
just gonna move.
There's
Yeah,
more
right.
bad
Yeah.
guys along this wall,
They're gonna move right
and we
into
still
our
have
two
Boone and
dudes.
Teague sitting right here.
You know, so we're gonna
No
have to deal with
bueno.
that, as well as these guys are right behind them.
Okay, we'll pick that up later.
So, do we want to?
Because I gotta go.
Yeah.
Vorp
Yeah,
says
we're
I've
ready
seen
for
several
this.
modern
Okay.
Afghan miniatures
Just put it-
battles on YouTube. Yeah, it's it has
So we know
its
that's what-
place.
Alright.
There's several of
Okay.
them.
Right?
All right, so we're taking a break and we're coming back. Boy, why is that out of focus? All right, let me skip ahead a little bit. And we got a whole big battle right here going on.
Everybody that came through there, except for the dude that he stabbed in
So.
the face with a knife. So, I mean, got that going for you.
Right. Says character is making a breakaway attack. It's 20% modifier plus 20. A character is attempting to dodge as a negative 20 for CQB melee.
We don't want to. We don't want to CQB melee. We want to do the runaway option.
Dodging may mean grabbing the enemy's barrel rifle and pushing.
Yeah,
it
we're
out
try
of
to
the
figure
way.
out if,
Returning with the blocking blow or
if
dive
Boone and
behind
Teague can make a
piece of
run
furniture
for it.
or anything.
Yep.
If the target fails to dodge, they take 2d10 damage, subtracting armor as normal. So they have to do, it's a CQB skill plus their modifier. And
Yeah, so we're over here
characters attempting to dodge, so it's a negative
trying
20%.
to battle this out. Will they
All right,
survive?
well,
And that's Boone, right?
it is Boone.
And we already said he's carrying what's his name, so he's
Yeah, Vorp says Gorilla is an insurgent and IED is a booby trap.
negative 60%.
Totally
What's his
agree.
CQB score?
Just different terms for the same stuff.
Minus 60%.
Big
So
Jim
that
says,
puts
were
him
you
at
guys running the
47?
ambassadors and NPC, like rolling to see what he did, whether he stayed or fled? Yes, we did.
It's either that or standard fight.
Yeah,
and
pretty
there's
much
5 dudes
at this
coming
point.
in
I mean, he
and
does
two
have his own
behind,
character
so-
card, so that way he's
And
got
we gotta make
stats
it
and
run.
whatnot, but
Gotta break contact.
we kind of AI'd him for the most part.
Yeah,
So close. 56.
yeah, most definitely.
Not close enough though.
Nope.
So alright, what was that? 2d10 damage?
2d10 damage minus their armor.
Alright, so they both have armor of 14.
Okay. Armor 14. Wow.
And those big paper sheets laying on the wall,
11. So, no wounds.
those are units
Alright,
that are still
now,
on the
do we
table.
move these
Right.
guys?
Insurgent
They
units.
get pushed back, right?
Exactly.
Is there a
Not all of them,
limit?
just the big
Like,
ones,
they
because
just
we were
chuck
running
over
out of
the-
space
the
to put
bush,
them
or do they get to
places.
go X amount of
Exactly.
inches?
Hold on, no.
Uh-oh. Do we lock up? Oh, no.
I know they're gonna make it.
It's a moment of
No?
silence. Oh, that's right. We had guys moving off to the side right now. Over here. They were moving off to the side.
Because we were able to do the breakaway, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's do a quick recap because we skipped around a little bit. So right now you have the building on fire. You have a bad group here. You have another insurgent militia group, 2 groups back here, right? We have our team. We have 2 teams. We have the initial team here who've taken out Ghetto Gucci
no, those
and his
are-
buddy here.
Those are bad. Those
No,
are
these-
bad guys
that's-
there,
that's
aren't they?
Mo
By the
right there.
window.
That's Mo. Here, I'll zoom in so you can see it better. And move down, and move down, and move down. Come on. Oh, come on. What the hell?
I'm pretty sure those are bad guys by the windows.
These are bad guys. That's the dead bad guys. Our good guys are right behind this tree right here. That's Mo right there.
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
we have our other 2. This is Tonto and I can't remember who
Roan?
Roan?
Was-
No,
were
Roan
the-
was with here. It was Tonto and Silva, right?
Silva, yeah.
So
Yeah, there you
those
go.
are the ones
By
that
the
we
car.
plan on going to the vehicle. Building's on fire. Ambassador's still in his compound. And over here, you have baddies coming through. We have Boone and Teague doing a breakaway along the wall here. And then you can see here, another set of bad guys came and are now deciding to go down this way. Okay? Because they hear gunshots over here, so they're coming down this way instead of going this way because the building is on fire, so they're going to go this way. And at the same time, you have more bad guys who've come through the south gate. That is pretty much where we're at this point.
Yeah.
It doesn't say as far as failure other than the damage. The breakaway tech is no.
All right. Big Jim says created IEDs for our Australian 4th RAR versus slash Commando versus Taliban 2006. Afghan Valor and Victory game. Incredibly dangerous. Had one Taliban insurgent ready to blow himself up, but luckily failed the trigger roll.
Or don't.
The Australian commandos gave him no
body
chance
armor
for a
say
second
that.
try.
That's all.
Darn skipping!
Alright, so
And Vorp says I purchased some acrylic fire
So now we use
markers for
Russian
miniature
on
games off of eBay, but in a pinch you could put some cotton
they did
balls
get
to represent
hit.
smoke.
They just didn't get
Well,
wounded.
it's hard to tell in this picture, but that's what this is right here.
so
Yeah, it's polyfill on that's painted on
So
top of a
that
tea light.
guy-
And the tea light, you know, was glowing. I don't know, it doesn't look like it's glowing anymore.
because he's at 90%.
So-
So that guy
But,
can do another 80
But wait,
yes,
there's more.
I concur.
successful in the CQB attack.
From where he's at?
Yeah.
Alright, so we're just gonna have the pain train roll by him.
The pain train.
So it's kind of like a bum rush, you know, bull rush.
So let's see. 8 inches.
So So we have more bad guys coming down the road,
These guys may not have
which is
tracked
going to be
for
very
armor, but
interesting
they
because
sure
now
can move.
our groups here are getting sandwiched. They're getting it from the flank and from
Yeah.
the front here.
And you can see how fast the insurgents move.
Yeah.
I mean,
They move.
Well, we were using them as a unit.
Yeah.
So
those guys can get in there quick.
Yep.
All right. So there's that group. Now we have this group of 3.
Yeah.
So I can't believe how many guys were coming
same
in through that
deal.
gate.
So
It was
Right.
crazy. Because here's Roan
Here.
and Teague, right?
So I
Or
think
Boone
we
and
did
Teague
that
right
a
there.
little different than we probably should have, because we did it.
Yeah, they're hiding out on the other side of that little hedge,
Then the baddies.
Yeah.
Well, no, because they are
trying to make a run for the
Right,
command
because
post.
they failed to dodge.
Yeah.
So never, because otherwise I was going to say.
Guys,
they
just so
tried
you
to
know, we
dodge,
did
they
record
failed,
the
then they
most
should've
recent
gotten
episode of the
their
podcast. It will
CQB
go
attack,
up
but it doesn't
today
matter 'cause it's still
once I'm
doing
done
heavy
with this
10
live
damage,
stream.
so.
yeah.
I'll just got to make sure it's
Guys,
in the
remember,
right
we
format,
are
and it will be
not
uploaded
following
to
the
your
Skirmishing
favorite
in
streaming
1.5,
platform.
0.5 rules
Also,
or
make
the
sure you
1.5
check out our
to the letter.
new
We used it as a guide.
radio
It is a
station.
basis for
Yes,
this
you heard us
game,
right. It's still in
because
testing
of the
phase or
amount
beta
of
phase,
people
if
in
you'd
here,
like.
the activations. So it is a
so
foundation. At
It
this
has a
point
very
in time.
limited playlist right
We
now,
don't wanna
but it is
confuse anybody
fully
and think that, we're totally
compatible.
playing this wrong.
It'll replay the
Because we
podcast. It
are.
will play
I mean,
live
but it's
music.
done
We'll have live
purposely.
shows.
Yeah.
It is
Because
called
as you
Battle
can
on
tell, we
Radio.
use the cards as a guideline.
You find it on
We're
Live
using the dice roll
365.
mechanics. We're doing.
Um,
We've made some changes
Let me
ourselves, like
see
the
if I can
initiative
copy
changes.
this,
'Cause,
and I'll throw a link in
not
here
only
for anybody who's interested.
see the rule as well. You
Here
should,
we go.
if you have 2 at the same initiative level, whoever
And
you
we'll get
roll
rid of that
it,
so it doesn't
and it's a
accidentally
chance to
play.
block. And it should have
Vorp
some
says,
level of
when people
experience
see the
trying to be
Chappas,
involved
they
in
start
that,
mumbling
and then
Flight of
everything
the
else.
Valkyries.
So,
Oh,
to make the
yeah.
game flow,
That's right.
otherwise we'd have to do this melee.
That's what we opened the podcast
PvP
with
for
today.
each
That's
individual
right.
Guy, and it would be over before it started.
Wait.
So
Oh, let me change
And,
cameras again.
You know, for those of you
Let me scroll back to the action.
that are like, no, I love this nice crunchy game, and if we use the mechanic as written, as far as combat with all the phases, that may have actually worked out to the good guys' advantage.
yes,
because they would get.
So yeah, we are
more
just
activations. Their armor obviously has been giving them the saves and whatnot.
streaming this along,
So it's hard for the bad guys to hit.
consolidating a lot of
But,
their actions at this point.
It would just
streaming
take
looks good.
so long
Yeah.
with the amount of miniatures
Looks good.
that we have.
Yes.
And
We're
the
an
game's
hour and
not
13
designed
minutes
to
into
have
this
65
portion of the
baddies
stream.
running around on the table.
Since we had the little
But
power
we
outage,
like,
but
we like the feel of the game.
Yep.
So
Skirmishing is a very good rule set.
so
It's
yeah,
just not
we had
designed
nothing but very
for
positive
this
things to say
scale,
about
shall
skirmish.
we say? I know
Um,
people have played it. On
we
a
just,
huge
like I said,
board,
we had
but they're
to
not using
mold it into
65
our version
minutes
or our
or so,
vision,
right?
so it would
in that,
play
it doesn't
the way
have a
we
spawning
thought
mechanic.
the event should have
So,
played.
it's a culmination of different
Um,
things, but this is
you know,
how
trying to
best we could simulate
respect the actual
the
event
events
and
of that
historically
night,
accurate.
September 11 into 2012,
So
and
Yeah,
try and make it playable at the same time.
realistically, it's not
All right, let's
designed
continue on
to
where we're at.
Yep.
We're doing another
handle as
dodge.
many
So,
figures
same
as
thing.
we were using,
Yeah.
especially with all
Right
these
away.
insurgents.
Yeah.
and
So Vorp says, Vietnam is not my only miniature army. I also have a rarely
and
used
we've
set of
already used
pirate
their engine
miniatures.
points, So the only option.
All right,
they have is
that's
to
what I'm talking
attempt
about.
to
I'm
dodge.
just getting into pirates.
47%.
So yeah,
Do you want to roll this thing?
yeah. So that way we can be blamed equally for their tragic deaths.
All right.
Oh.
A 90. That's
Yeah.
a 90.
Sort of. So 2d10.
All right, what are we rolling for here?
Wait. Okay, so their armor's 14, you said?
Yep.
11.
Bad guys shooting at our good guys
All right, now these
Those
dudes keep
units
trucking.
there.
Is that what we
Yep.
said?
right here.
All right, so they get another.
So another
yeah.
suppression.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. Big Jim says,
So,
yeah, this battle was
on
a
top
little
of
too big
the
for
suppression,
skirmish.
you
Sangan
can
played
security
chapter
guy.
and verse style.
Well,
Vorp says normal people play
So what do we
Dungeons
get
and
down to?
Dragons. I'm the oddball that
question
plays
is, do
pirates
we
instead.
keep
Oh, there's nothing wrong with any of those, really.
Yeah,
I
leave the
still
brother
enjoy
behind.
Dungeons and Dragons.
yeah,
I
he,
you know,
however,
I was gonna say, yeah, we've played that.
you know what? I grew up on second edition.
Well, you totally
You know, I actually OG and all the way to second edition. I kind of stopped playing after
Well,
third
technically, he
edition
can still
came in.
take 3 more
But
wounds.
I
Yep, but
hard and
he-
fast second
But
edition
yeah,
player.
he is.
He's
not-
combat ineffective.
You know,
He
we
is
talked
out of
about
the
doing a
fight.
pirates
He is
project on this
100%
channel.
surprised.
Probably changing a little bit
So
direction,
he-
but Marty's
he's
been
not going to be,
headlong
playing
into it,
any
so we're
video
going to let
game.
All
Marty
right,
have
so
some
that was
airtime.
all our activations that turn, yeah?
I was gonna
do
say,
some
yeah,
pirate
I'm
stuff.
still going just because I want to do it.
That's right.
Do what you move. All right, so let's.
Big Jim says, Thaco, baby, roll the hit. That's right.
So that's gonna put him.
Matter of fact,
These guys are trucking down.
Let's see
right now.
here.
So what's up, homie? Hey.
So as you
put
can
my
see,
camera on?
we've got a lot of bad guys
Alright,
coming
so-
down the lane.
Alright, and that-
They pushed past
Okay,
these
so we're
guys
gonna
here.
do something
Oh, there's
unique
Marty's,
next turn. So we're
Nice.
gonna
Here's
That
my
looks
boat.
really good, Marty.
11.
Thank
Did a
you.
really good job on
for
that.
Turn 5 for the tabletop version. If you do,
Novus
if you
Templar
add
says, I've been
the
playing
total
D&D
turns
since
played
1978.
so far
I think it's
between
about the time I
transit and
started.
tabletop, we're now moving into
Roughly.
turn
With
11.
my original gaming group
So, first
back
things
in middle
first.
school. 78.
These
Was
off
I in
here.
middle school in 78? No, I was still in elementary.
Do we do the building fire? Let's do that.
But yeah, I started playing around that time.
We know it's on.
Yeah,
Maybe,
fire.
maybe a year
started
or so
right-
later,
right
but
around
it
that
was
time.
no. I
1980?
started no
Let's do
later
that.
than
So
80.
You got to roll.
So- But yeah.
11 or higher, right?
So,
Since-
Marty, do you want to
So
explain
they're
how
higher,
we
right? Yeah.
determined that these guys could just
Alright, so
bypass
let's go get
Boone
this
and
one.
Teague? You know,
Four?
because a lot of people would say
Yeah.
they can't just run past them. They would have to, eliminate them.
So it was a combination of things. One, Boone and Teague were no longer directly in the line of sight when you first came rolling in. They've now moved over the hedge and have moved away from the gate. They're off the road. So you don't literally run into them like has happened the last 3 turns.
Yeah.
Additionally, their focus, was towards the house. We determined that, night has fallen, the bright lights are over there, the gunfire's over there. That's what they're going to be attracted to.
Exactly. So there you go. So that's how we determined that. Okay.
Yeah. All right. See, they build their buildings out of concrete and mud, paying off for us there.
No. We didn't make it.
Oh.
Second fire started.
That'd be 11 or higher.
Yeah, sorry. I get that backwards. All right. Well.
So again, based on the turn,
The other
is
one.
how we
One
determine if there's
more.
another flamer.
Here, let's make our.
Oh, turn it back
So,
on. Okay.
Oh boy.
All right.
All right. So,
So,
caveat, because
It's time
you know how I
for-
explained that this fire wasn't lit before. Truth be told, this is day 2 of us playing this table game because we had to get to a certain point where we said, okay, we've been doing this all day. We literally started 9 o'clock Saturday morning, and it was over 9 o'clock p.m. when we had only got through turn 3-ish.
Yeah.
And-
Well, we did have some setup stuff and
Yeah.
whatnot
Yeah.
Saturday. I mean, we didn't start turn 1
Right.
for us
Right.
at Saturday morning.
So, we are now in day 2 of this table. So that's why the light was off, because we had turned it off and we forgot to turn it back on. So just so for continuity reasons, there you go. So we're in day 2 of this.
fun.
So
Now, let's see.
Let's
Novus Templar
How
says,
many
burn,
and
baby,
where they're
burn.
going.
And Warp says, fire's the most exciting part of a battle.
Goodness.
I don't know. I think a little A10 action is pretty exciting.
Back to gate.
Back gate.
Yep.
Well, that's probably a good thing.
Vorp
Oh,
says, what's the
Jesus.
name of your
Because
rules?
it's the
So,
other group
Vorp,
of
we
sevens.
are basing our rules off
What's
of the
yeah.
Skirmish
Yeah.
Sanguine
Mhm.
rule set made by Dish Publishing, I think is what they're called now.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
we were actually using the playtest rules for second edition. We had 2 different editions of the playtest rules. We were hopping back and forth. And then on top of that, we were putting our good old Sit Rep podcast special twist.
You know what we?
Yeah,
So we're
yeah.
thinking of-
It had
so
to
how
keep
do
things
we-
moving along. Otherwise,
You
the
know,
combat
they've
phase
done
would have taken
tape
a
on
week.
these 'cause you
Yeah.
don't burn the bases.
So,
We've done a marker on
It's
the-
like a good barbecue
Here,
steak or
okay.
something. You got to put on that seasoning. That's what Sit Rep podcast
But
is.
how
For
would
that
be a good way
seasoning to that
differentiate
meat.
it in this? You know how?
Yeah, well, we're getting to the point in the game where we're about to sear some insurgents too.
They had those little
To keep the
covers
metaphor
that go with
going.
the bases,
Right?
You know,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Especially in a.
So yeah, there's a lot of baddies on this table right
Yeah.
now.
I mean, we.
Let me go to
1,
fit
2,
here on the screen
3, 4, 5.
and bring all this
6.
back.
Yeah, like 45, 50.
So as you can see, there's bad guys lined up at the door here. There's bad guys here. There's bad guys here. I'm going to put the screen back where it belongs.
Yeah, doing the count here.
There's a whole bunch of guys back here. There are bad guys here. There's a whole bunch of bad guys here. And there are bad guys behind this wall here. So there are a lot of bad guys on the
7,
table.
8, 9 groups of bad guys. Groups.
Nine
How many
groups.
total bad guys do we have on the table right now? Let's just for shits and
All
giggles.
right, here's 7, 12, 16,
18 or 20, 22.
22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38,
Said there'd be no
39,
math.
40, 41, plus the 2 out there is 43 on the table.
Oh, we'll
right
never
now.
have all 65 on the table at one time.
We really
That's how Marty does math. Don't
I'm not
judge.
gonna lie.
All right, so here's where
We had
gonna
43
change it a
bad
little bit.
guys
You know
on
how
the
we
table
said that
at
each
this current turn.
guy has 3 activation points.
Right.
We're going to use 3 activations.
All right, so this is where we start talking about
Because
activation
I was thinking
points and
about
the
it.
reality of different training
yes,
and
how
experience.
they have the phases in there, and like I said, when the final rules come out for skirmish, we'll definitely play them by the rules and go through it. But
By the real rules, not
the real rules, not the homemade rules. But these are professionals, so they should be able to use all of their AP points. So if they move and it costs them 1 AP, they should be able to shoot.
Yeah, they get 2 more.
Right?
Yeah, that's.
Let's see.
That's-
Borb
they're highly
says
trained.
White Box
They're
Edition. My
elite.
first
That's,
Gen Con was
so
75.
in that case,
Dude,
so elite should. Be
I
able to use
was
all
at
AP
Gen
points.
Con
Do
when it
we
was
do the
still
same
in
for
Lake
the bad guys?
Geneva
Because
before it went to
they're-
Milwaukee.
they're
I don't know
all
when that
novices.
was. Late
They're all novices.
late
So,
70s,
Yeah. So
early
I
80s.
say they get to use.
So I always
So they
wanted
get
a
their
White
one
Box Edition. I saw an
action
original
regardless
White Box
of
at
how
the
many
Gen
times.
Con, the last
Okay.
one we covered.
That
It was
and,
what,
you
2
know,
years ago now. They had a big thing in the
Like,
Polk
chance
Stadium,
here.
the
Right,
Lucas
I
Oil
mean,
Stadium. So
Boone
we
is
got
the
to see
baddest
that. We
mofo
filmed
in
that.
town. I mean,
Um,
he's been taking his lumps. He's been carrying tape the
Borb
whole time.
again says I stole my
he's
Vietnam
killed, like,
miniatures
4
rules from a
dudes. I
board
mean,
game,
he's
2-player
done the
ambush.
majority of the killing.
Yeah.
I'm not sure
because
if I'm
he can't
familiar
move.
with that one.
Because every time somebody else comes through the gate, then he's gonna, shoot him or stick a knife in him or whatever.
Okay, so next thing to do would be initiative, but we're going to change it up a little bit just because we have a building on fire.
Talking about Boone's the baddest dude in the
Full
game
smoke,
right now.
On
Right.
fire. We have one
So
more
now we're
room
talking
that
about what's the
spread
ambassador
to,
and
then
his
the flame mask comes out right
game's
there.
going, his
Yes.
Department
So
of
at
State
this point in
Security
time,
Service
it's
going to do
gotten
because the
pretty
building's on
hot
fire.
heavy in here.
So instead of doing
Okay.
initiative,
need
we
to make
decided
that roll
fire
right
kind
now.
of takes
It's a
precedent
fight
over
for
everything
flight
else.
survival.
Because I don't know about you, but I don't want to be burned alive,
because
and I will
they're
do
not
whatever
gonna
I have
care
to
if all
do
these
to
people
move,
out there if they're burning up, right?
if possible. So
I
that's
would
why
take
we
my
decided to let
chances,
them go
making
first.
a run for
Right.
it at some point, and I think we're getting
So,
really close.
so apparently
to that
Chris
if
Wimmer must
we
be
have not.
listening on one of the
Okay, so we
formats
need to
because he
make
just
it,
sent me a message
so we
saying
said it
White
was a
Box Game
60-40,
Edition available at Games Plus and Mount
for
Prospect.
this next
Shut
one
up,
we did.
really?
So it's 60%.
Haven't find out
That's
how
what he
much
said.
it
They
is.
would leave.
Now, wait a
40%
minute.
that they would
Is it
stay.
the original
You
White
okay?
Box or the reprint? Because
So,
they did a
you wanna roll the
reprint a
die?
couple years ago.
I don't know.
Wow.
Chris?
They out. They out.
All right, so our ambassador's making a run for it. Ooh. Now this is where it gets really interesting because they're in a house full of flames and smoke. So we had to roll again for direction.
I'm hitting his base. All right.
See if
so
they got
we're
lost
just
in the
gonna pull
smoke.
them to this side for now.
And then they can do their 6-inch move. Well, they're not armed. Well, I guess
the
those
two
two are light
DSS
ready.
agents are armed.
Chris
Okay.
says 3 of them
Ambassador
depends on
Stevens,
cost.
Is currently armed with a briefcase.
No, I meant armor.
Well,
Armor
but again, they have to
they
find out if
they
it was an
have
original
armor
box
rating
or the
of
reprint.
13 each.
Okay, so they can do the 6-inch move.
And the ambassador has just,
Okay, so logic would state that they would try and make it to the nearest exit where they don't see bad people.
yeah, and from here through the window, they've got line of sight to
Yep.
some good dudes.
Ooh,
So I might try and
250 to 450 on cost.
Right.
I'm going to go with those
I
are
might try to
original.
make it to the front door and go out and link up with those guys.
Right.
Cause
So at this point in time, since they are running through fire and smoke, what's their? Do they have CQB?
yes. However, the
Stevens does not.
he technically sort of does, but it's 10. I mean,
Okay. Well, at this point in time, if you say that they if you want to go off of history, they lost him right in the smoke. So here's what I'm suggesting we do. We use their CQB like we were doing a dodge or breakaway, right?
okay.
but we also have to say they're in thick smoke, so we have to give them a penalty for that. So who's the leader of this group? Not Ambassador, because he's not in combat, so it's whoever the DSS senior would be.
All right, so that would be Ubin
Okay.
with initiative of 10.
Uh-huh.
So he's got the high initiative of the group.
Uh-huh.
And his CQB skills.
What they need to do is just get their asses moving.
So
Right?
we already said
Dude,
that
you
there
on
is
fire.
a 20% penalty.
Vorp says, this battle
for trying
inspires
to
me.
break
I want to
away,
do a hostage rescue mission,
Plus,
like
they're going
Entebbe
through fire
or
and
the
smoke.
Iranian embassy.
So we'll say it's 40%.
One of the
We
earliest
talked about
movies,
Entebbe a couple
'Cause it,
podcasts ago, didn't
because
So they're
it's
gonna
one of the
try and
movies
dodge
I
the
remember
smoke.
from years
So
ago,
if they
watching
do
with my
not
dad when I was
make
little,
it,
the raid on Entebbe.
here's what happens. The
It starred
DSS
Charles
agents
Bronson,
make
of all
it,
people,
we lose Ambassador Stevens
was in it.
Mm.
And then the Iranian embassy, we just talked about not the other, about SAS and how badass they are.
What were you shooting for?
The Iranian embassy raid.
65.
I think I talked about that actually on Thursday night's General Show when I was
going off of,
doing the Battle Group North Hag SAS patrol.
Going off
That's where that came up.
So we got to beat a 65%. We have a 65% chance of doing it.
All right, we're rolling to see if they actually make it through the fire and smoke.
So we got to roll under 65 or over 65?
Under.
And this is kind of the role of the game, because if they don't make it,
A 200.
we've lost that objective.
No, that's a 20.
We've essentially failed in our
Alright,
mission.
Right.
They get a 6-inch move, yes?
Yep.
All right, so we're going to go 6 inches off of our leader there.
Yep.
Oh, that puts him right on
The dead people's.
So miraculously, they made their roll, and they were able to get to the front door.
That will get them all
Yes.
just out of the building.
Okay.
All right,
Yes, we did. Jim did.
All right.
See, Jim is so damn
Shield
thorough
there, trying to
sometimes.
cover.
It just
Right?
blows your mind. He covered it briefly in Operation
security.
Thunderbolt, which was
Okay.
episode 4 of Op Center.
Now
If
we
you
go
guys
to
are new to the
normal
channel and have not
initiative
seen Op Center,
rotation.
go to our
Alright,
YouTube
so-
channel and look at the. Will be
There's
amazed
Combo.
at the
Did
work
not-
that
did
Jim
not
puts
die in the
into an
fire.
Op Center series.
So
Now-
right now, red 2.
It's really good. You learn so much.
They're
It's
dead.
very well
So,
done.
Red two's
Very
dead.
well done.
That was your boys. That's my boys.
Vorp says, I meant the American
They're gone.
Iranian
They're
embassy in
gone.
Iran.
Oh,
Oh,
bye.
not the one in London. Okay, I gotcha. But now you mention it, London is
Very
another great
small
suggestion.
dead pile.
That'd be
Alright, so
interesting.
that was
You know,
our 13.
remember
Now
Operation.
red 3, which has a 12.
Oh
Don't we
crap!
have
What
somebody
was
with
it,
a
Marty?
12?
Where they failed in the desert.
Remember, we have
That's
3
the creation of
Uh,
160th and Delta.
I don't remember which group.
So Tonto has a 12.
Shit,
Yes.
can't
Eagle?
remember what it's called.
And Tonto is where?
So that's
You know,
these
when
two
the
guys.
airplane
Okay.
Tonto and Silver
collided with
here.
the
So they get
helicopter
moved
and they
first,
lost the guys
or
in the desert when
activate
they were trying to.
first.
Eagle Claw.
stopped
Thank you, Jim. I knew
last
Jim would come
time
through.
because, they engaged.
Yep.
And took those two dudes out.
So they don't have a penalty for moving.
Another thing that you could
now-
consider, Vorp, if you're looking for a good hostage rescue, is the 72
Yep.
I mean, there's a bunch of dudes over there.
The
Yeah.
Olympic Games.
Olympics.
Yeah.
Munich.
Yeah. Well,
So do you
yeah. See
stop
if
the
it
bad
works
guys
better.
coming
Yeah.
behind you, and you can get
That's
them
how. Do you
upflank?
know that the 72
Or
Munich
do you
Games was
take
the
down this
driving
threat,
factor of the creation of the
or
GS9,
do you link
GSG9,
up?
Yeah.
the
Because you've
German
got
Special
threat here,
Operations
you've got
Rescue
threat
guys.
here. Well, I mean, there's threats everywhere, essentially, but remember, they have 3 action points. We're doing the actual,
All
'cause
right,
they're
so
elite,
we are back
so
in
they
the
will
thick
get
of
the
the
3
action here,
full
guys.
action points.
Let me zoom in a little
Just
bit,
wondering
y'all.
what's the best course? Because they need the
Yeah,
ride.
because now it's about to get
I
good.
mean, the long and short of it is they need both vehicles to get.
All right, so
everybody out.
basically what we're
Else it's
looking
not
at is
Right.
we got the ambassador and the
You're gonna
DSS
stack
Alright,
agents
so-
here.
in the SUV. So
We got to
why
get
don't
our
they
guys
use
to
seats for
secure the
vehicles?
vehicles
We gotta
before
get the
all
car.
these bad guys here come around the
Alright,
corner
so,
and create hell and havoc. We have our other GSG9, Roan, and the crew there who's got to secure the perimeter or this area. Then you have a whole bunch of bad guys here coming this way. You got a whole bunch
Yeah,
of
there's
bad
a
guys
bunch of them
here
behind the building.
coming this way, and a whole bunch coming down the lane.
No, that's two.
Wait until you see how we fix this.
Well, that would be their run.
Okay, so that's 2 action points? Or 1 action point? I get it confused.
And Novus Templar says,
Because I
Osprey
know
Games
that
has a
if
book
you
covering
walk,
Operation Eagle
It's only
Claw.
4 inches. No,
That'd be
move is
interesting.
8 is 1 point. But walk, there isn't a penalty. Remember the movement
Yeah.
penalty?
Yep.
Okay, so... Alright,
So they're
that's one action point. I would say feed it again,
So one more gets us to the car.
and then they can lay down covering fire to.
All right, so we
Well,
have
here's the thing.
Tonto and
How many-
Silva
Who can see them?
booking
right
it
now?
to the vehicles to secure them.
These guys
Uh,
and somebody here, right?
Yep.
yeah.
So now
and
we're looking to see
maybe-
which bad guys have line of
Maybe-
sight to do an
maybe-
interrupt
and there goes
on
the
our
whole
guys
table.
moving.
Well, they could have seen. Well, it's dark. It's lit up here.
Yeah.
All right, let's do this.
These
Let's
guys
do.
are gonna be in the.
What's
light.
their spotting?
Uh,
Which group is that?
Do red
Red
5
7 or 5?
or black 5? Excuse me, and red 3.
Okay, black 5. Black 5 spotting ability.
This is where the bookkeeping
Is
got a
55%.
little tedious and hard.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Well,
we would have
yeah,
to
we
roll
had
to
what,
see if they notice these guys moving.
like 11 units on the
Okay.
table.
Yep.
11 bad guy units
Now,
on the
do we-
table at the
because
time.
it's somewhat inconsistent light, because this is lit up, this is lit up. There was a lot of shadow in some of the area. It wasn't totally lit up.
Although the building is on fire as well.
Yeah, the building's on fire too. But as you know, just because the building's on fire doesn't mean there's light.
Right.
A lot of times that will play shadows.
Yeah, black rolling smoke,
Yep.
so on and so forth.
So I say let's just do a straight up 55 to see if they spot.
You want to see if these guys can do an interrupt on
Yeah, they're going to try and do an interrupt by spotting them. See, well, here's the thing.
I think
If they
for
don't see
realism,
them,
we
I
should have
can
played this game in the dark.
If they see them, then they'll do the interrupt.
And set something on
See what I'm
fire.
saying?
Okay.
Yeah, just had a couple little
We should've
LED
done it night
lights
vision.
to light it up.
Because the cameras
yeah,
actually
that'd be
did do night
Yeah,
vision.
so
I was gonna
We
say
could've played
the
it night
cameras that
vision.
would have picked that
Yeah,
up.
so-
That would have been
so they
cool.
saw 'em.
So-
Actually, now you come up with
All
that
right, so
idea.
they would have interrupted
Because those
them.
cameras
Well, it
do
doesn't
do
matter
night
anyway.
vision.
over here.
Here.
Yeah.
So we could have done it night
So-
vision.
So they're going to take a pop shot.
Yeah, but it'd still be all dorked up.
So the next thing is their rifles.
Still
only
wouldn't have been
45.
able
And they're moving.
to get it all together.
So it's a negative 20%. So they
Borp
have to
says
go
black light.
25%.
That would have been
All right.
interesting.
Good deal.
You want to
Yeah.
roll?
Get this collection on. All right. Here we go. Ah, haha.
Nope.
74. Suck it. Pew! He misses. All right.
Yeah,
So,
but we need to try
they
that
miss, so they go. They
Yeah.
get to complete their movement.
Right.
on
So
a
they're
future
gonna step back
game.
up here.
That'd be a good one
Then
for
you do a
Spectre.
second movement.
Do it in low light
they
operations.
Yeah, we
and
can do
That was their
Spectre on
plan.
it.
Actually
That's
have
what
it
we're
low
gonna
light.
just put him
Yeah.
down so we know they activated. Okay. Now these guys.
All right. So those guys have line of sight on both these groups.
Right.
Yeah,
But they see
JT,
them
you know,
running
that'd be
at
for
the moment.
JT.
So what are your eyes?
You know,
always
because he
thinking
asked
of
about
their
the
movement,
rules and
right?
whether
I know
you
it's
Spectre and all that. So
theoretically simultaneous. This is all happening.
could do a
at
low light,
once,
some
but
night
because
vision.
This is the action that's taking place right this second.
Right.
We need to see if they spot them. Right.
All right.
So there are. They were our.
This guy.
Four. Are there four there?
Yeah.
Okay, that was so their spotting is 55% as well.
I was gonna say all of them. I think all the
Yeah.
bad guys pretty much have the same thing.
So 55%. 13. Okay.
All right. So now.
Bad guys got it.
You know, they're doing.
So their fire.
Going to do their interrupt to see if. Well, they're same deal. Yeah.
Yeah, 45. 45, so 25. Because they're moving.
Yep.
Ooh. 45.
So we barely just missed another
All
unit
right, so
spotting
they
us
move
and taking
again.
a pot shot.
Zips past him, pounds into
Right.
the wall. These guys are like, holy crap, things are getting out of control here.
But however, yeah, pop them to the next 6 inches.
So 6 inches is going to bring him to the front of the car.
Let me see a ruler. So those 3 guys can see them now. So those guys can do an interrupt.
As you wish.
So, well, we're doing this
Yep.
as fair as we can.
Yep.
So their spotting is 55, right? We do say
So,
the
you know,
compound's well lit.
what
so
I've
we're doing
discovered
55%
personally,
spotting.
It's very hard to be unbiased,
46.
and you know when you're
Oh,
trying to be the good
I
guys
see
and
'em.
rescue and achieve
They're
the
gonna
mission,
shoot.
but being
So
fair
that's what, 45?
and playing it balanced
Yeah.
as possible.
And
You know, because we could have said,
45.
they can't
So
see
they
us
have
and
a
go from there.
20%
So that's why
Yeah.
we did a lot of these
Yeah,
rolls.
so they didn't hit.
Well, and
Yeah,
you know,
they have a
essentially this
25%.
is
Yep.
cooperative
All
solo
right, well,
play.
so far
Yeah,
they
on
have
our part.
luck the
You know, so having
Well,
a
they're
solid
elite
AI
ninjas.
system to
All right, that's
help you
90
stay
meters,
unbiased,
just that
Yeah.
they activated.
you know
Should've had
really
some
is essential.
And honestly,
All right,
I don't know about you, but I thought
since
what
we're
we
doing
did
that,
worked out
please
pretty
do it,
well.
'cause they
I thought it
are
was pretty
okay.
fair.
That way we don't get
I don't think we
confused.
gave anybody
All
an
right, so
unfair
that is 2
advantage.
action points.
Yeah,
So now
and
you have
you know,
to make a decision. The decision
I think it
is,
would have been
using their
smoother
last
if we would have
activation
been able to
point,
work this stuff
they
out
take
ahead of
down some of
time.
these guys, or do they try and access
You know,
it?
but
Well,
you
are we
know,
doing this as an
in
entry?
the end, I think that
It's
we
a
came
locked
up with
Well,
a decent way of
those
getting
guys
it done.
have the key
Oh,
to the
most
car.
definitely.
Okay, so they're just securing the car.
So I think these dudes put the hammer down on those guys,
Okay.
and then when these guys activate, it's open the car and get in there. Next turn they get in.
So
and
what we did is
Okay,
we
right.
modeled
All right. Did we do
gameplay
an armor for this?
in the vehicles
not
that
make a
these
car
vehicles
or
are
a
locked.
card for it.
We don't need a
We don't have the
card, I would
keys.
think.
The
I would say we
DSS
just need to
agents have the
create
keys, so
armor
even
for
though
it.
we had
And it's
GRS
heavy
guys at the
armor,
vehicles,
right?
they
Yes.
couldn't operate
So
the
is
vehicles.
there a thing in the rule
So
book
we
for
had to
heavy
secure
armor?
the vehicles
We
until the
may have to go
DSS
to
agents got
vehicle.
there to unlock the vehicles so we could get in.
Yeah, yeah. At this point, we just wanted to make sure that the bad guys didn't destroy
I don't
them.
think there's
Right.
anything in vehicles in
And
this rule.
where
right.
an
So
RPG
we'll
will
have to
try
use
and
what's
take a
in
shot at them.
the
Yes,
first edition.
I think.
Yeah, and I believe, if I remember correctly, there's 2 RPGs behind that building.
Yeah.
All right. So
All right, so I'm going to skip ahead a little
I mean,
bit
it's
because we
like a
do a little
tank,
bit of rules
right?
lawyering.
Yep.
So he's down. So
Keep going.
he
So
down,
here
he
we're
down
just
for
taking
now.
out some
Okay.
bad guys.
All right. So now because they just
Yeah, I'm going to skip ahead a little bit more. And you can see we have more bad guys moving.
6-1 or whatever it is.
he would be 7. Let's see here.
Because it's going to get really ugly
Or
really
6,
quick right here. Right here. This lane starts coming into play.
Yeah.
6.
Yeah, it's about to get real heated.
Yeah.
So he is
No, 6-1. Sorry.
Yep. So
Are we throwing grenades? Is this where we decide we want to throw a
46.
grenade because we haven't thrown grenades yet?
You want to roll this one?
Yes, as well as, you know,
Says-
there's a clump of like 12 dudes
74.
back there.
Yep.
Woo!
So it seemed better than why shoot a guy when I
Okay,
can blow
he
up
can't-
everyone in,
Why-
what
Now,
is
the
it, a
question
2-inch
is, does he
radius?
have an
Yep.
extra round, or is it a one-shot pony trick?
Well, he would not be able to.
Well, no, what I'm saying is
Load it
we'd
this
have to
turn.
wait a turn for him to reload.
Right.
So we have to determine if he carries extra rounds. So I'd say odd.
Oh, that's the RPG just fired
We
and
didn't
missed.
put it on the paper.
Sure.
Yeah, it
Even
hits the front
he
wall.
has extra. Odd, he's out.
All right.
Odd, he's out.
He's out. All right. All done.
All right, all done.
Thanks for being on the show.
Okay. All right, so they've activated.
Forp says a
Who's
mad
next?
minute on Bloody Lane. Oh, just stand by, Forp.
It's where the RPG hit the wall.
This is where we run out of miniatures and somehow freedom fighters from
All right,
Afghanistan
so,
show up.
10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Yeah, he's not coming out of the talk, though. Not until it's time to get in the truck and go.
Jim says, well, one of the
So I don't
GRS
have
operators has the
any-
H&K grenade launcher, right?
The DSS guy's the only 10 I have.
He did.
Okay, so 9.
9.
But-
All right, so
We never used it.
9 I have.
Was that Teague that had it?
I was going
Teague
to say
was
it's Teague that had it.
Silva,
Yeah,
or
and
could
Teague
use
was
it.
combat
So,
ineffective, so we didn't
and
play it.
I have Teague, who's down, so it doesn't matter.
All right,
So keep going.
8.
All right, for an 8. Roan
So
has
as you
an
can see,
8.
we keep going through the
So
the
that is our
initiative
group of
system.
3
Okay, so we're
right
talking about
here.
these guys right
Okay,
here,
'cause I have a
Roan and
couple that are
Co.
elites, so you guys need to move. Do your dude.
All right,
So
so
do first.
so that's this group of 3.
Yep.
Now, that's a sedan.
Yep.
That's 5 dudes that are already going in it.
Yeah.
We're not gonna fit 3 more in there.
Sure we are.
So that's Ronaz and
when
Mo
you're being
there,
shot
right?
at,
Yep.
You will find a way to get in.
I know the rule is how
Oz is
how
about
many
to make a
fit
name
is
for
1
himself.
more.
That's about the fact of it.
That's 3 dudes in gear.
Well,
So,
well, what do you think?
So we're discussing how many guys can we
I'm
shove into a
suggesting
vehicle.
that they
Because, if you go by the actual placement of the vehicle, it's
So
only a
these
5-person
dudes
vehicle
get in the car.
had, what,
we're
6
going
guys
for the
total?
SUV.
to get into vehicles.
But
So the sedan can
Here
only
these
hold
guys
5-ish.
they have a clean shot.
Yeah.
So we have the discussion
Because
of how many
these
guys
guys are
can
gonna
we
come around
actually
here
get
and
into that
smoke.
vehicle.
Let's
My
be
point of
honest,
view
as
is,
soon as they
if
run
I'm getting
that
my
corner,
ass blown off and there's a
they're
whole
gonna
bunch of people,
smoke.
I don't care how many
And then
seats
you're
there.
pinched.
I will lay
You got
across
these
somebody's
guys coming
lap.
this way, you got
But,
these guys
you know.
coming this way. Would it not
But
be
then,
better
to
eliminate
Marty's
that
point,
stretch
they all have
first,
combat
and
gear,
then-
which,
Right, I'm saying, I get 3 actions
creates a
already.
lack of space
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah. So
Remember,
I mean,
if you
yeah,
turn around,
you know,
it's
because
Right.
you know,
Okay, so-
whenever
But I'm
we were on
thinking that-
deployment,
Use
you
your
know,
actions
the answer to how many
Alright,
guys
so,
can fit in a vehicle is one more.
for
Right.
But you reach your point of diminishing returns on that eventually, and you know, you're not fitting 7, 8, 9 dudes into that sedan.
This would
Right.
be a reasonable distance to attempt to
You know,
engage
because
with
again, they're all
him.
geared up and whatnot.
You could.
Exactly.
And again, we're doing
All right, I'm
this
going to
at-
skip ahead because we're going
as
to
a
do some
unit.
discussion here.
Who's down here, but
Yeah,
they haven't spotted us yet.
right.
Although we did
So at some
fire,
point,
so, you know.
Not your spot.
Boone and Co. have to make it
So
So the
over
question is, who's your
here
bigger
to
threat?
make up with the Alex so they can get in this vehicle.
These guys, I mean,
Honestly, I think those guys are your
Our
bigger
whole
threat.
plan
As
went
well
shot to
as
shit at this
our
here.
mission is
Because originally the plan was to get
over
Boone
here
with
for
the
them,
sniper
for that
rifle up
particular
onto
group
the
now,
building,
so, I
the
think we
co-
gotta turn
the
around.
These guys
talk,
are within 6
so
inches
he
of
could lay
these
down
guys.
covering fire. And
Sure.
Yeah,
we never got there.
All the positive.
Yeah, we thought he'd be able to provide Overwatch and demoralize them
Reason I
as
was
they
gonna
came
say
in.
that if
And
they were in 6 inches,
Yeah.
we could do
Yeah.
some manual checks,
That
they
didn't
just saw a
happen.
whole bunch of guys get wiped.
Yeah.
There was a lot of hand-to-hand CQB
so-
conduct right here
Now
that
make
we
the
had not
turn.
planned on.
yeah, with the guy that
We
was in the
start
worst
smoking these dudes.
position to do it because
Yep.
he's got another wounded comrade with him.
Yep.
'Cause he wasn't injured.
Well, you're only moving him at this point, right?
So now we're discussing who's going to take
He's the
on
one
who.
shooting, so that's action
And
point 2.
if I'm not mistaken,
So
is
he's
this
one
where
more.
Oz starts
So you're
making a
gonna
name
try
for
and
himself?
shoot at those guys.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, you have to spot them.
Okay.
That's an action point.
Oh. Well, he won't be able to
But
move
we haven't
then.
been playing it that way. Remember?
Yeah.
We've only been saying if you're spotted, you can shoot. If you're not spotted, instead
Yeah, I
of
was
it
gonna
saying
say,
it's
I
an
don't
action point.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Done that,
Yeah.
All right. So his ability to spot is 122.
Minus 20% because they've moved. Minus another 20% because he spun around. So 40. 82.
All right. Well.
So he's got an 82% chance of
let's
making
see
this
if we
roll.
can roll less than an 82. 66.
Makes
so
the
he
roll.
sees them.
Okay, so roll your for damage. 3d10s.
That's right.
And this is
their
where
armor
Basis?
is- Which group is that?
mass casualties.
That is Black 5.
There is no
It's-
armors under black 5, so you have to roll.
They're all the same. We took it off the template.
Oh.
As well as we also have Red 3 here.
So because they're all the way the
What's
combat
their
set up with these
Is it 10?
automatic weapons,
Yeah,
squad
yeah.
weapons, there's a template. You know, if you're within, was it an inch, 2 inches? Everybody gets a roll
I think it's 2 inches if I remember correctly.
Chris sucks, right?
because it makes sense. You're laying down a heavy fire. You know.
Well, it's 1d10 plus 4, so.
Yeah, you're not
No,
shooting
it's
a
plus
round,
4,
you're shooting a
'cause plus
burst.
4
Yeah.
would be for a veteran.
Oh.
So it'd be 1d10 plus 1 for them. So here, 1d10 plus 1. All right, so finally, way to get in the game. All right, so their armor's 2.
Woo!
Here
Again, with
we
all this
go.
math.
All right,
I think they're smoked
so
because you can't get a 2.
right with 3 dice.
Right. So
Yeah.
you have a 7.
So yeah. All right, so now
So here's to be fair.
how many of these dudes does
Yeah,
that?
finally the dice turned
Well,
our
it's
way.
7,
Right.
And they're 2 armor each, so just chunk up 3 guys.
All right, so we're gonna. Which, by the way, just took out their RPG.
Okay.
Brah!
Now we definitely have to do a morale check.
Yeah.
It was 5 guys in that one unit,
Ah.
so you're looking at 60.
Oh, Sepler says
so
the
there's
M249
it has to be under
cannot go
40%
wrong with
because
the
it's
big
only
gun.
2 guys left, so it has to be under 40.
All right.
We
so
talked about that on the podcast today,
a 5.
actually. Today was our Veterans Day special, so y'all are aware.
Yeah.
I would say,
So we talked about what would replace the M249.
I'm following my fearless
Yeah, a little
leader
bit.
with the
A
5.
little bit.
Way to go.
Yeah, well, you know.
Okay. Those
Oh, we
guys
wasted
were
these
right in
guys
the same
already.
proximity. They just saw
So-
3 guys drop.
So
So
Oz,
now do we need to do
let me
another check for these dudes?
recap here because
Alright, so
we must
same
have skipped ahead because these guys are laying down, so that means they're wiped. What happened was Oz, Marty decided, I'm going to take on these guys with Oz because we're right here. We can see them along the building. They're backlit by the fire, so they're spotted. I'm going to open up on my saw. So he opens up in a saw, and he wastes them all. He laid down a good ribbon of fire.
Mowed them down.
Mowed him down. Then Oz, being Oz, on his next activation, no, the same activation because it was 3 activation points, right? Flipped around.
Yeah, his next phase, yeah.
Yeah, his next phase. So he flipped around and opened again, as you just saw, and just wasted 3 more guys. So, if you want to say it was a Rambo moment, I guess it could be, but, he did some effective fire. He laid down effective fire. Rolled. We had good rolls because honestly, when we started the second day of gameplay with all the miniatures that were on the table, we seriously thought we were toast. We really did. We thought this game was over.
We were just going to get butchered on the table
Yeah.
because it was not looking good.
Yeah.
I mean, the odds were literally like 6-1
Yeah.
at that point, or the personnel,
Yeah.
they're
So, but thankfully, that saw came into play. So that was nice.
deal, right?
Yep. So, but now
yeah,
you
because
take
like the
total.
DSS agents
So
were
it's
armed,
3,
but they
6,
never
8.
got into direct combat with
no, not
anybody.
really.
3 gone
I don't think
from
they ever did
that,
they?
That's roughly.
No, they stayed with the
40%.
ambassador the
Which
whole
is their
time,
job.
and then
That's
made
their
the mad
job.
dash to the car.
Alright.
Yeah, their job is to protect
Right,
the
and
ambassador
that's-
and only engage if the ambassador is directly threatened.
55.
Yeah, they were protecting their principal,
No.
which
Yep.
we determined is what they would do. But
Yep.
would have been nice to have 2 more guns
Alright,
in the
so
fight.
that's
Saying.
what this
Well,
group
there
is.
was
Just
a guy
saying.
in the
So,
talk
we
that
say
could have
they
added
go,
to the
but
fight.
Where and how far?
Yeah, we did come here to save
Directly
your
away
ass.
from the threat
So,
and their movement, 8 inches.
alright, so like, are they gonna go out the door, or are we gonna cut them into the?
Oh, directly away from threats.
Alright, so 8 inches is gonna back them right
All right,
up.
so
can't,
at
'cause
this
there's a
point,
threat
we've
right
done a
there.
morale
So they're
check. They
directly
did not
away
pass
from
the
the
morale
threat
check,
With the least
so now
amount
they
of
have
resistance, so they're gonna
to
go down
boogie
the
out.
parking lot.
And the way we determine that is
Well, if
directly
you're
away from the
connecting and you
nearest
see a
threat.
clean, open-
I would go
So
for
the
what-
quandary
whatever
was
you're
we still
offering.
have Boone
That's-
sitting right
that's
here
what
with
I would
Teague.
do. Alright,
So
Well,
technically,
okay,
it's a
fine.
threat.
Let's do
So
it
they
this
either
way.
have to go
Where's
that
Harry
way
said it
or
done?
that way.
it's back over in the
Yep.
This will tell us what direction they run.
Do scatter
So
die?
now we decided to do a dice roll to see the direction of travel.
1, 2, 3. Into
Ah,
the woods.
see? Huh?
So here,
All of
based on
that
the
to
3,
say,
and Marty
yes,
had predicted
Marty,
this,
you were
they
right.
ran into this orchard,
Alright,
which
so-
makes sense. Cover,
So 8 inches.
concealment.
So these dudes are all.
We're going to run to where we can hide because,
Yeah.
we're panicking
So now
at this point.
nobody
Again,
sees them
remember,
and they
these are
see
not
nobody.
trained military
They're
people.
all
These are
nice.
civilians
Now,
who got into the mob
So their
mentality
next turn,
and decided
that's-
to do this.
We would have
It
to
was the
do
closest cover that they
another
had.
check
Yep.
to see if they
So
now these
keep
guys
going
are
or
still here.
it
Yes.
makes sense that they would
they decided that they're going to
Yep.
run in there to hide out. It's dark.
All right.
Because it's
Next.
nighttime.
Yep.
There's no
Follow
lights
his
over
actions.
there. There's trees.
So I assume you still have
For concealment.
All right. Well.
Jim says the DSS agents
I
historically
don't
never
think
fired.
that,
If I remember the
we
Senate
wanna-
Commission
we
report
wanna leave our
correctly,
guy
so
out
that
there
part of the game
solo.
seems to have worked out
That doesn't
historically.
make sense.
Woo! We are historically accurate in some aspects.
Yes.
They've already been spotted
Still
by
didn't help
that,
us.
so I think
Dude,
we shoot into
more guns, more better.
Well, they did their
Just
job.
saying.
They
They
did
did.
their job.
They did.
See,
All right. So
the whole purpose of this game was to
Well, here's
see what if, right?
You got this large force
And
coming.
to play it
They've already moved. they've
as
already
accurately as we
moved.
could
They've already
and be
done
respectful
their
of the
guns
event
this turn.
and
You still have
you
those
know
guys, those
have
guys,
people
those
do
guys,
their real
and
jobs.
those guys,
And
right? Yep.
we played the DSS
Right.
At this
agents
point,
Right.
like they
do
would
not
have
have
played
these-
or
no.
would have worked it out.
Yeah.
Their mission was
Would
to
you not
protect
have
the
these two
ambassador. They're
guys
not going to engage in combat unless the
come up
director
cover,
or the ambassador
or
is
do you just
directly
hold the stand pant and
in
just
threat.
fire?
So yeah, that's how we modeled it.
See, the thing is,
Alex could have came out of the talk, driven that car in front of the gate, and blocked all them dudes. So
Right?
Know what I mean?
Well,
But if you remember in the movie, what did Alex do in the movie? Cried like a little baby.
The rear door.
well, he's gonna say didn't do shit.
Now I don't know if the guy in real life was like that, but based upon the movie and the book, that's what I know. So I didn't read the full report that Jim and Gaz did. So
Make the brake using the little.
I mean, any way you slice it,
And still.
in real life, he didn't hop in the car and block the gate.
That might be
Right.
a better option is to move them here so they can cover their.
Would have been an
there.
epic move though if he had.
yeah. All right, I'm gonna jump ahead because we're
Alright,
just
so-
talking about where people are moving to,
They're well within their movements.
and you can see guys that started moving up here. And I'll jump in here real quick to see if we're missing anything. I don't think at this point. we
Right.
are.
Exactly.
I would do it. Yes.
No, now it's movement phase. We're just
Yeah.
moving we put the dudes in the cars, and the guys that aren't going in the car are railing around.
There we go. Welcome
who'd you
to the
call it?
back gate.
Okay.
Right
what
here.
is their spot check?
A whole bunch of guys just came through the gate.
It's probably 55, right? Isn't everybody
They're all the
55?
same, yeah.
Okay, so we'll just use that for right now because they haven't seen anything horrifying. They just heard noises. We're gonna call this a boredom check.
So
It's time to go watch the football game. Check.
that's true.
So
There was a really
55%
good game on that night.
Anything under 55, they stay, and over 55, they go bye bye.
You there, Marty?
All right, so
They gone.
I think I lost
decided
Marty
to
there.
take the better part of valor. So we will move them 8 inches.
So basically, we're just determining what's going on with these guys right here.
Rear
So-
march.
Okay, some people are probably scratching their head right now asking, what the hell did you guys just do? So, if you go off the base of the events of the night of September 11th to September 12th, by the time the GRS actually arrived, which was 34 minutes thereafter,
Yeah, 30-something minutes. Yeah.
the battle was pretty much over. There were
Yeah.
still some stragglers, but the main rioting force, or whatever you want to call it, had already started leaving. They were going home for supper, they were going home, or for breakfast, prayer, whatever. And there was, I guess, a football game going on, some big football game.
Yep.
Americans call it soccer, but so you got to remember, these are not trained militia or military. These are civilians who, for whatever reason, decided they were going to punk everybody and do this. So they have no incentive to stay, really.
Yeah.
Any looting that would have happened,
You there?
they would have gotten the stuff and gone. So at this point in time, it's just a matter of them getting out,
there?
or they're just so frenzied they would stay.
I don't know.
So that's why
What
we're
happened
starting to
to the
put
old
in
Marty?
that mechanic, and we'll do that for every unit on this next turn. Okay?
All right, so that's
That's
the
it?
end of the term, yes?
Yeah, it is. All right, turn 12.
All right, I'm gonna see if I can
Right.
reconnect
All right,
with Marty
so,
here.
Do we?
You guys listen to that in the background?
We gotta
Go on the
flame
building?
that house, baby. It's spread. It's. There's no doubt about it. Go ahead, use your thing.
All right, here comes the big boy. Just go ahead and only because I just.
Oh, the big fire came out, guys.
Plenty of fire.
Right there.
Plenty of fire.
All right. So
Looks like I lost Marty.
now we go into initiatives.
It's all right.
No
problem. What happened?
I am here.
5.
My phone died,
So 3. Now.
The last.
so I switched over to my
last 3.
iPad.
So
Gotcha.
first
Just a matter
one.
of where they come in at.
1.
All right, big
Just put the
flames.
card over there.
Big
Don't put
flame
the
is
guys over
out.
because we're gonna do the
Build
same
fully
to see if
engulfed.
they're just gonna go home.
So that's a group of 6.
Okay, next one.
All right, so we're doing the
Second.
what do we
That's
call
a
it?
group of 4.
I don't want to fight anymore. Check. I want to go home and have tea and watch football.
And Beckett.
3 more.
Check.
There was
Okay,
a good
so the
there was a
same
good
thing,
football
spot
game
check,
on
right?
that night, as I recall.
Special
So
weapons
my
on
understanding is,
Right. So
we're
we're doing
explained it in
spot
the video. I
checks.
think you lost
For
out.
their, on board, I don't really
but,
want to do
yeah,
this. Let's
that,
go home and have tea and watch football.
Or
By the time 30 or so minutes into the game, as you can see the big fire there. A lot of guys were leaving. Looting was done.
the dead guy
Pretty much
laying
all
in
the action was
street.
done.
So,
They're bored.
They're-
Don't want to fight
were-
anymore. Whatever the
you wanna
case
roll
may
for
be.
these? You want to start with your?
Yeah, I was gonna say we were murdering them.
Yeah.
Alright,
So that's why we're doing this to simulate that.
They're on.
All right, so red 6.
So now
All
we
right,
have
roll for the
guys.
back tube. All right,
Still,
so
we
number
still have
4,
guys to come in.
66. They're not.
All right.
So we're
Stack
adding
these
guys,
up.
removing
They're
guys.
coming in from the opposite way that
Number
those guys
3.
are leaving.
Oh, they're here. 15. So where's our... Oh, my Afghanis.
All right, so here comes the Afghani militia, all the way from Afghanistan, in the belief of
Afghani freedom
we will
fighters have
conquer,
joined
you
the
know,
party.
the evil U.S. empire.
That's how you know it's legit. All right, so
You know, they're just trying to help their brethren.
So that kind of simulates the turn of events as the night progressed. All right, so now we go through. We don't have to do that anymore. We've done that. He's out of the building, so we don't have to worry about that. It's now just regular activations. So we'll just go through the initiatives as we go. So 13. Do we have anybody at 13? I think we killed it.
All right, so I'm going to skip ahead. I got to
So we're
move
down
Marty
to
over
12.
so I can get to the bar here. I'm just going to skip ahead a little bit as we do initiatives. See what's going on. Okay, Marty.
All right.
Okay. Come on now.
We didn't roll for armor for these guys.
there are armors too for everybody. Remember?
Oh, we did that for everybody.
So we're doing some
Yeah.
combat
all
here.
the red guys are the same. The
Okay.
cards are all the same.
Okay.
Oh yeah, look at all them
So-
dudes.
Impact areas here.
Uh-huh.
They're within. They're all within under 3 inches.
All right, so let's.
So it's a 3 for them.
So we'll roll.
Oh, we're doing grenades again?
So we'll roll for those guys first. All right. Yeah.
Yes, I believe so.
6. All right, and then we roll 2 for the other group. Yeah.
Yeah, because we haven't actually
what was
gotten
it?
in the car yet.
2,
Yep.
Well, if they're more than 3 inches, then it's only 1.
1.
So they are more than 3
Sorry.
inches. So 1,
So I got to roll better than a 2.
2.
It's a 2.
Tie goes to the defender.
Yeah.
All right, so Big Jim says, so 42 minutes
But I
historically
really
from the
like the
beginning
way
of the
that
attack
works.
to the
Now,
GRS
morale
arrival.
Right.
In our
right.
game, this was
Do that.
reduced to 6
Yeah.
minutes of transit, arrived on minute 7.
So
And look what happens.
2, 4, 6, 2,
So
Turns
it's a
out makes a
50-50.
difference.
50,
Yep.
50. Roll 50-50. Anything under 50 percentage sticking.
Warp says he
Well,
needs to
you're
bring
right.
back his magic saw.
0.
Oh,
Way to
the
go.
magic grenades aren't bad either.
It's a 5.
As we knew it would be. All right. So,
All right.
so these
Here's an
dudes are
angry
gonna
ball of
boogie,
love.
8 inches, right?
Who?
These guys.
No, they ain't bugging nowhere.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I'm doing
Yeah.
it backwards. Yeah.
Yeah, pissed off now.
Yeah. Well, you should be pissed off.
All right.
Oh,
so
the
you're-
big fire came out.
Because your
Yeah, there
RPG guy is empty. All right. So
Well, you've
Where are
secured
we
the
at?
perimeter. All right, so that was 12s, right?
So that was only Silva's attack.
Right.
Chris Pronto,
Yes.
El Tanto, has not yet
Done
made his
anything.
attack.
Right.
So he can throw a grenade.
Can he see those guys though?
Well,
No.
Can you imagine what that board would have looked like if we would have had casualty markers down for everybody that got whacked?
recon
And
by
we did
fire,
talk
come
about
on,
that at one
help her
point,
blow
having,
around.
you know,
Have you ever
dead
thrown
many
a grenade
things.
blindly?
It would have been
They do
ugly.
Every room before I entered it.
Yeah.
That's the first rule of mouth. Send them some love. It goes bang. Anything that's still standing, you shoot.
All right, we're not talking mount training here.
All right, fine. Bullshit, but
Whatever.
whatever.
They're trained professionals, so you don't shoot at unknown target.
Shit.
Right. Okay. So what are you gonna do with them?
So I can't throw a grenade,
You could move in,
but I could.
Oh, you could move. You could move to get better
I could do
at that.
that and engage with rifles.
Right.
Come on, let's just get to killing people.
Right. All right. So let's see. What are we looking at for his rifle? Oh, a 114.
So yeah, we're deciding what's the best way to toast
He
somebody.
did just move, so penalty for that or no? I mean,
Yeah, he moved, so it's a penalty.
All right, so 20% off. That'll be 94. So I just need to roll a.
There's the game timer. Well, that's the game, guys. Thank you for playing, and we'll see you next time. No, just kidding. That was GoPro. We're almost done, though. Believe it or not, are we in three and a half hours into this film.
All right, so
We have roughly an hour
armor
to go.
class at 2.
50 minutes.
And it's 2d10s.
It's 2d10.
I was gonna say, what, 2 more
see
turns?
If I can beat a 2. Show enough.
You pop.
So bam, he goes down.
We pop some more guys.
Hell to the yeah. All right, so where's my? Yeah, got that. All right, so next one up.
Oh yeah, 93.
All right, so now gotta do better than a 2. Ooh.
A 9.
We'll take that. All right,
All right,
so
pop another guy.
pick one of them. All right.
Okay, so now we got to do
So
morale
it
check. They're
says-
down 2 guys out of 5, so it's a 40%.
Blammo.
So anything under 40, they stay. Anything over, they go bye-bye.
71.
They bomb.
All right.
All right, so direction 4. 1, 2, 3. So they're going towards this gate.
So yeah.
8 inches.
Give him.
All right, so we did a morale check, and it basically came out. Screw it,
looking
we're
right.
going
8
home.
inches, yeah, put him.
Right
Put the
there.
So
first
they're
guy right up the
8 feet
hedgerow
to
and
the
then
nearest
base
gate,
for the
so
rest.
that's where they're going.
See ya. Don't want to be ya.
Well, they just, how many dudes got killed in that?
2 out
Okay,
of their
that's their
4,
turn.
I think it was, or 5.
All right.
Yeah, I was
So
gonna say, I don't remember how many it was, but
yeah, we gotta work our way down to it because
there were
Moon's a 7.
several dudes back there
I know,
that
right? So
decided
we got some-
one,
there's
they didn't
some
want to
things
play
they have
after they
to
saw their
address
buddies get
for-
blowed up.
Oh,
It's this one.
and what's their initiative?
So we're talking about these guys here and what they're going to do.
Everybody else is 8s or lower.
All right, so Roan is an 8.
Yeah.
So
But he activated.
that's
That's
Roan.
They activated. Remember?
Oh, Lester.
Oh no, we're restarted. Yeah, I'm sorry. You're right. You're right. Sorry. Go back.
They would be prime candidates for the magic saw.
They would.
He gets to do some shit.
And I think at
All
some
right, so-
point maybe there
so we got a
might
couple of
be a
choices
play.
here, and I think that what our plan was
They need to DD mount to the
is
vehicle.
that they need to get to the vehicle, probably bang on the door and say, "Alec, let's go." 'cause
All
that's
I
what
know
the
if it's
DSS
I was
agent that's
them.
inside here.
Right. That's been sitting out.
And there was a dude in the middle of the street
Yeah, he's
with
been
a
on the
saw
radio
pointed
like,
at me.
"Oh, looks really bad."
And there was another
Oh,
dude
just
on
like
the
in
other
the
side of the
movie.
building
Oh,
throwing
my
hand
God.
grenades at my
Yeah,
buddies and
so,
blowing them up.
he's
Yep.
been
I
in
would
there
not
doing his
stand
thing,
out
but
there in the
whatever,
open.
we just
Right.
need car keys. Let's go.
All right.
So basically
Well,
we
we're
made
starting to
another
kick ass
decision
and
to
take
split up the
names,
team
so-
again.
All right.
So
So
who's
6
splitting up
inches.
now? So
I
Roan
would use
and
as much
Mo
AP as you can.
so
are
I'd go
running
right to the
towards the
hedgerow.
the
You
top.
don't get any bonus for going on the road in this
And
game.
Oz is going to hold down the road all by himself.
So that's their first one.
Mm-hmm.
That's their second one.
Uh-huh. Now you got that guy standing right there.
So now I want to see if I could even make it.
Can.
I can't. I can make it to the vehicle or to
The top.
to the door.
And that was a good
But-
run.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta get to the top.
We do
Poor
have-
Mo.
Well,
He's
is
probably
he
like,
interrupting?
oh
He's
my
still in
god.
panic, right?
Well, I bet he was
So
super
you-
motivated to
roll
run.
percentile,
Well, yeah,
20%
you'd be motivated when
percentile,
you're getting shot at,
because
right?
he was the last of that group. So
Yeah,
anything
and he's a
under
local
20,
interpreter. I mean,
He'll stand and fight. Anything over.
Yeah,
he's
you don't wanna
still
be in the
in
local.
panic mode.
All right. Well, go ahead and roll that up.
Now, on the next turn, as long as there's not a threat, it'll go up by.
Okay. Well, I've got one more move.
he knows if he gets caught, it's not going to be good.
Exactly.
Uh,
Vorp says, looks so
41.
similar
So
to
he
my
is-
miniature battles.
I'd get him to the top. With,
Well, thank
don't
you.
have the keys.
Yeah. All right. So 6 inches takes them right to. Boink.
All right, so the guys are at the
Now,
top,
Alex
which
can activate
is
this
off
turn.
screen.
All right.
So
So now
they're going to start securing the SUV that's parked
Now
over
get
there.
Alex inside the damn vehicle.
Yeah, so they're going to drag Alex out and say, hey,
Everybody
bring the
out.
keys to the
I know.
SUV.
It's
Yep.
We gotta
turn
go.
47, and he finally gets in the game. Thanks for being on the show. Sorry to wake you. Can you put down the controller? You can play Call of Duty when we get back to the annex. All right. So
You know, and again, these vehicles are all armored, so
hey man,
once you're
things
inside
bad, we
it,
gotta get
you're
in
essentially
the vehicle,
protected
we
from
gotta go,
small
grab our
arms
keys.
fire. As long
Yep.
as it's not an RPG, you should be good to go.
all right. So and his.
All right, I'm going to
he's
jump
a
forward a
9.
few minutes here as we start looking at this.
Yep.
All right. So there's that.
So you can see some bad guys right here moved up, and then these guys moved up.
Five.
Dang, what's with the
I
five?
don't know. You're the one that rolls them. All right. So
Just put him right behind him.
6 will bring them up, or 8.
Yeah, just put them right
So
here.
you can see all these bad guys coming up the road.
Ease on down the road.
Jim likes your comment. Put down the controller. You can play Call of Duty when we get back to the annex.
Here playing Angry Birds on his phone. Meanwhile, Tactical Timmy.
So theoretically, by the way the transit game has gone and what this has gone, we're only 13, 14 minutes into this whole event.
Right, yeah, because we're playing the,
Yeah.
That's a lot of dudes that are really
Alright,
moving
so
the
these
wrong
last guys, I'm just
way.
going to do them.
Yep.
40. They're in. Boy, these guys are just diehards.
So,
Yep, there comes the
well,
Afghanis.
I mean, they came all the way from Afghanistan, so I can't blame them. You know, they.
All right. Who else do we have left to activate? These guys here.
Dun, 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 dun.
So they're at 50%.
What's their who'd you call it?
No, they're not at 50%. They're at
Where are the predators when you need them
those
the most?
5 teams.
Yeah.
Well,
Right? That's what I'm
unfortunately,
screaming.
based upon real
So I think-
events, they did not task any
62,
UAVs
baby.
to
They're
this.
gone.
All right, so
Just head 'em
we're
down.
just gonna keep pushing
Yep.
them out another 8 inches.
We
yeah?
won't get into the politics
All
of
right,
this
so
event
that
because
gets
that'll
them-
just
that
piss
gets
me
them
off.
Deep in the cover.
Yep. So if they fail it again next turn, they're combat ineffective.
All right, so
They're
the
out.
guys that were already
Fine.
running through the orchard, we did another morale check. They did not
Another-
pass it,
'Cause they lost
and
right over the
so
wall.
they kept
They're lost in
on
the sauce.
Yeah.
boogieing
They went
out.
deeper
So
in.
they're
Yeah.
literally at the wall
Them,
of the
these
orchard
guys.
there. So if
Alright,
they don't
so-
pass the next one,
At some
it's 3
point-
fails in a row.
Well,
They're
let's-
out. The
let's
game,
feed
you
him
know,
out
for
a
them,
little,
the
'cause he's
game
up
is
next.
over.
Yeah, I was gonna say. 'Cause
Yep.
I think we've gotten to that point.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
just cower in place.
So
So
basically, what we're trying
we
to
gotta
simulate
do
at this
him.
point in
So
time
this
is
guy-
total
He's a
chaos.
20%er.
You got people running everywhere,
There he
and
is.
nobody knows where
11.
who's going what, you know, going where or
stays.
doing what, and which is, you know, because it was unorganized, you know, a bunch of
All right,
people just raiding this compound. There was no
since he's staying,
organization to this, other than, you know, the GRS and the DSS.
Pretty
So,
sure he might have.
and some could argue the DSS weren't really
You see
organized
over
at
the
one
hood there?
point.
Nope.
But we,
Yeah,
you know,
and you can see
You can try.
Boone are moving towards that vehicle.
yeah.
He's got-
Just see
And
the
you can
vehicle
see
at
the
the edge of the
SUV has
screen.
moved. It's right there now.
Okay, well they
Shoulders
move.
up.
It's creating a
Vehicle move.
barrier.
And they're under cover and concealment.
So-
Well, you said the shoulders up, so are they more than 50% concealed?
Yes.
Okay, if they're more than 50% concealed, so it's 20% for the concealment.
So
20
things
for
are finally
cover,
starting to go our
20
way.
for movement.
Yeah.
So that's 40% right there. What's this combat?
Wait a minute. 20, and 20 is 60.
20 for the movement.
I think it was around this time of the game that we really started getting
20
hopeful
for
that we'd be able to
concealment,
pull this
and
off.
the vehicle
Yeah, right.
And he's trying to.
So
I mean, there's still a lot going on, but
There
we're
is.
like, all
There's
right.
still a lot of bad guys on this table.
How about a 4?
No, that was a 64. That
Was it a
that was
60?
6, dude.
Oh, from my angle, it looked like
Yeah.
a 0.
No, that
All right,
was-
he
But
missed.
being able to
So-
scoop up Boone and Teague was, you know,
Sorry,
that was
sucker.
Boone is up.
Yeah,
So
most
he's
definitely.
activated, so now it's time to get these guys
Just
going.
DD him out.
So they are going to make their movement. Now, we said that he moves at half because he's...
So it's 3 inches.
So
So,
we-
total of 9 if you want to use all 3 AP points.
So, and we are going to attempt to, so let's get him... That's 3.
All right, so I'm going to jump ahead a little bit because, you know, we're just doing some
Yeah,
movement
he's in.
and things like that. Oop, I want to go back because we're going to miss some action here. There we go. We want to see some good
So
combat
that
action.
being said, it was this group that was being engaged.
Three D10. So yeah,
And,
anybody in 2 inches of him is 2 D10.
Alright, so...
So here is
He's
Oz
three.
doing his
Yeah, there's nothing for
best
killing
impression
him, so-
of
And I gotta roll...
I am,
Well, you gotta roll the 2D10.
Quake.
The 3D10 is
And
for
you
the
will
first
fall.
guy. 2D10 for the next 2.
And
guys.
they all
You
fell.
Still, it's a 2.
he
I mean,
wiped
they
out
can
the
survive.
entire
Okay,
group.
we're done.
Okay.
He laid down effective deadly
Oh.
fire.
Turns out that saw's a hell of a
That's right.
gun.
So
Alright,
took out
so
those closest
that's
ones
one.
to him.
Yep.
Now,
And by
now
him
we
doing
get the
that,
next
he
group.
creates
Now, were they
panic
within
among
6
the other
inches?
guys behind him.
Looks like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we
So do a
forced them
morale
into a
check.
morale check.
Yep, because they were
55.
6 inches away.
There we go. Survey says that is 59.
9. They do not stay in the fight.
So, where's your 8?
8-sided dice.
Yeah. I was gonna say, find your scatter die.
I'm gonna put it back.
Scatter them.
Oh, there he is.
Ah.
1. They're going north. They can't because it's
Well,
threat.
no, they have to
So-
go a direction different than threat.
5. So that's this way.
So that's into the vineyard.
Yeah.
So,
No, that's directly south, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is directly south. Back the way they came.
We're going off the compass rose. So 1 would be north, 2 is northeast, 3 is east,
And then
4 is
facing-
southeast, and then
Yep.
5 is directly south.
Okay.
all right. One more activation,
Yep.
and he's gonna take on that next group.
These
Alright,
dudes are like,
so-
I'm out.
He's laying down some saw, man. I'm telling you.
We're gonna roll here.
I mean, really, if they were smart, they would have dove into the orchard.
Mm-hmm.
But they're just taking the path of least resistance to get out.
What did I say? I needed a 90. Oh, wait a minute.
Unfortunately, you're still in his line of sight, so technically, if you don't make it out, he can
Right.
give you some more.
All right. We're well under that.
Yep.
So now, 3d10 for the first guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So that fine-looking soldier out front there, you know, he's all equipped up, and that would be 3, 3, and 6. So that's 12.
Okay, so 2 inches from here is going to take care of
Probably the next 3.
these guys here.
4. Yeah.
Oh.
These guys. This row
Oh
and this row.
no.
Well,
Boink, boink.
I think he- I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
he-
you
I
get
think
them
he
all.
gets
All
them.
right.
Yep, he's
So
going to
roll
take out
for the
another
first
group.
row.
All right, so
Laying
10.
waste to him.
all right, that would be
That-
a 9 and a 6.
Roll for the next row.
That would be a 2 and a 7.
Next row.
And that would be a 9 and a 7.
They go. All right, these guys within 6 inches. They're already running away. These guys were outside of 6 inches. They see they're diehards. They're fanatics.
Again, came all the way from Afghanistan.
Okay.
So Oz has become legend.
That is pretty much that turn. That's everybody. Yes.
So I think it was Warp earlier. It said something about a bloody lane.
These guys keep.
Those are beat feet away.
Yep.
So
These guys.
That's right, Vorp,
just
Saw of Doom.
spawn
Laying them low.
this turn, yeah.
Yep.
Right. All right. So
60. They go.
these guys.
Yeah, they're gone.
All right. So.
And then those guys just spawn. All right, that's that turn.
All
Okay.
right.
All right.
All
Change out
right.
the card.
Break.
Yep.
All right, I think we're in our last turn, yeah?
It's these guys. So they are all
Yeah.
In the vehicle.
inside the vehicle.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So my next highest is.
This
the
is where
TSS
it's
at
a very
10.
interesting
And they're
thing
driving.
happens,
They're
guys.
already in there.
I don't know if
So,
anybody's going to be able to
Question
predict
is,
this
can we pick
outcome.
them up or not?
I was
Trust
gonna
me,
say,
we
can
didn't see
activate
this
the
one
vehicle
coming.
now?
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
it's
they're all-
pretty
everybody's
cool.
in.
All right. So now there's already 5 dudes in there.
Yep.
He's gonna have to lay on somebody's lap in the back seat, but I think we could get one in there.
Well, let's to be fair, we don't want to cheat or skew the results. So let's say he's got a 50-50 chance of fitting in the vehicle. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because either way, then
One action point for the vehicle
right.
gets you 20 inches.
Yeah. So we've got plenty of.
All right, you want to roll 50%?
All right, so
Anything
this is
under
where we
50,
determine
he's
if
in.
Oz
Under
is going to
50,
fit in the
he's
vehicle.
doing Moby Dick mile.
He's walking. That's
So
okay,
Oz
though.
is doing the
well,
mile.
action point 2.
So now,
Move him up the road.
So-
get him up to the gate.
so he moved. He stopped. This would be action point 3.
Yep.
We'll put him.
Well, let's measure up to 20 inches.
Well then.
Well,
20.
we know that's that's
Get
1,
to the chopper.
2. That's 12 to this guy right here.
Throw him on the hood like a deer.
Yeah, right to the
Yeah, right to the.
good estimation.
Calibrate.
All right, so
We want
About to run over
this is
home.
exciting. We've got the ambassador
Exactly
in the
how that one
vehicle
went.
with
All
the
right,
team,
all right.
other
So
than
now,
Oz, poor Oz,
Who else?
at the gates. It looks like we might make it. Maybe.
Who else has an
What
activation?
is their activations over there?
So,
Because everybody else hears low.
So now we just got to scoop up Oz, and,
Yep.
What about Rome?
Rome.
What's Rome's?
and we're good to go.
We just did Rome.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, we did, didn't we?
No, they're over here.
Oh, no,
You
sorry.
mind over here.
Rowan isn't. So Rowan and Alec actually has the higher one. He's a 9.
Okay. Well, they're growing as a group.
They're,
So
and
I can't remember, and I
Alec
can't
is
tell because I
already
can't see
in
if
the vehicle,
everybody's
yeah.
inside the SUV already or
all
not.
right, so
Let me see if I can move
looking
over
at
the
Rowan,
camera. I
he's in
think
8.
they
Yeah.
are at this point. Oh, come on. You can't tell from here. But we'll play it from there.
and Boone.
7.
Okay. Put him in the vehicle.
All right, so
All right, so
They
we
are,
just
but-
put him in the vehicle. Literally just put him in the vehicle.
pile in there.
Okay.
Okay.
So there's plenty of room in the SUV for dudes. So we'll.
All right.
Driving.
What
All right,
about
so-
Alec? He's the driver, right?
Yeah, he's already
So-
in there.
So okay, so Rowan and them loaded. That was their activation. They're done.
Yep.
But Alec can move now.
Yeah. So now we can activate the vehicle.
Yep.
So I get.
So all the characters that are in the vehicle, you see me pulling them off. I'm putting them on. I have their character cards
Yep.
right outside that wall, so
Okay.
that's how we're keeping track of who's in the vehicles. Because obviously we can't actually open the door and shove them in there.
Right.
Alright, so that brings me to
Right there.
12.
Okay.
We need 8 more. Gets me to here. So that's 1.
Okay.
And that makes the turn.
So that's 2 AP. 3 AP to stop.
So it's a third one to stop.
So he's there. Okay. So now he can load.
He uses his activation to get in the vehicle.
So everybody's in the vehicle.
All right, Oz made it.
Now.
Or yeah.
This
Oz
is
is
where
in.
it's going to get sticky. Okay. We've got everybody.
Yeah,
So
there you go.
As it looks right now, we've got free reign to get the hell out, right? However, we got these guys here.
Oh, here it comes.
Okay.
We do.
And we have those Afghanis there, and we have these guys here. So we're
Dun,
going to
dun,
have to do a
dun.
morale
What
check
will
to see if
happen?
they
Tune in
turn
next week
around
for the exciting
and see if they
conclusion
become a threat.
of.
I mean,
no,
it's
just
the
kidding. We'll finish it
slimmest
up.
possibility.
Well, even if they turn around, they don't have line of sight on anything.
Well, the
And
question
that's-
is,
and
Yeah,
we
so
play
that was
when
by
we turn,
the,
and that's the only
to
thing-
actually
pair of
get
our
the
chinny
cards
chin
out of
chins.
the
Yep.
compound. Because everybody, they're done. Their activations are all done.
We can, because the only weapon that can affect them is that one RPG.
Well, he has like a deuce.
I
I don't know what the hell it is.
Those guys all have assault rifles,
He's got a sniper rifle.
so none of those can penetrate the armor on a vehicle.
But wait
So-
a minute, we should not say that because even the luckiest of shots.
What's our next battle gonna be? Trying to get
Yeah, it
that
only
board
takes
down into
one
Bill's basement.
stupid bullet to go somewhere and do something. So we have to at least give it the old college try. To be
Alright.
fair,
All right, well,
okay.
you know, the only one that really concerns me would be that RPG over there, and
Right.
he can't see crap.
Right.
So,
So,
I'm-
all right, let's do the morale on the. No, let's. You got combat here. Let's activate
So-
those guys.
All right, so we got. I'm gonna move this dead guy over here. All right, so these dudes all come around, and they're like, "Oh!"
The exciting conclusion. What will happen?
By the way, that car is moving.
That's it. So
Right. So here's the question: do you do it
essentially, what you're looking at,
And
is
use
the
RZP
starting conditions
as an interrupt? and-
for the transit return game to the annex.
Yes.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Gaz and
Next turn.
Jim
No,
will
I'm
have to
saying
play a
use an
return
interrupt
to the
this
annex.
turn to ram them.
But they don't. No.
And then I say next year we for
Or you just wait till the next.
the
Yeah, I just run them all over.
anniversary of the event on
You know, that's the long and short
September
of that,
11th
I
and
don't think
12th.
those- I
Yep.
mean,
that we play on an annex board.
So when a
There you go.
Fight out that battle.
Oh crap.
pedestrian gets in
Yeah.
face-to-face contact with a vehicle,
That's moving.
how does that get sorted
Gives
out?
us like 10 months,
Well,
which is good
they're
because
moving.
this
They have
board
not
took us
stopped.
9.
We've stated that they are on their way out. So in that case, those guys just stop. So basically, it's almost
not like we were working on it the whole 9 months, I'll be honest,
If
but-
they dodge the vehicle, because the vehicle's just going out now. So they jump in front of it. It would be the same thing like you see in the movies.
I think Vorp asked
So we
if
have
this
to
was
do a
going to be a
dodge.
single-use
So-
board, and no.
No.
We hope to play many other scenarios
So
on
there's
it.
CQB score.
Yes.
So
It's too nice to just put in the basement and
No,
Yes.
let it
35,
gather
right?
dust.
I think so.
Yes.
CQB, yes, 35.
Vehicle moving.
Yeah, I mean,
It's 20% penalty.
it's going to be a lot more than that when this runs them over.
Thank you,
15.
Vorp. Yes, we hope to be able to play the hell out of it, especially once we can get people together en masse to play together. Because you could have a pretty big battle on that board.
Yep.
Alright, so now it's 2d10.
So,
As I believe we've just shown.
Yep.
There's plenty of room for miniatures, like, I don't know,
Well,
80 of them at
11.
a time.
And they all had 2.
yeah,
All right.
2,
So this
4,
is
6,
okay.
8,
So.
10. Yeah,
Want to
so-
One
catch
guy
up
survives.
what's going on right now.
So,
We decided that
these
these bad
posts,
guys had come around the
post
gate just
and
as the vehicle was
he's
making
wearing a
an
cape.
exit
Right.
out of the compound. So we had to
No
come up
capes.
with rules to see if the
Alright,
vehicle
so
rams these
That
guys to
armored
escape.
jet
Because
wall
we know they're not going to
Just
stop.
go ahead and
just plowed through that group.
make that look appropriate. All right,
I mean,
good deal. Let's
I'm in an armored car. Why
Because
would I stop
that
for a
will
couple of
be,
dudes?
Exactly.
If we do a return game, that'll be their starting
See,
condition.
we set
Yeah.
up the conditions for the
All
return
right,
game.
so we have these guys and those guys and those guys to figure out. We'll do these guys first. So they lost 2 guys, so they're down
They were already in runaway mode.
20, 40s. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so they need about 40%.
Yeah.
Anything under 40, they get back in the fight. Anything over 40, they run away. They're going right out the gate. 43.
Although I think for
They're running away.
the annex
Put some-
They're out the gate.
So
battle.
we will.
we need to
dudes on the roadway.
we need to have a live
Okay.
player instead of AI for the
We'll have to
bad
make sure
guys.
that,
Right.
we let Jim know those guys weaseled out.
Then you'll see some
All
roles
right, these
lawyer.
guys. They suddenly.
No, I can do that.
I said they were already running away.
Now they didn't lose anybody, so they were 50%. It's one turn. There's no more. So at this point, it's 60. Anything under 60, they're gonna stay and fight. Okay.
Sure.
They stay and fight.
All right. So
That was their suppression. So that was their activation.
yeah. So that's their action.
Right. Now these guys,
They came from Afghanistan.
they're
fine.
hardcore. So they're what 55% for spotting. Yeah, they're good. They're in the fight.
All right.
Okay, so they can move if they want, or they can try and shoot from there and shoot the SUV.
If they were trying to be
Just
in
shoot the
any way
SUV.
offensive, they would be shooting.
Yeah.
Yes. Because other than that,
All right.
that dude's out the gate next turn.
So there are no ranges for automatic for.
What were we
armed
rolling
weapons
for
in this
there?
game.
The
Like
Afghanis
missiles
to
and
see if they're
grenades or
shooting
range.
at the vehicle.
For
You know, because
these
there could
weapons,
always
there's
be
no
that
max range.
one round that hits somewhere
so
to disable it.
They're all using AKs.
Oh, did one of those
within
guys have
range. I
a?
mean,
I was
that's
gonna say,
not-
did one of them have an
Armor on
RPG?
that?
I
Do
don't
we
remember.
No.
turn the armor on
Otherwise,
that?
shoot away. I
Okay.
don't give a shit.
All right. So what's their weapons on this? So we need their shooting skill first, right? Shooting
right.
skill.
So
65.
rifle, no.
No, it's these guys here. 55. 53.
No. That's
53.
their shooting. It's rifle.
Oh, that's right. 30. That's it.
Well, you know, man, I didn't roll.
And it's they gotta get a 10. The vehicle's moving.
Maybe they're sleepy. I mean, they came from Afghanistan. It's a long
Tell-
ride.
63.
Tell
They're
them dudes.
sleepy.
You know, so these
Don't-
things
don't-
happen.
Don't make me
Alright.
stop this car and let Oz out.
All right, so
That's it. That is it.
So, a recap of where we're at. We've got the DSS, the ambassador, and who's with them? Tonto and Silva
Yep.
in the vehicle.
Yep.
They just mowed down 5 dudes. There's one homie over here that was hiding around the corner.
Yep.
Couldn't clip him with the post.
Yep.
We got 2 dudes that have walked off our board. I say that because those 2 guys, if we do a return game, Jim may want to model them
Right.
over here. So we still do have those 2 guys. They just were walking away from the fight,
Right.
Because they saw Oz mowing hookers down wholesale. So we've got a bunch of dead guys here. We do have one live guy over here. He's a little bit shell-shocked, but wasn't able to do anything to our guys. They decided to get in the vehicle and DD him out.
Right.
They came up here because while Oz was doing God's work, he cleared the whole lane down here. So he shot up those guys, but he ran out of action points. So he's like, hey, I can't go anywhere. You got to come to me.
Right.
So not leaving their buddy behind, they trucked up there, got him in the vehicle, and it's a nice armored vehicle. If they don't have
once again, the bloody lane
or something serious, they're not really going to be able to damage that vehicle.
And we took out the heavy weapons.
I
tell you what, until turn 11, I thought we were screwed.
Yeah, I thought we were.
Because it looked like we were going to get overran. And now, granted, we did change up things a little bit in the last few turns, but it was more realistic.
Well, and getting the saw into the fight.
Yeah.
So Oz is the hero of the battle. There's no doubt about it. This guy really got out there.
Yeah, it did look bad there for a while.
Work, laid down a lot of dudes, suppressed a lot of dudes. He scared these guys off.
Yep.
We're able to finally do a little bit of maneuver. We were able to get Tig and Boone off the dime. They've been stuck at that gate for 4 turns.
Right.
They were finally able to make a dodge, get over into the talk, bang on the door. Hey, Alex, come on, we're going.
Start calling Oz the priest because he was doing God's work the whole time.
The vehicle around provides them some cover. Everybody hops in the vehicle next turn and
good to go.
Yeah.
So that is the conclusion of the tabletop game. It came down to the last turn. We were able to do it in 13 turns. So theoretically, if you go off of one turn was 1 minute of action. Honestly, I think the tabletop was probably 2 to 3 minutes per turn. If you think about how long it would take them to get in and drive around, you're looking at 2 to 3 minutes. For these kind of actions.
Yeah. Well, and a lot of the transit game is actually in a vehicle, so that would be a different speed. So on time scale, we still were under 30 minutes. Oh yeah. This is we've got everyone in the vehicle. Wounds and all. We've got wounds around still.
Yep. But they survived.
But they have all survived.
Teague is the only one that's non-combat. He's combat infected.
He's pretty jacked up.
And I don't know why we had Mo. He didn't do anything.
Yeah, well...
So our total engagement time on the table in real life was what, like 14 minutes?
So, good job, Mo. Way to play, buddy. And as you can see, the compound still burns down. The ambassador's residence, I should say, still burns down.
Yep.
But the ambassador's not in it.
No. So,
lovely.
What can we hypothesize?
Well, based off of what we were able to do today, in the real world, if we rewind it back to 2012, potentially, if those guys had left, we would still have Chris Stevens with us, and we would still have and Smith.
Yeah. So Smith made it too. Oh crap! He's in the trunk.
Yeah. He's an IT guy.
Yeah, somebody send this to the Pentagon immediately so they know that they could have all survived.
Right.
Hypothetically,
it wasn't pretty, but they accomplished their mission thus far.
Yeah.
And I say thus far because they haven't made it back to an area of refuge yet.
Right. So Jim, Gaz,
I'm not writing a white paper about it either.
To do the return game because I think we left you enough meat on the bone.
It's too much like work.
To do the return game, and you see their starting positions. You got one still in the middle of the compound, so that may affect something, as far as the way you guys played out. And you've got the other ones crashing through the crowd at the front gate, which is probably going to piss off some people. I'm just going to say that right now.
Yeah, I believe the streets were, was it tense or agitated?
Yeah. So we just elevated. You know how when you rolled that 65 guys and we went, oh crap, payback.
Yeah.
So we accomplished our mission. Before we
and we didn't give Gaz a bunch of dudes to work with.
Right.
He's got some, but
But there'll be other crowds and stuff. Jim will come up with that mechanic.
Sure.
But before we wrap up this video, we want to thank everybody who's worked on this project. It'd be Gaz and Jim and Marty and Chris W behind the cameras there, and everybody else who's commented and stuff. Remember, contests. We'll be looking at your predictions.
So yeah, I saw some predictions there. I was looking at it earlier today.
And then
I think somebody's pretty close.
Okay. Well, we'll have to take a look at that. We want to thank the manufacturers that we received stuff from. Footsore Miniatures kindly sent us the vehicles. Awesome vehicles. If you like anything modern, Tim down in Footsore, USA, does a lot of great moderns. Obviously, you have
and if
medieval and dark ages.
And if you're a USA purchaser, that is Footsore North America, it ships out of St. Louis, so you don't have to deal with some of the import issues that we've been experiencing this summer.
So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you liked the table. It took a lot.
Sarissa Precision.
Sarissa, yeah.
I'd like to thank those guys for providing the Ambassador's compound.
Yep.
We didn't use it all, but we did use the building. We used the rest of the building over here as the talk instead of making a second story. Yep. This front gate is theirs.
Yep.
And then who knows? In a future project, maybe you see the rest of it with the walls and the gatehouse and all that good stuff.
So, and then a lot of home-built, scratch-built stuff. So Marty did a lot of mathematical figuring, and we put it all together, and we finished up with a lot of railroad scenery, which is great for miniature tabletop when you want to instead of just a green mat or something, right?
Right. Yeah.
It totally enhances the experience. Well, I mean, you could have done it with just a thing felt on a tabletop, but this makes it what it is.
Yeah. This is. I think it's a really cool setup.
Yeah.
It is my first experience building a full-on table. I mean, I've based minis and stuff like that, but I've never worked on a project this big before.
Thanks for the comments there, Vorpal Bite.
Built out of foam and
yeah, it was a good game.
Yeah,
it was a close thing, and
it really enhanced.
We'd love to be able to play again.
And I enjoyed the process.
Damn, Rona.
I really like.
I'm just looking through comments here to pick our winner. We have a contest or two.
That was my favorite part. I really enjoyed terrain building.
Yeah, I seem to recall somebody was pretty close.
Of building,
so I'm pulling that up as we speak. I just got to scroll through them. Jim, Gaz and I can run a transit game back to the annex one of these Sundays when it's convenient for Gaz. I have a game already scheduled with someone for else for next Sunday.
So
all right.
On the table we have Spectre
Awesome.
Miniatures. We have some Footsore miniatures.
At your convenience, but
miniatures,
the game's already built, right?
Yeah.
You just have to change the order of battle a little bit and run it in reverse.
Okay, so those are everything we've used out there, and a lot of Amazon railroad terrain stuff. From my railroad days. This is what makes it rewarding. Is
come on, Facebook's running really slow.
Take what's in your head and put it on tape. Now, granted, we had a blueprint. We had satellite imagery.
Right, but I mean...
But we took artistic license.
Well, we had to, but I mean, we did have some good reference photos. Again, it's historical wargaming, so there was some historical documentation to guide us a little bit on how to do that. If we were going to do this to actual 28mm scale, the table would be approximately 47 feet long and 29 feet wide. So we had to compress it a little bit.
But it still seemed like a lot of table.
But didn't it? It did. So it did. Although I'll tell you what, all of our little insurgents and bad guys, while they don't,
they crowded real quick.
Well, and they can move because they don't have any armor or anything weighing them down, no gear. They move pretty quick. And that I was surprised by that during gameplay. They really were able to get around the table much faster than we were.
So we know we butchered skirmishes rules. Again, the caveat is we were not playing word for word, rule for rule. We used it as a basis, a foundation, and then we teaked it to the play.
Well, you probably do have 27 applications running at the same time, so
it's possible. But I mean,
that because we based it on the realistic events of that week,
that
night, 11 into 12, where there were so many different dynamics. But if you have not picked up the Skirmish Singing rules, I highly recommend it. Even if you get yourself a copy first edition to get warmed up, and then put in comments for play testing on second edition. To Colin and Chris and everybody involved, Nathan. We hope we didn't do too bad of a job. They are doing a lot of great hard work behind the scenes to create a new edition. We
Yeah,
just use
talking
it as
about
the
rules, I can't
foundation.
wait to see
I like
the
percentiles
final
versus,
version of
you know,
the
one table of 1 to
new
2, you're
Sangan
dead, 3 to
rules.
4, you're wounded, blah blah blah. I like percentiles. And
There's
we like
there's
the
a lot of
RPG
stuff
feel.
in the version
And
too that I
these
really like.
cards
So
are awesome.
Yeah.
I look forward to that
really
being
like the little cards.
Yep.
set in place and
You know,
being
and,
able to
you know,
play those.
Cut them out, you laminate them. Now we. You know, it's
Come
a
on,
PDF,
Facebook,
so, you know,
what are you
it's got
doing
the
to
guy's
me?
name in there, and it's got all this other stuff on
Killing
there.
me, Smalls.
But then
I'm
I
like
can
a
just
week
use my
away.
dry erase marker to mark, you know,
Come
mark
on.
off, you know, how many wounds they have, where they're at on their suppression, what the tempo is, as well as when we boned up, we never made a card or anything for the vehicle. Well, guess what? We got 2 blank one of these. So
Yep.
I just scribbled out and said, this one's the sedan, this one's the SUV, this is your
Come
armor
on
class.
already.
So we hope we adjusted the rules. We used the rules as a foundation for basically the format, and then just kind of made it our own thing. Skirmish Sangan is really great rules. It's a fire team, squad based, more than mass.
I gotta grab something right quick.
Yep.
I'll mute myself.
Spawning and all
Go
the
for
kind
it.
of stuff we have here. So we hope you liked it. We spent 9 months doing this. This has been a 9-month project for us. We hope it's pretty faithful and respectful to the actual events. It answers a few questions, I guess.
Yeah, and we all had our suspicions on how this could turn out, and it looked pretty grim there for a while.
Yep.
But my thought all along had been that this could happen, and like I said, it wasn't necessarily pretty, but
Yep.
we were able to recreate this scenario faithfully, I think.
Yep.
And respectfully, and
Drone.
be able, yeah, right, and be able to actually get these guys into the vehicles, get the conditions set to get them back to the annex where they believe they're going to be safe.
Yep.
Now, history tells us that's not the case, but my proposal is that
We're not building the annex.
that we build the annex for next year, September.
Oh, Lord have
Next-
mercy.
next
well,
year-
because that is the actual anniversary.
Yes, that's why for the anniversary next year, I think we do
The annex.
the
All
annex
right, it's
table.
on.
Full-
Jim's out there pulling his hair right now. I can feel it. All right.
All right, guys. So, did anyone spot the secret miniature? Well, to be fair, you couldn't see the secret miniature from this camera angle. The secret miniature is actually hidden in this tree, right here on the opposite side. We did get a good
Right by the-
picture of it from the GoPro, but yeah. I'm going to do a hint. If you go, I'm going to do it right now. For some reason, I lost the posting for the table. I don't know what the hell happened to it. It was a September 6th posting. And all of a sudden, it is now gone. That's really, really weird. All right. Let me pop something in real quick. Home. Post. No. Why is this doing this? All right. Create a post. Okay. Why is my Facebook acting so weird? It is all locked up now. All right. Okay.
You broke Facebook?
I broke Facebook.
Mark Zuckerberg's gonna be mad.
Right? All right, so I'm giving you a really easy one. So there's a post going up on Facebook right now. If you don't use Facebook, you can do the same on YouTube. We will check all of them.
And
I'm making sure I spell it right.
Mania.
Right. All right. So, guess who the secret mini was? The initials are SS. Comment to win. Okay? comment to win. So, yeah. All right, let me shrink back down to. Okay, so guys, that was the that one was the actual table itself. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know it was a little longer than I planned on it being, but still, it wasn't too bad. So we have a contest, 2 contests. We had a couple people that were really close. I got to find the freaking post. The post all of a sudden disappeared on me on Facebook. Facebook's not playing well, so I will make an announcement this week on who the winner is. We'll do a video announcement so it goes across all our channels so nobody misses out in case you're not a Facebook person. We want to thank everybody who commented today. It was a great turnout. We appreciate it. A lot of great comments. I think this is probably one of the most commented posts we've had in a long time. I appreciate everybody's. So let's see. Just catching up. Epic table and epic result. Great job, Chicago team. Thank you, Jim. Anybody spot the
Thank
secret
you very much.
miniature? Because science teacher says boo. Those damn streaming gremlins. Tell me about it. Nothing is sacred.
Right.
And Jen asked, did you say SS or FS? That would be Sierra, Sierra, not Foxtrot, Foxtrot. Sierra, Sierra. Okay? Those are the initials. Sierra, Sierra. If you can't figure that out, well, I don't know what to do.
Like SS Minnow.
Right.
Minus the Minnow.
Right. And it's not that bad people in Germany. So.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. So, guys, thank you very much for joining us on this show. We mucho appreciate it. Yeah, it was a good show. Marty, any last thoughts?
Like I said, the process of building the table is the first time I've ever built a full-size table like this. I had a great time doing it. I got to learn a lot of things. I got to do a lot of things that maybe I've done a little bit of, but not on this kind of scale. So that was an awesome experience for me. I'm really looking forward to Sangin's version 2 rules when they are finalized and published. I'm looking forward to playing those. I think I really like how the second version has been streamlined from the first one.
Yep.
So I think that'll be good stuff, and we'll actually play it by the rules instead of homebrewing a bunch of stuff. So that'll be cool. And thanks to all of our supporters and followers with their kind comments and whatnot, and some of our sponsors. We talked about them a couple times earlier, but thanks again to Footsore North America, Sarissa Precision. Anyone else that donated stuff to it. I hope the product lives up to their expectations as well.
Yep. So awesome, guys. All right. I think we're going to call it at that. It's been a great stream, great show. Hopefully you got as much fun out of this as we did. I'm sorry for the last minute format change, but this is the best way we could produce this and talk about some comment. Hopefully you got the gist of it. We hope you enjoyed it. I am going to jump off and say thank you to everybody because I got to get the podcast uploaded. So
that's right.
Yeah. So guys, thank you very much for joining us on this awesome Sunday. Hopefully we kept up to Jim's awesome standard of Sunday streaming. And for Marty, this is Bill for the Sit Rep Podcast. And guys, we will see you later.